All right. We know the NBA has their Hall of Fame. Well, it's the Naismith Hall of Fame, but there's some people in there that deserve to be there. I think everybody, for the most part, deserves to be there. But as we all know, whenever there's a group of people, there's some that are overqualified, and then there's some that are underqualified. And so in this episode, we are going to start by talking about which Hall of Famers really have the weakest resume, which Hall of Famers are mid, if you will, amongst the Hall of Famers. It's a lot of Hall of Famers. It's a lot of guys here, but which NBA players really have the weakest resumes amongst those that are, well, in the pantheon of legends? Fellas, Mars, Swiper, Ox, what's up? Y'all want to be here? Y'all want to go to sleep? What you looking like that for?
I'm not a big fan of the episodes where we're just out here hating on people, but
we're not hating on nobody. This is not hate. This is us talking about NBA players and talking about which ones really like.
You're right.
So we can't talk about the weakest of the best. That's not hate.
Look.
All right, let's switch it up, Mars. Let's talk about who has the strongest Hall of Fame resumes. Let's do it. No, let's do it. Who has the strongest Hall of Fame resumes?
Kareem.
Does that count people who aren't in the Hall of Fame yet?
It could.
LeBron team.
Well, LeBron's in the Hall of Fame.
What, because of the 08 Redeem team?
Yeah.
Does that count? No, we count everyone on that team in terms of their resume.
I mean, Bron and Chris Paul retired just now, didn't he? So Bron's in the Hall of Fame though. Because
crazy that Bron is. You know what I'm saying?
Come on. Bron would have retired 12 years ago and been in the Hall of Fame. Like, come on.
Yeah. I agree. I think the strongest Hall of Fame is clearly Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because it's the basketball Hall of Fame. And you know what I'm saying? You could put college, high school, all that type of stuff in there too. Bill Russell because you get coaching and whatnot too. So
2 national championships.
Absolutely.
In 30 years.
Well, I mean, guys,
Olympic gold. We went to the Olympics.
For real, as much as I would love to talk about Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, Magic, we talk about them every day. We talk about them every week. We talk about them plenty of times throughout the month. Hey, let's get to these mid niggas, Damien. All right, let's talk about these mid Hall of Famers. I'm gonna kick things off with a super chat from $20 that just came in from Teddy Hart. Now he's just saying what I was thinking. Don't shoot the messenger though. Teddy Hart said, "I respect Michael Cooper, but those Hall of Famers that got in because they were role players on a dynasty, I look at them with a side eye. Some of Bill Russell's teammates too. Back me up, Mars. Back him up, Mars."
He wants me to say like Casey Jones and I mean, yeah, there's definitely people who are in the Hall of Fame especially like as players by proximity. That's definitely a thing. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about resume, Casey Jones got like 7 rings.
How many are we talking here, Ron?
5. So.
Well, Michael Cooper.
And Michael Cooper was a DPOY or no?
Yeah, 86, 87.
But look though, Michael Cooper is a role player that they needed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand if you're just a regular role player, but and I'm not saying that the Showtime Lakers wouldn't have existed without Michael Cooper, but he absolutely was a huge. Why are you looking like that?
Nigga, Magic has 5 rings without Michael Cooper.
That's not what I said. I didn't say he didn't.
Magic has 0 rings without Michael Cooper. He literally does. I don't.
Should role players not make it
Michael
up?
Cooper. Michael Cooper was one of the best defenders of that time. He's you know what I'm saying. He earned the Hall of Fame. On top of that, Michael Cooper was pivotal in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying. So You know, he did what?
He coaches in the Big Three now too.
There's that. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what?
Add that to his
so
resume.
You should
I
add
mean,
that. He coached
is
Lisa
that-
Leslie.
All work you do goes on your resume. That's kind of how it works.
He coached Lisa Leslie?
Are you saying that because you didn't know that, or are you saying that? Like,
No. I'm saying that because Mike Malone coached Jokic. Doc Rivers
Michael Malone is a hell
coached
of a basketball coach.
Paul Pierce. Hey,
And
Doc Rivers
is
coached
going
Giannis.
to the Hall of Fame.
I get that, but
But why would you put Michael Malone? Why would you say that? Like he's what is this? What are you
I'm
doing?
just
Ron?
saying, like,
Why are you trying to be so nasty?
No, because it's not hard to coach a great player.
No, you're. How do you know?
I would argue it's harder to coach great.
Because I coached
Why
too.
would you say that? Like, why would you say that? Ron, why are you reaching for nastiness?
I'm not reaching for anything. Chat. Am I no? All right, let's let the chat check me. If I'm being nasty, let the chat check me.
No,
is it
chat,
hard
stay
to?
out of this. No,
Is
chat,
it
stay out of
hard to
this.
coach? So Lisa Leslie is a GOAT. She's on the Mount Rushmore of WNBA players. Is it hard to coach a player that's on Mount Rushmore?
Why would it not be hard to coach? I just want you to give me. Don't ask the chat. I want you to tell me why it's easy.
Because it's not hard to coach a nigga that's nasty. Like what? Like what's hard to coach is, I don't know, a team that isn't supposed to be where they're at and you lead them to the promised land. That's what's hard to coach. It's not hard to coach an all-time great player.
This is despicable shit. Coach got to coach. Players need coaches. It doesn't matter how good you are. Like, so we talk a lot. I've heard a lot of talk about how difficult.
What was hard to do is what Joe
Bron
Mazzulla
and
did
Cat.
last year. That was hard to do.
So just because one thing is hard means another thing is easy.
I never said it was easy. Don't do that. You don't like when people do that to you. Don't do that. That's not what I
I'm trying to figure out
said.
what's going on. I want you to put some substance to this nasty.
So what I'm saying, it's not nasty. What I'm saying is, of all Hall of Famers,
Ron,
Michael
said about
Cooper
4
is the
minutes ago,
definition of
let's
mid.
get- Basically, like let's get. Okay.
Of the Hall of Famers, it's true. Of the Hall of Famers,
That's fine.
Michael
I mean,
Cooper
he had
is.
Michael
had what?
Cooper, Michael Cooper had a hell of an NBA basketball career.
Yeah,
with the
he's a Hall of
Showtime
Famer,
Lakers.
of course.
He was the best defender, one of the best defenders of the 80s. Okay. His defense led to a lot of that Showtime shit. Not only that, we sleep on the fact that Michael Cooper was getting out in the lanes, dunking and pulling up for mid-range jump shots as well. You know what I'm saying? Michael Cooper didn't just stand around play good defense and just watch. Like, he was a hell of a basketball player. On top of that, he has a coaching resume in the WNBA as well. So it's like Michael Cooper has a Hall of Fame career. He might not be as good as every other. Like, he's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's not Scottie Pippen.
Once again, I want to clarify: of all the names that are going to be mentioned today, everybody deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because they're in the Hall of Fame. These guys all had Hall of Fame careers.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, I mean,
You mean what? And what's not true?
you can make it without necessarily being worthy.
Can I get an example?
What you're doing
Paul?
right now
Like
is
Calvin Murphy.
what you're doing right now is the definition of a tautology.
What, Paul George is a Hall of Famer?
Well, no,
it is
he's
true
playing.
because it's true. That's
I'm
a
just looking at the
tautology.
chat.
It's circular reasoning. You're circular.
Paul George has the resume of a Hall of
You're
Fame.
this.
Like if you put
square.
his basketball reference page in a group with with other Hall of Famers, his wouldn't look out of place.
Gotcha.
But you also have to remember there's like different reasons for people making the Hall of Fame too in basketball. Like a team has made the Hall of Fame before in basketball. So some of this is like your significance to the game overall. And like what impact did you have on it? And I think Michael Cooper, just from the WNBA, NBA standpoint, terrific defender, multiple time champion, obviously played one of the most important teams ever. Also was coaching in the WNBA as well. You know, terrific crossover. I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know if she's going to get it. Or somebody correct me wrong, Ox might know this. I don't think Teresa Witherspoon is in the Hall of Fame yet. Maybe she is. I'm not sure.
I think she is.
She is.
Got-
Yeah, she made it as
last
just
year.
individual player. Okay, sure. But that's to be another one. Like she becomes a coach in the NBA one day. She's gonna make. I mean, that would be a Hall of Fame worthy like
I don't think Teresa. Well,
Yeah.
she was with the Pelicans.
Pelicans for a long time, right? I'm saying if she made the crossover, right? Like or Becky respect he already is in.
There's
you
also
know.
the international aspect. Like I think Vlade Divac is in the Hall of Fame as well, right?
Tony
And like guys
Tony
like
Kukoc.
yeah.
Jimmy
So
Roger is in
there's
the
the
Hall of Fame.
international side, but the old guys are always going to get the benefit of the doubt because the league was very much in a developmental stage. So like the guy, to Swiper's point, like the guys that carried the game forward are always going to get that nod, even though their resumes probably don't stack up. But I think like the next like 10 to 20 years, we're going to see some very questionable resumes like have a case to get in, which I think
What
is going to
makes
be really interesting.
Vlade's case questionable beyond the Team Serbia, Team Yugoslavia stuff? Like, is it just because he was a one-time All-Star?
I think so. I think so in terms of resume. I don't have a problem with him being in because I actually like the international factor.
When did he make
But
it? Do you remember, Damien?
Say
Was
again?
it? Do you remember when he made it?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Oh, I'll look
Was
it
it
up.
the early 2010s? I could be wrong.
2019.
Okay.
But that
so-
is that a mix of his basketball, international, and like his executive stuff too?
I think, yeah.
His executive stuff.
I think that's
I
that
think
was an
that-
add-on.
I don't
but
think
yeah.
that-
I think that hurt him
Okay.
actually.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think
that-
you're.
Petrie.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, Vladdy wasn't as bad as Petrie though.
That's. I
It's a
guess
fact, it's a fact.
Stalin wasn't as bad as. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Lenin.
I think there's got to be tiered Hall of Fame though.
Insert whoever you want. Maybe Stalin wasn't as bad as Karl Malone. I don't know.
I think he was probably worse than Karl Malone, but that's neither here nor there. I don't.
Well, we could discuss it.
Stalin.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know
And
everything.
I'm being
Stalin did,
nasty
but
this morning.
Stalin did some terrible shit.
No,
but
you're being a circle. You're a circle.
And you're being a square.
You're being me.
Right.
I mean, they're all bad guys.
I mean, another mid name is Jamal Wilkes. He had a kind of maybe shorter prime, but he was also a really good player at his apex. He made the Hall of Fame. Really good player, like I said, at his apex, but wouldn't say he's like elite, but very good player. Made the Hall of Fame.
Chuck Cooper made the Hall of Fame for being black.
Well, that's a good
You
resume.
want to
So
get
he
the
got
context
a
behind that?
DEI Hall of Fame.
He was the first black player drafted to the league, and he's
Yeah.
in the Hall of Fame. He was not a good player. So if we're talking about resume, I mean, his resume is literally being black.
Swiper, you gonna
In my
go for that?
opinion.
I don't
In my
see
opinion,
I think that's fine.
I don't think that's resume worthy. I think being black is just what you are. So for me, the weakest resume is making the Hall of Fame because of the color of your skin. For me,
This is
Yeah,
why,
I'm
but
sure in
when did he get-
2026
when
that
did he
makes
get,
sense, that
when did he
logic.
get-
But I
he
would
got
say if you,
inducted in like 2022.
no, I know, but if you go back to the reason why, like I said, the NBA has done this.
I know
before
why he
where-
made it. The
Yeah,
significant
but
What
I'm
year-
I'm
what
more
year
so
was he
communicating to
drafted?
the audience. Go ahead.
1953.
That's Hall of Fame
Yeah,
worthy,
yeah,
dude.
shit, that's Hall of Fame.
Mars. He couldn't even drink out of any water fountain in that stadium. The boy couldn't even drink water during the game.
You're
Mars, they didn't
telling
let him
me
sit on the bench.
The weakest NBA
He got
Hall of
drafted in
Fame
1950.
resumes.
Mars,
Oh,
he can't, when his
You're
coach
telling
talked
me
about
the
game, he had to
weakest
go stand
NBA
in the
Hall
locker
of Fame
room.
resume. His resume is he was black.
Y'all.
This is a very
groundbreaking.
silly way
Cool.
to look at things.
You're not gonna find a weaker resume than the color of your skin. You're just-
Ron, I'm glad you introduced this topic, bro.
And y'all said I was being
You get
nasty.
slandered the
today.
first black drafted player in NBA history.
Good job, Ron.
WPC.
See, Ron, this is
I ain't slandering him. I
anti-progressive.
said his
This
resume is he's black.
this
That's not
you
slander.
are just anti-progressive.
That's what it is.
Ron.
No, but this is why.
You ignited this, Ron.
This is why though we have to have a tiered Hall of Fame. Like some of these guys just shouldn't be in the same sort of basketball Hall of Fame as other guys. I think that's like
Hall of Famers don't agree with that though.
Well, then, no,
You-
but
you-
like,
like-
you-
wait, wait,
you-
wait, wait,
we
Are
should
you
have
saying they
that.
should have their own Hall of Fame, Damien? Is that what you're saying? They should have their own Hall of Fame?
Classism Hall of Fame.
no, I'm saying that the Hall of
He
Fame
wants
should be
Chuck Cooper
tiered.
in his
Like,
own Hall of Fame with his other black people. That's what he wants to. He wants to segregate the Hall of Fame. That's what he wants. He wants to segregate the Hall of
I
Fame.
don't think that's
I
what
was-
I don't
I
think
was-
that's
I
what
was
Damien
making
said.
a
That's
water
what he
fountain.
said. He said he's pro-segregation.
No, based on how strong your resume is, like a bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
should be.
Hey.
It should be like
Black.
bronze, silver, gold,
You're a
platinum.
gold.
Like,
You're a gold Hall of Famer. You know.
yeah, they shouldn't. Some of these
That's
guys should don't belong in
segregation.
the
He
same Hall
wants
of Fame.
segregation in the Hall of Fame. I mean, shit, bring Chuck Cooper back to where he was. I guess. Cool.
Damien, I agree with you, and this is why you're the panel MVP. Well, probably shouldn't have said that so early, but this is why you're the panel MVP, because you allow us to expand conversations and you bring insightful thoughts into it. Unlike other people up here, you actually just bring intellect, not the curiosity part. You just bring intellect. But yeah,
I guess. But
we clearly do know that there are Hall of Famers that are overqualified within the Hall of Fame group, right? And then there's people that's underqualified. And I'm gonna give you guys somebody that's like, I'm gonna bring it now to we can get out the 50s, 60s, and all of that, 80s. I'm gonna bring it a little more current. There's a guy running around who has 4 rings. He has 4 rings. Great player, by the way. Amazing player.
Don't you dare.
But oh my God, you guys talk about the one guy over there getting backpacked, but we never talk about this guy getting backpacked.
Who?
Trying to figure out where he's going.
Talking about Draymond Green.
Hey, no.
Because it can't be the player I'm thinking about.
Hold on. How many different teams does he have these rings with, Ron?
He has these rings with one team.
Clay
It can't be
Thompson.
the player I think he's talking about. 'Cause
Hey,
there's no way
is
he's
Klay
not managing
Thompson?
nobody
He's
right
talking
now.
about Klay
There's no
Thompson.
way
He's
he's
not
not
talking
managing
about
He
Klay
nobody.
talking about Klay Thompson.
Let me clarify first.
Devon Looney?
54% sure he's talking about managing nobody.
I want to clarify
No,
first.
it's Klay.
I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to be a Hall of Famer. All I'm saying is his resume amongst the Hall of Famers, it's a little watered. It's not watered down. It's just mid compared to the rest.
Winning
say
a
the
gold medal with Argentina is.
I'm not talking about my.
You talking about Clay?
I'm not.
Clay.
Yes,
Mars
I'm
Clay.
talking about Klay Thompson. Yes.
He's not in the
Alright,
Hall of
bro.
Fame.
Well, no, he's going to be a
Clay's
Hall of Famer.
No,
He's
Clay's
going
we
to be a Hall of
can,
Famer.
we can
Alright,
project
dog.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I said that. Did you guys not read
Clay's a
the
Hall of
topic
Famer.
list that I sent to you guys? Yeah, we can
I read that
project.
shit, man. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
we can project
So
certain
then what if
players
I
that
just
we know are going to be in the Hall of
project
Fame.
a bum what if I just project a bum to make the Hall of Fame and say that his resume is the weakest?
Contrarian Mars here today.
have a-
Trolling
have
Ron
at-
here
have
today.
Have at it.
Patrick McCaw, I guess. Patrick McCaw.
Alright,
Resume
I
think an interesting name, Ron, is Derrick Rose. I think that's the name that's going to be highly debated.
You have an
because
MVP, you're not going to have the weakest resume. It's just not possible.
I think a lot of people are going to be torn about his induction eventually.
Ron, would it be
Needed.
helpful to go down a list of players that are currently active that currently, according to Basketball Reference, have a pretty high probability of making the Hall of Fame?
We can't do that, but a lot of these players have like astounding resumes. But we could do it though if you want to.
Okay, so here's the 100% locks: James Harden, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. No objections here, right? This
Any
is
pushback?
no.
They're the only 100%.
Yep. 99.9% is Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard.
I need an explanation on what
Excuse me?
instance and what 1 out of 1,000 instance would happen where Jokic doesn't make the Hall of Fame, or Giannis, or whoever else you said.
I don't
Russell
know.
Westbrook.
Maybe we find out that Nikola Jokic did some terrible shit when he was, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, he hasn't played enough. So, anyways, 99.9 is basically 100. It's 99.988. You just round it up to 100.
Did you say
Okay.
Damian Lillard?
Yeah, I did.
And you didn't say
Kyrie Irving is
Kawhi?
97.
Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard is 97.4%. Kyrie is 97.5%. Paul
I think
George
they're putting-
97.6.
They're putting a point like is it a pin?
We gotta go down to
The point is we gotta go
all of these
17
guys are low.
We got to go 17 names down before we get to Klay Thompson. So the other active players are Kawhi Leonard at number 12, then Karl-Anthony Towns at 86.9%. I think the championship did a lot for him. Kyle Lowry at 85.7%. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 82.7%. Draymond Green at 76.8%. Jimmy Butler at 75.7%, and then Klay Thompson at 73%.
So the fact that Karl-Anthony Towns and Kyle Lowry are higher than Klay Thompson show you right now that whatever list you're looking at is bullshit.
It's not.
It is.
Kyle Lowry
Isn't it
won a
about, like,
championship.
total-
Kyle Lowry was a
total point
multi-time All-Star.
accumulation
Kyle
and all
Lowry
that
is
kind of
better
stuff?
than Klay
I'm
Thompson.
not trying to hear no.
He was better for longer.
There's no Kyle Lowry case to be an All-Star over Klay Thompson. There's no.
Sure,
no,
there is. He played 20 years, and he was better for those 20 years.
He played 20 years.
He played almost 20 years. Yeah.
He played like 15, 16 years. He actually
Neither one of them
That's
are going
not
to have
true.
the weakest
The
Hall
mo-
of Fame resume. So,
The
I mean,
modeling on the Hall of Fame probability though is a little bit flawed. So some of those percentages are
that
wacky.
shit has Rudy Gobert at 31.8%.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, this isn't bullshit.
There, by the way, Mars, just so people know that are listening that might not have the awareness, they have everybody ranked in terms of Hall of Fame probability. There are people in the Hall of Fame that are not at 1,000%. It's basically like saying, like, based on our model, these would be the Hall of Famers, but like people at 60% probability are in the Hall of Fame. Just
Totally.
So there's somebody in there.
Bill,
With 60%
Bill Walton has a
3%
that?
probability.
2%
Wes
probability.
Unselt's at 57% Hall of Fame probability. He's in.
Sure.
But
Extenuating
they're
circumstances.
already in the Hall of
Bill
Fame.
Walton's at a 2% probability, but
It doesn't the modeling doesn't take
Derrick
into
Rose,
account some
I
like
believe
major awards, major like international play, college play. So like the modeling is pretty flawed, to be fair.
So
The weakest Hall of Fame roster, you said it was who, Mars? Hall of Fame, Bill Walton's at 2%. Yeah, so he is.
2%. Yeah,
and then
Probably
John
think he has the lowest.
because they only rank out the top 250 probabilities, including players who've made it. There's possibilities that there are players that are at 1% and 0.5% that have made it due to extenuating circumstances.
I can guarantee you Chuck Cooper had -%, but he made it. So
There you go. So they really do get to choose. Right?
Oh, you
Like,
think Basketball Reference gonna be looking at his complexion like, let's add 14%?
so DeMar
Oh.
DeRozan, for instance, is a 48.3%
Chuck,
probability
man.
right now. 48.3. I
Man,
think
my
his
fault. I'm the one who
realistic
made me look this
probability.
up.
Yeah, well, I think the realistic probability of DeMar DeRozan is probably closer to 70%. I think that's probably.
Hey, hold on, no. So Paul George has a higher probability than Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, he's made more.
He's made more All-Stars and stuff, I think. Yeah.
Like same on defense. I
Jimmy
think
has one of those other weird
top three
resumes.
MVP finish.
Not a lot of healthy seasons, so therefore he missed all NBA.
I think win shares is in the modeling as well from memory.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
maybe
Vladdy
one.
Divac
I mean, Paul
has
George is also
96
just really
win
good,
shares
you know
on
what
his
I'm
career. That's a ridiculous
Yeah.
number of win shares.
Yeah,
But
Paul
that being
George
said,
is
like the
just
most
a good player.
egregious name on this is probably, I mean, Julius Randle at 0.0089%. That's too high.
What's
Way too
Wemby's
high.
at?
He's not on
Wemby,
there yet. I don't see
Wemby's
it.
not on there.
Not
but
old enough, yeah.
Wemby is at 100% in my mind. But yeah, no, he's at like 22% right now in my mind.
Right now, Colin Sexton is higher odds than Victor Wembanyama.
You know, Colin Sexton had odds. Nice, good on him.
Yes.
But like
That means the Lakers got another Hall of Famer. now.
Jalen Brunson at 13.1% is crazy to me. Like he's gonna make it just based on the championship with New York, big market, Finals MVP. Jalen Brown at 8.5%.
And Villanova too for Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
Wait, Jalen Brown's at 8. Where's Jason Tatum?
90.
that's funny.
No, it's not funny.
Jason Tatum's at 59.
Imagine.
Probability or person, the rank.
59.6%.
Why am I?
Just
no,
below
see,
Joel
this-
Embiid, who's at
bullshit.
66%, and I think Joel Embiid is
Bullshit.
100% locked for a Hall of Fame. So, you know,
What's
Do you
the
think
formula?
DeMar's going in?
Hayes probability is higher than Lucas. Nice.
Do you know the whole formula? If you do, I'd really love to hear it.
He just read it. Damien just read it. You can read it again.
Something's going on. Well, if you wouldn't mind, Damien.
Yeah, go ahead, Damien. You can do it again if you want, Damien.
What was it, sorry?
Oh, he needs your permission, Swiper.
He already read it. I was seeing he would reread it.
Well, that's what I did. I asked him if you wouldn't mind.
I just want to know when did you two boxing? When are you two boxing?
Like
When is this going to happen? When are you two boxing?
After I make you kiss the
what's the need
floor.
for a box?
You already know what time it
Look,
is.
I'm gonna warm the ring up for him. I'm gonna make you kiss the floor, and then they're gonna do what they gotta do.
There's never any need for that. We were upset that day. There's never any need to box.
Upset what day?
The
The day I felt like kicking your ass that day.
What day? I don't know what day you're talking about.
I don't know, but Damien, would you mind reading
day you were
that
being a
again?
cop?
I'm sorry.
What am I reading?
The if you know the formula to this whole thing that
Oh
people
yeah,
saw.
so the modeling.
Yeah, go
there's
ahead,
no like
David.
set formula, like a specific set, but the modeling is based on essentially current players' probability is projected out based on what resumes already exist in the Hall of Fame. So when some guys have higher percentages, like Penn said, then it's because some of them may have won a lot of games during their career and they have good win share numbers and they might have made a couple all-star teams and things of that nature. But what it doesn't include is like key major awards. Like there's some defensive stuff in there. I think the finals MVP might not count in the modeling. All NBA selections might not count in the modeling. So it excludes some very like lock type guys that would normally be in
NBA
this.
championships, NBA leaderboard points, NBA peak win shares, and NBA All-Star game selections. So they value All-Star game selections, but they don't value all NBA selections.
I think they value All-Star selections, but they don't value all NBA or
weirdly
or
enough, they
Finals
also value height.
MVPs.
Okay, so in fairness, the All-Star stuff.
And no
I think
college.
the All NBA thing. The reason that the All NBA
In
thing
no
is-
college.
No college, no
How
international
did
play
Bill
in the
Walton get
modeling.
here?
well, again,
Oh,
this
that's
is-
He
why
only had a
so low.
2%.
He's
Yeah,
so
he only
low.
had a 2%.
That's
Yeah, he
right.
only had
That's
a
right.
2%,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's right. So wait. I'm just curious to know why would All Star count but not Finals MVPs?
no, that's
That's
fair.
why
Finals MVPs doesn't always exist. I don't know if that's a reason, but they didn't always exist.
That's one of the
Defensive
reasons.
player of the year, I don't think, is taken into account either.
Then what the hell is
this-
this?
In
So
Penn,
the
you're
modeling
trying
is
to tell me
like
this
fundamentally
bullshit?
flawed. The modeling is fundamentally flawed.
It's
So-
it's not
I mean, did you
gospel,
expect
but
a
like,
perfect formula for the Hall of Fame probability?
I mean,
Well,
but
I
but
expected
Ox,
something
like
better than this. Like, this
Okay,
is,
but
this
like-
is terrible.
Well, go make one. I believe in you.
a different way to look at most analytics and models is like this. Analytics move us closer to the truth. They don't tell the truth. Does that make sense? Like you can using the Hall of Fame probability formula, you can get closer to the truth, but you can't get a definitive truth. You cannot say because Klay Thompson has a higher probability than so and so that he is necessarily a better player than so and so, or that he is necessarily going to be better than so and so. It gives you a list. You can sift through that list using critical thinking and intellectual curiosity and get past that, right? Like we just did. 13% for Jalen Brunson to me is crazy. Now I look at the formula and I say, oh, they're not valuing his contribution independent of his team's contributions. They're giving him a ring, but they're not really giving the context of how we value the ring. We value Jalen Brunson's ring more than we value Josh Hart's ring, don't we? We do, right? Josh Hart didn't become a Hall of Famer overnight because he won an NBA
I think
championship.
Josh Hart
Jalen
values
Brunson
his ring.
did. It like the independent, like this is why algorithms don't make the decision. This is why a voting board makes the decision, because hitting a really big shot like what Ray Allen did for the Miami Heat, that is 2 points or 3 points. That's
That
3
was a great
points.
shot.
But that's not 3 points. That's like 3,000 points. Depending on how you view that 3 points, it's worth more. It's also ironically why I don't really care about PRA that much.
In my mind,
Right?
it's worth 3 points.
Because the guy scored 22 points, but what about he went 0 for 12 in the fourth quarter? That don't mean shit.
You said wins and stuff like that. Nobody's won more games in the past. What is it? 10 seasons than Jalen Brown. So
These is facts.
8%.
He told us about that. Yeah. hell yeah.
Analytic
Yeah,
that.
he did. And from 2000, what was it, 2011, 2021, no one had won more games than Danny Green. So maybe Danny Green should make the Hall of Fame.
I mean,
Danny Green.
I think Jalen Brown is better than Danny Green personally.
by
Can't say
far,
Tom.
but shout out to Danny Green.
how many rings Danny got? He got 3.
2, 3. No.
Oh,
Three,
you got
yeah.
3. Yeah.
20.
I mean-
2014,
Hey,
2019,
Hey,
2020.
he started on all those teams.
You got death threats on one of them.
He was. Hold on, wait. He started on all those
Did he
teams.
start with
He was-
the Lakers?
He's like one of a handful of players that have won with 3 different teams.
And he was the primary defender, POA defender. I know KCP kind of was on that Lakers team, but for the most part, Danny Green was I know Kawhi kind of was, but Danny Green was a primary POA defender. He was the best shooter or second best shooter, first or second. Hey,
Starting on 3 championship teams, kind of cool.
but
if
he should
Klay
go in the
Thompson
role.
can get in, why not Danny Green?
There you go.
Is
I
that the
remember when I
criteria
was on
overall?
when I was
fan.
on my hating Klay Thompson arc, I said Klay
Yeah.
Thompson was Danny Green. with
Is
a
that the
green eye.
criteria? Because I started on 3 NBA championship teams. Like what I did throughout the course of my career doesn't matter.
It's not like he was a bum during.
I
the
mean,
rest
he
of
made
this.
he made a new defensive team as well.
Like, let's not
And he
let's
would
not
have been a Finals MVP if it weren't for Ray Allen.
With that being said, like
Yeah,
the
so you
Hall
do
of Fame-
got to include that. You got to include the other ones, the other deep playoff runs and all of that.
Exactly. The potential Finals MVP. I'm counting that.
How many number 1 seeds was he on?
Jeez.
All of that.
But this is the point, right? If we all accept that the modeling is fundamentally flawed, the decision of who goes into the Hall of Fame will always be subjective. So that means that what people value then becomes not what the modeling is, becomes, do you value a finals MVP more than starting on 3 championship teams? Do you value defensive player of the year or 5 all NBA teams? So like then it becomes very subjective, and then context matters, and then do the voters get it right? And I think it's never going to be a perfect like induction approval pathway, I think.
Who do you think should have a higher probability? Sam Cassell or Derrick Rose?
Probably Sam Cassell.
Based on the money. And he's 1% above. What about
to me? It's
Peja Stojakovic?
Yeah, it's Derrick Rose to me too. It's Derrick Rose still.
I wouldn't put either one of them in the house.
Peja Stojakovic or Derrick Rose?
I got D Rose.
It should be Rose, but it's Peja. I'd say
it's Peja by 1%. This is the gear. But if we do Derrick Rose versus Steve Francis is below. Ironically, Jaylen Brown is right below Steve Francis. That to me is funny though. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of like, oof, that's bad. And they're all above Glenn Rice, which to me, and Glenn Rice is above Rasheed Wallace. What?
Pen, that formula that you're looking at, X out of the page. Just
what's
X out
Kawhi's
of
probability on that?
Kawhi's probability is 97%.
Oh, nice. My fault.
97%.
Why are we turning this into metrics? Why can't we just have a criteria? This is what you need to get in.
No.
Period.
Maybe
because that is a metric.
We've gone over this 10,000 times. You cannot put a computer system, because if you do, most of you are not going to like the results. If we
wait, I didn't say anything about a computer system. I didn't say anything about
a
computer
system.
That
people vote.
This is never going to.
There's never going to be.
You're talking about milestones, Chill. Like you need at least 5 All-Stars. You need at least 5, whatever.
Like this is the criteria in order to get like a job. These are the requirements. Because, so first of all, what do you mean for who?
There's a requirement to get jobs now?
Oh, okay. Yes, there's a requirement to get jobs. Yes, it is. And I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that goofy ass
How did you get that job? He knows Ron. How did Ron get that job? He knows Ox. That's the only requirement they had.
Even if you do know somebody, you still have to. Wait. Stop right there, because I can't believe that you dudes are letting this dude get this off. Even if he does know Ron, Ox, I, just like you a couple of days ago, think that you are a man of integrity. Ox also happens to know basketball. So in addition to Ron knowing, so in addition to Ox knowing Ron,
I know how to get Ox right out of his bag right now.
He also knows him. He also knows basketball. In addition to Ron knowing,
punch Ron right now.
In addition to Ron knowing him, he knows basketball. So there has to be a criteria. So, all right, what's the criteria for being in the Hall of Fame? What are you famous for? Because that's what this is. It's the Hall of Fame. What are you famous for? So Chamberlain was famous for being a great basketball player, and his resume states that. Yes.
Famous for a lot of things. I mean, shit.
But he was also famous, and we're talking about basketball specifically.
The requirements, Chill, like to
we're
be
talking
in the
about basketball specifically. What is Chamberlain famous for?
Scoring a lot.
Okay.
Rebounding a lot.
Okay, scoring buckets. So he's in the Hall of Fame because he's one of the best scorers in NBA history. His resume proves that. I led the league in scoring a bunch of different times.
You need to leave.
Yeah, but Chill, it's just like, I get what you're saying, but there's no way that we can make it a one size fits all type of thing. The Hall of Fame, by no stretch of the imagination, is cookie cutter, because everybody has different type of careers, different teams, different teammates, different roles, different games, different positions, different eras.
Yeah.
So it's like hey,
with that being said,
2040, we might have a guy that doesn't score any 2-point baskets, all threes, and he's in the Hall of Fame because of that.
So now the
or
criteria
something
changes.
similar to that.
So now the criteria changes, because like what you just said, it ain't cookie cutter. So we got a player in Dennis Rodman who doesn't score. But Chamberlain is also in the Hall of Fame because he's the best rebounder. Okay, so where do these guys measure up with Chamberlain as a rebounder in terms of being famous for that? Well, Dennis Rodman is a fantastic rebounder. Andre Drummond could possibly get in the Hall of Fame because he's one of the best rebounders in NBA history.
I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Andre Drummond make the Hall of Fame in my league, then we need to abolish the Hall of Fame.
I'll remind you that Buck Williams and Horace Grant are not in the Hall of
Well,
Fame.
some Andre
Rasheed
Drummond
Wallace
That's
is
correct.
not in the
I
Hall of
guess.
Fame.
That is correct.
They are all better players.
I ain't say
than
players.
Andre
I didn't
Drummond.
say anything about players. I
So you
didn't say
creating a
anything.
rebounding Hall of
Oh.
Fame?
What do you mean I'm creating a rebounding Hall of Fame? I'm creating what are you famous for? Dennis Rodman is in the Hall of Fame because he defended and he rebounded. That's it. That's what he's in the Hall of Fame for.
He won
And it
too.
led, and it led
If
to
Andre Drummond makes the
And he
Hall of
won.
Fame because
This is the
Dennis
point that I'm
Rodman is in the
making.
Hall of Fame,
and
then
it
the
led
losers
to
will count.
winning, right? It did lead to winning,
Dennis has
which goes
5
back
rings, right?
which goes back
Yeah.
to the criteria. Okay, so Chamberlain, I'm using Chamberlain as the benchmark because Chamberlain is one of the first guys. Chamberlain as a bucket getter, that led to winning. Chamberlain as a rebounder, that led to winning. Now, how do you
Allegedly.
match up? What do you mean allegedly? He won as a
I
rebounder.
think, but then you start to open up a can of worms, Chill, around how do you determine who's the best of something? Do you have to win the rebounding title to be considered the best rebounder in the league?
I don't know if you have to rebound it. I don't know if you have to win it. But how are you compared to the rebounders in your era? Because to Ron's point, we have guys in the NBA in the Hall of Fame who aren't in the Hall of Fame just because they awesome bucket getters. They aren't awesome. There's plenty of dudes in the Hall of Fame because they awesome distributors. There's plenty of dudes in the Hall of Fame because they awesome defensive players. Maurice Cheeks is in the Hall of Fame because he defended. That's what Maurice Cheeks is. I think when Maurice Cheeks retired, I think he was top 5 all time in steals. He's one of the best defensive guards in the game. So with that being said, that is a criteria. How do you match up with other all-time great guards who were great defenders?
So
How do you
Alex
match up with
Caruso a
those
Hall of
guys?
Famer?
Chill. This is the whole thing then. Because if we
got
do
Lonzo
that,
Ball in the
there's
Hall of
so
Fame on
many-
here for-
so many things that go into basketball. It's like
Did he produce what Maurice Cheeks produced, Moss? Did
Well, a
he
lot of
produce what
people- a lot-
Rondo
a lot-
produced?
which
I ain't
is-
talking about him
that's
just
the
being a
point.
good defender and a better basketball player.
But
I'm talking
that's
about
the
what
point.
did he
Well,
produce?
Mo
You
Cheeks
can't
didn't produce what
do
Gary
it that
Payton
way.
produced. So how
You
do
can't-
And nobody's
do
saying
it
that
that
he's
way.
as good as Gary Payton, but you know what he did?
But they're
do?
both in the Hall of Fame. So why
You know
is
why
Mo
they in the
Cheeks
Hall of
above
Fame?
Gary
Because what
Payton?
Mo?
Because he played 4 years ago. That's why.
But that doesn't mean that he's
Because he
the
played
best.
before Gary Payton. That's
He
it.
did play before Gary Payton, but with him, Gary Payton was better than him. That doesn't negate
Exactly.
what I did.
So if Gary Payton came first, maybe Mo Cheeks ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Or when Gary Payton came first, it's not like in terms of a steals leader, because that's what this is about. This is about defense and playing defense primarily. Gary Payton, I think, is a better defender
So
than
is
Maurice
Tony
Cheeks.
Allen a Hall of Famer?
Once again, why does steals equate?
See, but see,
So-
you
so
can't-
where's
you
Tony
can't-
Allen?
You
So-
can't just compare
so-
those like that. You can't do that. Like because
Well, that's what
people
he's-
are gonna
that's what
say,
he's-
well, what's more important or this and that. You can't. It's like there's so many things that go into basketball. So if this person's an awesome scorer, but this person's an awesome rebounder, how do those compare? What's more important? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the Hall of Fame is just. It
Well-
should be as simple as just be dope and win some.
Well, Ox, you just said it yourself. Like, okay, like this guy is a scorer, and what did that lead to? Okay, so Dominique Wilkins, when he retired, okay, he finished. There's only 7 guys in NBA history who scored more points than him in NBA history.
But were his points impactful since he never won?
He never won the NBA championship, but he was consistently in the playoffs. Yes, he was consistently in the playoffs, and he was a consistent bucket getter that got his team into the playoffs. So Dominique Wilkins is in the Hall of Fame as a bucket getter. He ain't in the Hall of Fame for nothing else. He's famous for being a bucket getter.
When
Duncan.
you start comparing these dudes
Yeah,
like this,
Duncan.
chill. And
Duncan,
all
which is
this,
part of
that's-
scoring.
That's how
Yes.
come the Hall of Fame is so watered down
They're
now
gonna
because
put that up.
because we keep doing that, going back like, oh, he did this. Like that's why the Hall of Fame is just watered down and shit. Like there's a bunch of dudes that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. There's a bunch of dudes that are about to be in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Such
And that's
as?
why this Hall of Fame shit just don't really matter like that.
Okay. I'll
Hey,
give you- I'll
hey,
give
Ox,
you a
right,
name
right quick,
for-
Pin. Oh, Pin, just hold that name right quick, because just based on what Ox said, I want to read this $50 super chat because it's kind of right along the same lines. My man DNE MLV, DNE, if you would have tapped in a little bit more this year, I think you potentially could have took home chat MVP, but maybe next year, maybe 2027. DNE MLV said Basketball Hall of Fame is genuinely the most lenient of all major sports. Y'all were just talking about Mitch Richmond the other day, and yes, he was nice. If there was a Hall of Nice, he should be in, but he should be in there. But Hall of Fame? Question mark? Question mark?
Come on.
He wouldn't be in my Hall of Fame, but
Would
know.
Jamal Wilkes be in your Hall of Fame, Mars?
no.
interestingly enough, like there are some names where I could argue that players who are not in are better than many players who are in. And the players who are in create a benchmark for all players who get in to some extent, right? It's just like getting a new contract. You could be like, well, this guy's in and I did more than him. I think what I'm looking at is they really value championships. They really value peak, but they don't value like consistent, serviceable, long careers. Right.
Such as?
So I look at someone like Horace Grant or Buck Williams. I look at those guys and I'm just like, those are incredible careers that spanned over 15 years. And there wasn't a huge fall off where those players just became useless. And that should be worth something. And in terms of cumulative win shares, those players get a lot of win shares because they continue to eke out value throughout their later parts of their career. Like if you look at someone like Jamal Wilkes, though, versus Horace Grant, it's interesting because Jamal Wilkes also has 4 NBA championships, right? How do you value those 4 NBA championships as a Laker to the 4 championships that Horace Grant got versus the 5 championships that Dennis Rodman got? Because you could argue Dennis Rodman is the worst scorer there, but then there's the outlier skill of like leading the league in steals or being the best rebounder in the league or whatever. I just think peak is given a lot of precedence here in terms of how people think about the Hall of Fame.
So
Like
you know,
how
it's the
good were you in the
basketball
3-4 best years of your life?
and
But
Mitch
Penn,
Richmond.
who do you think Horace Grant should be in over?
I just
Was, he,
told you, Jamal Wilkes.
was Horace Grant better?
Who do you think he should be in over? Like
I said
you
Jamal
saying
Wilkes.
Okay, you're saying Jamal Wilkes, but I'm like you mentioned his like. Okay, I heard you say Jamal Wilkes, but like, what legit Hall of Famer, a guy that like no questions asked, should he be in over?
Well, just because you should be in the Hall of Fame doesn't mean you should be over LeBron James.
That does not mean that.
And also that you don't even,
That's why there
there's
should
no
be
limit
tiers.
to how many Hall of Famers are. You don't even need to be over someone. It's not like the top 75 list where you have to have 75. Well, they have 76, but you have to have 75 people. This is the Hall of Fame. There could be 200 million people. He doesn't even need to take someone's spot. He just needs to be in there.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Who do you think he deserves to be in there over?
What about
Well,
Louis?
he answered
What
you
about
and then you
Louis?
didn't accept the answer.
So,
Yeah,
so
what about Louis Dampier?
do you guys think he should be in there?
Okay, what about Louis Dampier?
Well, no,
He
the
wouldn't be in
reason
my- he
I'm
wouldn't be in
giving
my
you
Hall of Fame,
names.
no.
You
no,
asked
no,
me names.
I
I'm
get it.
giving you names.
I get it. So the reason why I keep asking you because I guess this isn't clarified or this isn't understood. There should be a bar for the Hall of Fame. Jamal Wilkes isn't the bar. So I'm basically what I'm saying is, do you think
What's
that
the watermark? What's the threshold?
Yeah.
So who is the bar for the Hall of Fame? That's your question.
That's a great
Who's the
question.
most
That
mid
should
Hall
be
of
the
Famer?
question.
Who do you
I
need
think
to
that
be
is the
better
question.
than to be in the Hall of Fame?
That
Is
is a
that the
great
question?
question. Yeah, if we're just not watering it down, and if it is like legit Hall
Can't
of
be going off
Famers,
my Hall of Fame. Yeah, we can't be going off my Hall of Fame.
Are we changing it to the basketball Hall of? Are we keeping it the basketball Hall of Fame? Or is
I'll
it now
give you
the
a name.
NBA Hall of Fame?
I'll give you a name. How about James Worthy? That's how good you have.
How about
to be.
Tony Parker?
I mean,
That's a
Parker.
mid.
That's
That's
a
a mid
really-
player.
That's a good career though.
Nate
That's a
Thurmond.
mid
Somewhere,
Parker is a mid player.
somewhere between
Yes, in the
Nate
Hall of Fame.
Thurmond and James
I
Worthy.
mean, yeah,
should be
related
the
to the Hall of Fame, he's probably in the mid tier. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is
Kanye
that's the
These-
thing
these-
that's the
this
thing
is
that
the
people
gear.
miss though. That's the thing that people miss. This isn't the talent Hall of Fame. This is the career Hall of Fame. So like guys like Draymond Green are getting in, even though in a vacuum he's not a better player than a lot of guys that aren't getting in. Like he's not better at the game of basketball than a lot of players that are not getting in. You know, so this isn't like the
Like-
talent Hall of Fame.
Like
so
Rasheed
you have
Wallace.
to you have to
Is
win
he a better
things.
basketball player than Rasheed Wallace?
Nobody's a better basketball player than Rasheed Wallace.
Yes or no, Mars? You think Draymond Green is a better
I said
basketball
yes.
player? You
Yes,
think he's a
I
better
said yes.
basketball player than Rasheed Wallace? That's interesting.
Yes.
And we already got the Kenya Martin thing, and I actually agree with you with that. I think he's better at basketball than Kenya Martin. But with that being said,
Although I think Rashid should be in it based on who is in it, by the way. But yeah, I think Draymond's better than him.
I think that what you do and what you produce throughout the course of your career, measured with other guys who are in the Hall of Fame, I think that matters. I think that 100%.
Paul
I
George,
think your
for instance, is
contribution to
better
the
than
game matters.
Paul George is a better
What are you
player
famous
than, like,
for? What was
the
James Worthy famous
30
for?
years in the league. James Worthy?
What was James Worthy famous for, Penn?
Showtime.
Okay, well, just so we clear, This isn't the NBA Hall of Fame. This is the Basketball Hall of Fame. I was the best
Are
player
you
in the
going to say
country.
North
in college.
Carolina?
I was the best player in the country. I wasn't a good player. I was the best player in the country.
College does matter for the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
I was the best player in the country.
Okay, cool.
So
I'll
with me
give you
being the
that.
best player in the country, and then I came into the NBA when I came into the NBA.
I don't want to disparage. I don't want to disparage James Worthy. Do you think he's one of the 75 greatest players of all time?
Yes.
You think logically, if you went down the list and said, okay, we got every single player in their prime in NBA history on the same draft board, you think a logical person is picking James Worthy in the top 75? Because I don't.
I'm a logical person. I'm 100%.
But that's not what the Hall of Fame is.
But
Well, he made the NBA All 75 team. That's what I'm saying.
James Worthy, especially like relative to era, James Worthy, yeah, he's a top 75 player.
Well, therein lies the point. Relative to era and relative to competition,
Yeah, but you
which I think a lot of people up
that's
here
what
are trying to tell you they were
everything
playing
is.
against Mars-sized players.
Oh, okay. So
They
all right.
weren't.
So to Chill's point, in 50 years, SGA isn't going to be a top 75 player because relative to era in 50 years, since everybody just gets better year over year over year, and the next class is always better than the last class, SGA's playing against water competition.
And we can't.
So he's
discount
not
what he
going to
was
be
doing.
top 75.
We can't discount what SG
Like,
was doing
you
during his
can't,
era.
yeah, you can't like you
do
play
that.
against who
And
you
that's
play
what you're
against, and
doing.
you grow up in the era you grow up in. Like,
And
yeah,
then-
sure, we could say somebody's more talented, but did they do more? Paul George can be more talented than James Worthy. Cool, great.
Yeah, but that top
Did he
75 was
dominate
also
his
bad.
era the way
He's
James
also
Worthy
better
did?
than James Worthy. He's just
Yeah,
better.
the top 75 was also just still bad.
He's more
too.
talented than James Worthy. Yes, he is. I'm not going to argue.
Is he
James
a
Worthy
better
better than
basketball
Scotty
player
Barnes?
in his era than James Worthy was?
Paul
No.
George is better in his era than James Worthy.
I agree. I was going to use
He's
that
a better
exact name.
defender.
Paul George is just better than James Worthy.
Paul
Paul George is
ain't better
better on
than-
both
Paul
sides.
George probably not
Paul
making
George
the
ain't
Hall of
better
Fame.
than Big James game.
Paul George is
Yeah,
also
yes,
definitely
he
making the
is.
Hall of Fame.
He
But,
might not
like,
make the
that's
Hall
Paul
of
George
Fame.
is so funny.
Like there's a reality.
Paul
Like
George is
there's a
gonna
world
make
that
it.
exists where he
Paul
might
George
not
is
make
more
it.
likely to be first ballot than not make it.
Yeah,
Paul George is making the Hall of Fame.
because
Paul
he also
George
had
is
a
better
top
at
3
basketball than
MVP
James
finish.
Worthy. Paul George has
He's,
better
yeah, you
longevity.
could say
All
you could say he's
all
better,
defense.
but like
Is he-
relative
is he
to the
gonna
era,
make it?
what
Relative
he
to
did.
era, he's better. He's still better.
Paul,
than
so during
So did
James
Blake Griffin.
Worthy's time, where would you say he ranked amongst the players in the league?
Forwards,
Top
or just period?
7, top
the
10,
late
top
80s?
15. No, in the,
Top-
yeah,
He was
in,
a top 25.
He was top
player
10
for a
somewhere?
most-
He's probably top 10 a couple of years, probably
all right.
off the top of my head.
I don't think.
But
Big
But
Paul,
re-
George,
relative-
Paul George has
relative
that
to
same
era
argument too,
isn't-
though.
But no, because that's not how that.
I know,
Relative
but
to
to
era
Ron's point though,
isn't
like
just
that,
where do you rank in your league? Someone else ranks lower in their league, therefore you rank worse relative to era. That's not how that works.
Why don't you just tell me what his
Relative
peak
to
was?
era is how good were you in your time
yeah.
compared to someone else. How good were they in their time?
That's what I'm saying.
It's not-
That's why I
Yeah, but
asked how
that's
good was
not
James
about,
Worthy.
That's not about rankings.
Like at his
Because
best,
you could, if you play in a league that, like, if you play in the 70s NBA, where Dr. J is in the ABA,
Mhm.
George Gervin is in the ABA, etc. You got Kareem number
Very
one,
interesting, shout out.
and then you've got whoever the second best player in the league in like 1973 was. You can decide who that is. Is it John Havlicek? Is it Dave Cowens? Wherever you want to go. Them being the second best player in the league does not mean they are better relative to era than Kevin Durant because he was the third best player in
I
the
don't
league.
think anybody's saying
That would be nonsensical to say.
No, I don't think anybody's saying that.
That's what Ron is saying. He said if you rank higher in your era, you are better relative to era.
What I'm saying.
That's exactly what he said. I'm
No,
not making it up.
That's partially what I'm saying. But
No.
also too, I just believe James Worthy did more in his time than Paul George did. But you guys overrate Paul George. Paul George is going to be another one of those guys who has one of the weakest resumes in the Hall of Fame once he gets
Yeah.
there.
He's not a lot.
absolutely going to be one of those
Paul
guys.
George,
Hold on, y'all.
that's just not true. Paul George is a 9-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense. That's not one of the weakest resumes at all. Reggie Miller's resume is weaker than that.
Mhm.
Reggie Miller's resume is 3 All-Stars.
Paul George better
Maybe-
than
maybe-
Reggie Miller.
Paul George better than
Yeah,
Reggie
Hold
Miller?
on.
Paul George is
No,
also
I don't
better
think he's
than
better than
Miller.
Reggie Miller, but
I
I'm
think
really
so.
high on how good I think Reggie Miller is. But Paul, 9 All-Stars, 6 All-NBA, 4 All-Defenses. And a most improved player, if you care
In
about it. Like,
1986,
that's clearly not one of the weakest resumes. And saying it is just a lie.
agreed. In 1986, James Worthy finished 12th. in
Amongst
MVP
Hall of
voting.
Famers, that's mid.
Here are the players who finished above
James
him
Worthy
that
is a
year.
7-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA.
True.
And
Well, we're still waiting on Blake.
Being a champion by proximity does not mean you're
that,
better.
no.
Not a
That
champion.
he's
By
not Michael Cooper.
proximity.
He's not
Yeah,
Michael
Stop
Cooper.
this. Stop
James
disrespecting
Worthy
Michael
is
Cooper.
not Michael Cooper.
I'm gonna say that if you put James
Wait,
Worthy,
wait, just stop
and
disrespecting
swap
Michael
him.
Cooper though.
if you put
went
James
over this
Worthy
already.
on the teams Dominique Wilkins was on, he's the exact same player. He has 0 championships. That is what I mean by champion by proximity. He got drafted to the most advantageous situation in the NBA. You are not now then gonna. I'm not now gonna say you did more in your league than Paul George because you got drafted to the best situation in the league and won 3 rings. Congratulations, Finals MVP. Congratulations, amazing player. I'm not taking away from how good James Worthy was as a player. What I am saying is he was absolutely the only reason you're even daring to say James Worthy did more in his league is because of the fact he played for the Lakers.
No,
That's the only reason you're even.
No, do not let
He
my.
would have still been good
That's the
without
only
being on the
reason
Lakers.
I'm
Okay,
saying
even if that's the only,
Get this
even
boy
if that's the
chill.
only.
Get his ass.
Even if that's the only reason, Mars, that he's saying that, Paul George was drafted into a good situation. They built that unit around him. Even if Indiana wasn't that good, they still built that unit around him and put a great situation.
After
around
Danny
him.
got hurt.
Their best player got hurt.
No. We're talking about James Worthy relative to Paul George. And what Mars is doing is Mars is trying to throw this off the track and what we're actually talking about.
You just tried to tell me Paul George was in a good situation. Compare it to the situation James Worthy.
Make sure to remember, Danny Granger got hurt in his prime, and then Roy Hibbert got hurt right after that. So no, it wasn't a good situation. It was a good situation
was
for 2 situations, 2 years. Well, and then I'm going to tell the story. Well, it's not even a huge show, just for everybody to understand the context. Danny was the best player on that team. Got hurt, was never the same. Paul George then started peaking out.
James Worthy broke his leg as a rookie. They could have won the NBA championship.
Who?
James Worthy broke his leg as a rookie.
Oh, okay.
In 1983, when they got swept in the NBA championship from the 76ers. He didn't play. You know why? Because he broke his leg.
No, just not the same. Paul George became the best player. I'm not done. Paul George was the best player on his team after Danny Granger got hurt, and then he became what he became. Roy Hibbert eventually also got hurt on that run.
Eventually.
Never the same. And then he broke his leg, was not the same player for a year and a half. James Worthy was the 3rd best player on his team. So when he got hurt, he still came back to Magic and Kareem and Cooper and Green. They were loaded. What Mars is saying,
he was the 3rd in 1990 when they went to the championship too.
I don't want to.
He was the second best.
He was
keep going,
second.
bro. Keep going, Swipe. I'm sorry. Keep going, Swipe.
I don't want to. I'm not fully
going,
on Mars' side. That when Mars said like something about like I don't want what your language was. Like I don't want to dismiss James Worthy. I don't think you were trying to dismiss James Worthy either. James was a great player, but if you just told me just player for player, PG has had multiple elite stretches in this NBA with the Pacers, with the Pacers, with OKC, and then with the Clippers. But the only
we're not talking about the Hall of Fame right now, though. We're just talking about the best players. Paul George is a tier 1 for 7-8 years. Tier 1 wing defender in this sport. Way better defender than James Worthy was. Respect for James Worthy. And then offensively, he's one of the most skilled players we've ever had on the wings ever.
As a player.
Ever. And then on top of that, he was a great scorer at his peak. He was a great defender at his peak, had one of the best handles in the league. And then on top of that, you got to remember who he's playing against over the course of this run. If Paul George got an opportunity to play with the 1st and 2nd or 1st and 3rd best player in the sport over the course of his career, or 2 top 5 players over the course of a 6-year period, then PG would have had multiple rings too.
And if James Worthy got a chance to be a number 1 option, it would have got dark and
he wouldn't have won
scary and
anything. It's
ugly.
Mars' fault.
Okay,
That's not true. The situation that Mars brought up is James Worthy in Atlanta with Dominique Wilkins. That's it. He's not talking about him. He's not talking about him in a situation where they built the unit around him and they put him as the number 1
I
and
said
gave him
instead of Dominique, instead of him.
That's my point, Mars. Instead
Atlanta around him.
But Atlanta's not the benchmark. What you're trying to do is you're trying to put Dominique Wilkins and James Worthy comparable as players. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about James Worthy.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to say he wouldn't win a championship
in Atlanta. The way that they built that unit, does that mean
he wasn't in the most advantageous situation in the league?
Does that mean that if he got drafted? So at that point, if he got drafted, so in 1982, if he got drafted by the,
he would have 4 rings.
So in 1982, if he got drafted by the, in 1982, if he got,
go ahead, chill. In 1982, if he got drafted by who?
Because James Worthy clears Draymond. As a player, he clears Draymond.
It's the exact, like I said, it's the exact same premise. You're just saying James Worthy is better than Draymond, which is fine. The premise doesn't change. The premise is Paul George's resume as an individual is better. Paul George as a player is better. The only reason you're even arguing this is because he has 3 rings.
No, it's not.
The most advantageous situation in the league. My point
No,
was,
it
if
is
he was
not.
in Atlanta, if he was in Atlanta instead of Dominique Wilkins, he would not have the same 3 rings that are the only reason you're even saying the resume is better. Because
No,
once
it's not.
again, if you look
I never said his resume was better.
It is
I never said that.
9. It is 6 all NBAs to 2. It is 4 all defenses to 0.
I never brought up resume.
Some of us think he's
You
a better
brought up the
basketball player.
resume.
So if he ends up,
The whole Hall of Fame argument started from resume, and then
I'm talking
Yeah,
about
he's not
them
talking
as
about the Hall of Fame no more.
players. I'm talking about
So
James Worthy as a
why
basketball
didn't we
player
even
and
like
Paul
that?
George as a basketball player, them in their eras as basketball players. James Worthy's better in the 80s than Paul George was in the 10s.
Said that.
No, he's not.
I'm not going to rewind it. I'm not even going to believe the chat. I'm going to believe you. I'm choosing to believe you. If you're lying to me or you're misremembering, I'm not even going to blame you because I'm not going to check.
He didn't watch.
Paul
What do you
George
mean
is
misremembering?
Paul George is a better defensive player than James Worthy. True or false?
Oh, we're about to do the checklist shit?
No, I'm asking.
Because you yourself said the checklist shit does
you
not
can
mean
answer-
anything. You yourself, you're one of the biggest advocates of
if
that.
you answer the questions, you'll see I'm not doing a checklist.
True,
Paul George is a better defensive player. True or false?
true, Moss. True.
Paul George is a better offensive player. True or false?
False.
Okay,
False.
false to you. I'm going to
False.
ask everyone up here. So I'm
already
assuming
gave my
Oxen
opinion,
want to say false. I'm assuming.
PG was better offensively for me.
That
Damian-
Paul George shit, it's so
Damian
PG is
Paul George-
better
is
relative
theory.
to era
Paul
and period.
George is theory.
Swiper, who's
It is
better
theory. I'm
Wait,
6'9"
Mars,
and
wait,
can dribble
I
through the
got-
legs.
Wait, hold on, Mars. I got hit in my head. A couple times playing football. Did we not see Paul
You got
George in the
CTE?
fourth? No, probably. Most collegiate athletes probably do, but that's a whole nother story. They're 13-14 Mars. And then I distinctly remember 2019. I also distinctly remember 2021. Maybe I'm tripping. That never happened.
Now,
I never
what
saw
about the
Paul
other
George do
years
that.
where bullshit happened with
I never
Paul
saw
George?
that.
No,
but
mention
that-
those
that's
years.
what-
Mention
now,
those
dude,
years.
You realize, but Chill knows this. You realize this.
Mention the
You can do
George
the
Paul
same
years.
thing
No,
to
no,
James
no, no.
Worthy.
Mention the
You
George
can do
Paul
the
years.
same. You can do
Mention
the
the
same
George Paul
thing to-
years.
No, you can do, but I'm saying you can do the same issue with James Worthy though. James Worthy also has some stinkers in the playoffs as a number 3 option, or with injuries, Chill, the number 2 option. Multiple times this happened. So don't act like he's perfect either. The whole idea is we're comparing player for player based on skill set. I know you didn't say that. I'm not saying you said that. I'm asking Ron. Because Ron, you might be misremembering. I'm not saying you misremember because whatever.
I
I'm
just want
smart,
to know
whatever.
better offensive players.
But yeah, he has some stinkers, Ron. Stinker series. And it happened multiple times. But it doesn't mean he's a bad player.
Henderson still.
Yeah, he's not a bad player at all. But Chill, I think the
Huh?
issue is that when you look at I think the issue is, Chill, Paul George gets this bad rap in large part because of the Clippers and in large part because of that Utah series. 100%. I'm with you. But we forget 21. If Kawhi stays healthy, they make the finals that year. And PG was frying that playoff run, and PG was frying in the conference finals. They at least would have played Milwaukee and gave Milwaukee a better run than Phoenix did. PG would have gave Devin Booker some problems in that series. I think the issue is that Paul George's sample size got disrupted by one of the worst injuries we've ever seen. And then for a year and a half, took him off the books. And then he came back, Chill. Everybody was shocked that he was an elite player again. And then he got traded to OKC, and everybody's like, this is Russell Westbrook's team. Just won a damn MVP. Paul George steps on the floor, best player on the team. And it wasn't even a question. Ron, wait. Is Ron trying to tell me that Paul George wasn't the best player on the team?
Swiper, just from, but I do want to say,
he
like,
was.
I hear y'all. I think Paul George might got the edge on defense. From 86 to like 92,
91.
91. James Worthy was putting the ball in the basket though, so it's not like James Worthy was
Yeah, he wasn't
damn near
soft.
unguardable, bro. It's on the block in the mid range, open floor. James, like I just, and I'm not even talking about necessarily if he was better than Paul George. I just don't want y'all to say it like that for the people that don't know about James Worthy.
And to answer to
Well,
Mars,
people
to
don't
answer-
know about James Worthy. That's their fault. But
to
go
answer
Well, I
your
mean,
question,
some people, everybody not like you and go back and really watch basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Some
was
people
cold.
don't know
well,
how
then they
good
should
James
just stay
Worthy was.
quiet when it comes to
They
talking
think
about
they think just because before when Kareem was still at his peak, he was like a third option, third option, that he wasn't doing shit. Like James Worthy And James Worthy was the best player in the country in college, too. Like, James Worthy came into the NBA, a grown man, broke his leg. James Worthy was dope. Like,
I think that what we
I got James.
Mars to answer because I know you, Mars.
I think if James Worthy wasn't on the Showtime Lakers, if he was on his own team, I think it would have been even better.
He probably got respected more because he'd average like 27. So it's like,
right, as far as his stats look, I think his stats would be a lot.
He would have looked
better.
different in the modern era as well. To be fair,
on his
This-
career,
I
think
averaging
but
21
I've
in the late 80s is
up
good.
here advocating. I think James Worthy was a better player than Dominique Wilkins. Me and Chill have had that discussion. Chill obviously had Dominique. I had James Worthy. I think James Worthy is really good. He's just not better than Paul George.
Hey,
But
chill. We're
go
gonna
ahead.
watch that Houston series.
but
one
they're
day
both
together.
they're both Hall of Famers. We can
So
all
in
agree on that,
86?
right?
The one, yeah, one when 1-4.
They should be.
And James Worthy was a one.
It
James
should
Worthy
be.
is
players
a
on the
Hall of
floor.
Famer, and Paul George is going to make it. Yeah.
One of the
But
worst
okay,
players
Chill,
on the floor.
Chill,
But
you
that's
were
based
saying?
on
We could do
basketball.
the- we could do the same.
No,
thing
no, I'm
for
saying,
Paul
I'm
George
just
in
going to the.
20.
Yeah, everybody had that. Everybody had that.
Yeah,
Everybody
we
has
could
that.
do the
I
same
think
thing.
the question
Yeah,
you
Paul
need
George
to ask
2020,
about the Hall
no
of
doubt.
Fame stuff is, can the story of basketball be told without this player? I think that has to be like the ultimate litmus test when you're making a vote, right? Now you could do the player for player.
James Worthy was
skill set.
Showtime. Magic was Showtime. James Worthy was Showtime.
Exactly.
When you go back and you do
I
your
agree.
homework on the
I
Los Angeles
agree
Lakers
with
championship
you, Chill.
teams,
Without Paul George, we wouldn't miss a beat.
I promise
With
you, we can
with
write.
no Paul George,
We can
the
rewrite
NBA would
so
be
many
probably
books
not-
of the
nobody
history
would
of
lie.
I would
basketball.
agree with. If it's about the story of basketball, I don't think you need to include Paul George in the story of basketball. I agree with that. Paul George wouldn't make my Hall of Fame if it was up to me.
He wouldn't
Right.
make your Hall of Fame.
No, but he's a better
entire
player than James
conversation
Worthy.
started.
That's all
This
I'm
entire
saying.
conversation where I said that James Worthy should be the bar. And why did I say that? Well, I said that because of the college resume, because of the championships, and because I don't believe that the story of basketball can ever be told without James Worthy. But I also don't think that he was a top 10 player in his era. I also don't think that he necessarily had any dominant peak where he was a top 3, top 4 player in the league. And yeah, he didn't have the
Paul George
longest
wasn't
resume
either.
either.
Yeah, he was.
Well, here's
what
the thing,
year was
Chill.
Paul George a top 3 player in the game?
18-19, baby, regular season.
He
Shout out.
was
M-
top 3 in MVP. He wasn't
MVP
a top
voting.
3
He was a
player in
top
the
5
NBA.
player. He was a top 6 player. Paul George was a top 6 player multiple iterations of his career, including Indiana, including LA Clippers.
Indiana.
This is what I don't know.
Paul George was not
Clip-
top
not the
6 when he was
Clippers, not
with
the Clippers.
Indiana.
Top 10. Let's
See,
go
what-
top 10. The best version of him before he got injured, I think
Paul
was
George was a
crouching on
10
top
player in
10.
the league a couple
Okay,
times.
I can
don't
give
Okay,
that.
know.
let's go
That's
top
an
10
idea.
instead of top
Yeah,
6.
that nigga
Okay.
was Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
He was better than
Single
Donovan
season
Mitchell,
OKC
and that's the
and
problem.
at the back end of the Pacers run. Yeah.
Was Paul
Okay.
George really better than Donovan Mitchell?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. Is Paul George better than D Mitch?
Yes.
I
Gotta
don't
be
know.
close.
I
Well, no, I mean, because you got to count defense. Like, so defense, yeah. Paul George got D Mitch.
To me,
okay, and when you count
absolutely-
offense, D. Mitch clears.
D-Mitch is probably
I
a better
wouldn't say
offensive player than
clear.
Paul
I
George.
wouldn't say
Yeah,
clear.
probably.
He's a better
He's
scorer.
better.
Telling you,
Is he a
that
better
Paul
passer?
George shit was.
Is he a better
That's what
passer?
the crap.
Paul
Man,
George
Paul
is
George
is
so
D-Mitch-
theoretical.
the
I'm
ball.
telling you.
D-Mitch is a
Just
better
boop, boop,
passer
boop, boop,
than
boop.
Paul George. He just doesn't
Shooting
like
dumbass
passing and
shots.
that stuff.
Paul George does get this like layer of, I don't know if glaze is the right word, but he's almost like the perfect basketball player.
Absolutely.
In terms of like, he doesn't, like when you look at him like in a vacuum, he doesn't really have a weakness, and it's quite rare for a player. But you can also make the argument that that never translated to him like being like a top 2 player. So I think that it's like two sides to the Paul George coin. I don't think the injury helps, but he does get this like added. Well, I'm okay with it as well, by the way. But he does get this like added little bit of, yeah, he was probably a little bit greater than realistically he was. But I'm okay
That's
with that.
kind of like
'cause
what
that's
Tatum
skilled
is,
he was.
though. Tatum
Well,
doesn't
what
have
is
any
his
weaknesses.
weakness?
None.
Well, what is his weakness? If you're
Like, technically.
but if he's getting a boost for not having a weakness, which I think we can all agree is a good basketball thing, what is his weakness?
Decision making. His
Yeah, I
mid-range
would-
game isn't great.
occasionally.
Those would be his biggest weaknesses. Just shot
Over
selection in
dribbling,
general.
just dribbling out
Yeah,
the ball.
his
but
brain is his
that's
biggest
the
weakness at
decision
times.
making to me. Like
Hmm.
I lose
That's
count
right.
of how many times Paul George will beat his man and then snatch back and try to beat him again. Like that's just bad decision making. That's bad process. So like his decision
Killer
making
instinct
and-
too.
Sure, his
Sometimes,
decision
yeah.
making, his mid-range game, those would be the 2 biggest weaknesses I think Paul George has.
But
But
like we
even he-
praise, but
even
we
he
praise
is-
players like this all the time. Like, I'm saying, like Scotty was also a not many weaknesses player. Was an elite player though. Like Jason Tatum to me is a no weaknesses player. Now he has like weaknesses if you get down.
Two
into
guys
it,
that are
but
better
there's
than Paul
nothing.
George.
Respect to you. There's nothing.
I mean,
there-
yeah, I agree.
There's nothing. There's nothing that's happening. I'm saying that Tatum, when you walk him on the floor, which is why Chill likes him. He can pass, he can shoot, he can drive, he can dribble, he can defend, rim protect, on ball, he can switch. No, I'm saying he does it all though. That's the whole thing.
Jason Tatum's better than James Worthy, right?
Yes.
Clearly.
All right, okay, cool.
Oh, Ron, why is that so?
So I was just trying to see where the ball. So Jason Tatum is obviously better than Paul George, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and then Ox and Ron can Paul. So it would go Jason Tatum, James Worthy, Paul George for you two.
Yeah.
I think you need a 2 locking key situation here. You need to first determine whether the player and their resume was good enough. I think that's the first layer.
What's about
the second layer is the player and the resume, like the
Tatum or Worthy.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I apologize for laughing. I watched James Worthy fucking fry Kevin McHale. Frying him. That's number one.
Jason Tatum would fry him too.
Frying him. That's number one. And he did this in year 2, by the way.
And then Kevin McHale.
And then in year 5, which is in 1987, against that terrible Seattle team in the Western Conference Championship, James Worthy is the Western Conference Finals MVP. He destroyed Xavier McDaniel in that series. Ate his lunch. He didn't ate his lunch.
I know. That's why they were so good.
Fucking lunch. And by the way, and this is during the time when, unfortunately, we are in position. This is the position era, and on top of it being the position era, it's only 2 teams. So James Worthy is unfortunately on the team with the Lakers and doing everything that he's doing, getting beat out by Dominique Wilkins and Bird and guys like Alex English, guys like that are beating him out because they're on the team as the number 1 and they're primarily bucket getters. He's not that, unfortunately. But if we're getting back to Mars, to your point, I think from a skill standpoint, if we're talking player for player, skill for skill, Paul George is more skilled and he's better at basketball than James Worthy. I'm not going. I won't argue that point. When we're talking about producing and when we're talking about getting busy, I can honestly say the name Big Game James is not self-proclaimed. We didn't make that name up. He got that name because he got busy more often than he didn't when it mattered the most. Paul George told us, I'm not that dude. He told us that. He's not that dude. I'm not just making this up.
About what?
Paul George told us that.
Paul George said he's not the best
Paul George said he can't be the number 1. Basically.
But see,
Paul George said he's the same thing James Worthy wasn't.
But look, this right here is what I'm talking about. Because even in the chat, these dudes is all about, chill left, and then brought up Kevin McHale. See, they don't know how good Kevin McHale is, so how could they know how good James Worthy is? That's what I'm saying.
Do you think James Worthy's better than Kevin McHale?
I do not think he's better than Kevin McHale.
Oh no.
Okay, we're on the same page.
No. I don't think I don't think there's anybody in the world. Well, maybe not, but there's nobody that I know that's higher on Kevin McHale than I am. Like I think Kevin McHale is like that.
Yeah, I'm high on Kevin McHale too. Yeah, Kevin McHale was amazing.
But
I'm fine to say he's better than Paul George.
I don't want to get off the point here. And the point is to your point, Damian. What is the criteria for getting in the Hall of Fame? Like, why is everybody's different, Swiper? Why does it have to be that? Why can't we get a set criteria for being a Hall of Famer?
Because that's impossible. It
because
doesn't
it's subjective.
Even in the NFL, it's not like that. Oh, by the way, do you know where we do? Matter of fact, let me school y'all a little bit. Especially Ron knows because he's a Seattle Mariners fan. Ox, you might know this a little bit. Hey, do you know that the MLB has a objective Hall of Fame list? Do you know that they have a process of probability, Mars? They have a math equation that they put together.
Well, wasn't Barry Bonds missing it every year?
Wasn't Barry Bonds 100% supposed to be a Hall of Famer?
I don't.
And also, do you also know that there was a first-time unanimous possibility show to make the Hall of Fame in King Griffey Jr.? Do you know why King Griffey Jr. did not make the Hall of Fame in his first time unanimously? Oh, chill. Because one voter said it is literally because it's unprecedented. We've never had a unanimous. I'm going to be the one that says that King Griffey Jr., perfect resume, perfect defender, perfect offensive player, all-decade player, 5-time, 7-time Gold Glove member, 530 home runs, nothing. And they said he can't get in. Unanimously.
Why? Because nobody else did it. That's why. Because nobody else did it. I don't have.
What you tried to do with Steph's MVP.
To be honest with you. To be honest with you. I didn't try to do that with Steph's MVP. No. What are you talking about? I tried to discount Steph Curry's unanimous MVP.
Tell me right now you haven't said you would have voted for Kawhi Leonard, in part because LeBron James should have been unanimous and Shaq should have been unanimous.
Whoa.
And Steph being the first. Tell me you didn't say that.
I said that. Wait a minute, Mars. Did I not run down?
You didn't tell me Kawhi should have
Leonard's.
voted?
Wait. Did I not run down Kawhi's season in 2016 and why I thought he should have gotten a vote? Did I not do that? At no point did I say you shouldn't be the unanimous. You shouldn't be the unanimous league MVP.
What does you
because
say
nobody
you
ever
vote
did
for
it.
Kawhi mean? That means Steph wouldn't be unanimous, right? And tell
What?
me for a fact you haven't told me LeBron James and Shaq should have been unanimous before Steph Curry.
I think that LeBron James and Shaq. I think that Shaq particularly. I think Shaq
That's not
should
the
have been
same thing.
unanimous.
That's not the same thing.
Absolutely. But I'm
So
answering
you
Mars'
think
question.
you think Kawhi Leonard was the 2016 MVP?
I think that he deserved MVP consideration.
It's
I
not
do.
one.
To
We're not
answer your
about to
question,
politics right
okay, I'm sorry,
now.
Mars.
You
To answer your
think
question,
Kawhi Leonard
I would have voted for
should have
him.
been the MVP?
I would have
Why?
voted.
Why
you
would
think-
you have voted for Kawhi?
No. So that means in 2016, you think the MVP was Kawhi Leonard?
I would have voted for him. Yes.
He
Not
was better than Steph
not-
that year.
Not because. Wait. Not because Steph Curry shouldn't have been the unanimous league MVP, but because Kawhi Leonard was on a 67-win team. That's number one. Kawhi Leonard was arguably in 2016 the best defensive player in the game, while averaging over 20 a game.
All good.
While averaging over 20 a game. And please let me not forget to mention, and I already mentioned this, and I'll mention it again. They won 67 games.
The Warriors won 73.
Okay, the Warriors won 73 games, absolutely. And with the Warriors winning 73 games, and I hate the fact that we have to go back to this. I know, Mars, that Steph Curry made 400 threes.
402.
Yeah, I know.
402,
Okay.
yeah. Don't forget the
44.
44.
Okay, so he made 400.
45%. Don't get it.
He made 400 threes. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Kawhi Leonard shoot 42% at the long ball line that year? On 4 threes a game? No, he didn't shoot 12 threes, but he shot 4 threes a game.
So Steph had double the volume on
Yes,
45.
and
shot less per game than Steph.
And by the way, can we please not leave out, which is one of the most important points here?
Wait, chill. You're a points per game merchant. Who led the NBA in scoring that year?
Steph Curry did.
Okay,
Who
so
led the
Steph
NBA
Curry.
in steals that year?
Steph Curry led the
You're
NBA.
a
How many points per game?
merchant.
He's also a defensive merchant. Don't box
I
people
think
into
that- I
the
think
No,
it
no,
was
no,
a
no,
better-
no,
a
no,
better
no,
race
no,
was
no,
LeBron
no,
and
Chill
no,
doesn't care about
no,
defense.
Chill, no,
LeBron
chill
and
has
Kawhi, not
absolutely
Kawhi and
in the
Steph.
MVP conversation harped and larped on points per game more than defense any other time. Yes,
Wait,
every
so
chill.
if that's the case, how
SGA,
come I
33
never
points
said
per
that
game.
Carmelo Anthony,
Luka
who
Doncic,
led the league in
34 points per
scoring
game.
in 2013,
Who,
why was he
28
the
points a
league
game?
MVP?
He should have been over Braun. You also see one New York
see,
person
this
tried
is-
to they
this is
robbed
the-
Braun from
Yeah,
unanimous.
Hang on,
that year.
hang on. This is the points per game merchant, and he has LeBron James.
Oh man, you don't
over-
pin. You don't need to protect him. I'm talking to Chill. This is what Chill has done.
I find
race was actually
find
close
it
to
weird.
second
Chill is a
place.
points per game guy.
I find
Absolutely.
it weird that
Yes,
somebody who's
be that-
apparently
be
a
that as
points
it
per
may,
game
Swiper.
guy has
He is a
Michael
points per game
Jordan
guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
LeBron James. I'm
Right.
sorry. I find it weird that a guy who's a points per game guy
What are we doing?
isn't a little bit
Chill.
higher
In
than Kobe
MVP
Bryant. I'm just
conversation that
saying
brought up points
that
per
it's
game more
weird.
than anything else.
He could be a
That's
points per
fine.
game guy that just doesn't know ball.
Wait. See, Swiper, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just bridge this gap,
wrong.
please. Like, yes, I think Steph Curry won Finals MVP fair and square.
I mean, MVP or
But-
Finals MVP.
Yeah, MVP. I'm sorry,
The league MVP in
MVP
2016.
fair and square, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. He deserved MVP.
Sure.
My only thing is, I think Kawhi Leonard had such a good season that year that I'm actually shocked that he didn't get some votes. That's all I'm saying. And I think that's fair that Kawhi Leonard had such a good season that I'm shocked he didn't get some
Who
votes.
led in BPM that year?
With that being said, though, Swiper, yes, Steph Curry deserved finals. Steph Curry deserved MVP that year. You know what I'm saying?
PR win
Absolutely.
share.
The voting wasn't close for Steph. The voting wasn't close. I think the LeBron and Kawhi were nearly neck and neck for second place from memory. I think it was like
They
a few
were.
points.
Kawhi came second by 3 points.
There you
Steph
go.
obviously had the maximum points because he was the unanimous MVP. But I'm not gonna lie. I thought Chill said he would have voted for Kawhi because he thought Steph shouldn't have been the first unanimous
No.
MVP.
Bless you, Mo.
I think is a more gracious
Go get a
opinion than
tissue.
actually believing Kawhi should have been the MVP. So my fault. I was giving you more
If you're
benefit of the doubt
vaccinated,
than
that
I
wouldn't
probably
happen.
I thought it was more so just, oh yeah, Steph should have been the MVP, but LeBron and Shaq should have been unanimous. Kawhi had a really good year, so we'll give Kawhi a vote so that Steph's not the first unanimous MVP. I always thought that was the reason. Not you actually think Kawhi should have been the MVP. That. Yeah, I understand that you hate Steph.
Like I said, I do not hate Steph Curry. I just think that.
But chill. But
the things I hear.
The most wins in NBA history and 30 points a game on 67 true shooting and 402 threes made.
Led the league in scoring.
Singularly win games.
73 wins.
But he was the most impactful player in the sport, regardless of that too.
67 wins, and Kawhi also doesn't singularly win games. So I mean, sure.
What was their record without?
He didn't singularly win games
what was the
on
record
the
without
defensive
Steph
end.
without
I
Kawhi?
didn't say he did, but Penn said you don't singularly win games. So I was talking to Penn. Penn said you don't singularly win games when it came to Steph's 73 wins. Kawhi's team won 67 games, which means Kawhi also doesn't singularly win games. Yeah, his team still won less games. Not to mention, I'm 99.9% sure Steph's net swing was bigger than Kawhi's, which we love net swing around here. I've heard for Jaylen Brown all the time. We love net swing, which would mean Steph was still more impactful to his team's success than Kawhi was to his, and his team won more games.
Mars, who's led the league in net swing in the last 6 years?
And he was the better player.
Let me ask you this. Mars, what was their record? What was Kawhi, the Spurs' record without Kawhi that year, and the Warriors' record without Steph? Because I know this has been a topic of conversation up here before. I know
Steph Curry
for
played
the sake of the conversation
that year, and Kawhi played 72. If on that basis
they went
alone,
they went 7-3 without Kawhi. I'm assuming they probably went 3-0 without Steph, but I'll check.
Okay, let's check that.
Let's see. The Warriors in 2016. Bear with me as I check this. Warriors in 2016, they went 2-1 without Steph. 2-1 versus 7-7.
So technically, Steph's team was worse.
I mean, sure, but
By the percentage.
that's stupid.
sure. But yeah, the net swing, which I know gets used a lot, definitely favors Steph. Steph had a plus 18 net swing.
Mm.
And
what?
A plus
18. A plus
His team
18.
was
Wait, no.
18
What are we talking
points
about? A
better
net
from-
swing?
A net swing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Net rate,
basically,
yeah.
from
It's when you get in the
okay,
net and you
okay.
swing back and forth.
what I'm
academic.
asking.
Also, you said he shot
have
40. You said Kawhi shot 42% from three. He shot 44% from three. I just
44%.
want to let you know.
Almost 45% from three on
Yeah,
4 attempts.
still lower than Steph.
Still lower than
Who was
Steph, but I also
45%?
think that it's interesting that Penn
On 11 attempts.
okay on
While
11
playing
attempts.
defense.
Not only while playing defense and leading a team to 67 wins. Penn, can you tell the people up
Those
here
ain't
how many?
advanced stats.
Can you?
Kawhi's net swing was plus 4.
This shit is crazy.
No, carry on.
Steph
Tell the people. Yeah, tell the people. Carry.
What
Hold on, Matt.
you want me to stitch another clip telling you
No,
that
you don't have-
Steph,
no, we don't have to-
Steph
no,
Curry
no,
is the
no.
system player? Because
Like,
I'll do
why
it.
are we, no. We're not doing the system thing. We're not doing the system thing. As awesome as Steph Curry was that year, and I am not discounting how awesome Steph Curry was that year on a 73-win team. But I would like to think that as good as he was at the thing that he did the best.
Okay.
And what was that thing that he did the best, ladies and gentlemen? He shot.
I think he does the best.
Offense?
Yeah.
He shot,
The singular thing he does the
you
best. is
suck,
field goal.
Okay,
man.
wait,
I swear, Swiper, you
wait.
suck, yo.
Why?
Of all
I
the
stand with this.
You suck.
I
Of
stand
all
with
the
this.
people up here, you suck, Swiper.
You asked me a
Of all the
question.
people up here,
You literally
what is the
said,
thing that
what does he
Swiper
do
does
better?
What is the thing that he does the best?
Offense.
Suck and slurp.
Shoot
I
the
said
ball.
that's an answer
Shoot
to
the
the
ball.
question.
He does-
I mean,
Were
shoot
you,
the ball.
were you
You're
looking
not
for
talking about
shooting?
In
Shoot the
fairness,
ball, Chad.
that's a
You
really
suck,
no.
Swiper.
Hang on,
You
that's a
do.
good
You
answer.
suck,
So chill.
yo.
That's
That's
a
what
good
you
answer.
do the best. You suck
He
and slurp.
provides
You suck,
excellent
yo.
spacing,
Wait, what was I
excellent
supposed to
movement,
say?
great playmaking.
You suck.
Shooting. You was meant to say
Shoot
shoot.
the
You're meant to
ball.
talk about a you're meant to talk about a singular attribute. That's what he's asking.
So, exactly. So what is that thing that he? To your
Shooting.
point, Moss,
That's Steph's
he-
best
Gravity.
singular trait.
100%
Gravity.
shoots the basketball, right? And it doesn't. And I think that we discount. That at that time, who was the second best long ball shooter in the game?
Clay?
Clay
He was on his team. That doesn't matter.
Of course, it
That
matters.
does not
we're not
matter
talking
that I
about
got the
James
second
Worthy
best
anymore.
long ball
Doesn't
shooter
matter.
on my team. Does that
We're
not
not
matter?
talking about James Worthy anymore, so the team doesn't matter.
This is
We're talking
the
about-
point. Because this
The Warriors were
this is
unbelievable.
the point that
That's
this
in terms of war.
is the point that.
Slurpovich?
I'm trying to have a basketball conversation.
Hey, Slurper.
This shit is
Wait.
crazy.
I
I would like to think.
I didn't even
I
do
would
anything.
like to think, Mars, and I'm trying to have a conversation with you, Mars, because you sound like the the logical one up here. Mars,
He's
I
What
like
are
to
you
think,
talking about?
I
Mars,
always am. Yeah,
Mars, I
always.
would like to think that if you're playing with the second best defensive player in the game, that's going to enhance you as a defender. If you are playing with the second best distributor in the game, if you're a passer, that's going to enhance you as a passer. Or if you're playing with the second best bucket getter in the game, that's going to enhance you as a distributor. That's going to enhance your offense. So if I'm playing with the second best long ball shooter in the game, that's going to enhance my game.
Why didn't Chill vote Jokic for MVP this year based on the same argument? Then if we're doing this, the very same argument.
No.
The same thing you're doing. The exact same thing you're doing.
No.
You literally voted
you two
SGA
are-
this year because of wins and scoring. You did the same thing for SGA the last 2 years.
This is why you
Wins
said the
and
points per
scoring.
game.
You're not
This
being
is- okay.
consistent.
That is you. That's the
No,
that's the
no,
exact
no,
same
no,
thing
no,
you
no,
just
no,
guys
did.
are so
No two
busy
seasons are
trying
created
to
equal.
trying.
No
No,
two
Pin, no,
created equal.
don't analyze me. I'm saying that's what he does. You did the same thing for SGA the last
Don't
2
analyze
years.
me.
That is
Relax,
what
Becky.
happened.
Okay,
That is what
relax.
happened, Chill. So what's the difference?
The difference
Relax.
is that the difference
Relax.
is
Making
that,
this about Jokic is admirable, by the way.
absolutely.
I mean, right.
And-
You
and-
brought up
and-
that-
and-
No
that's
two
what I'm
cases
saying.
are created
Can,
equally,
can,
to
no,
be
no.
fair.
Can we take a
What-
second?
I'm saying,
Can we take
SGA
a
won based on
second
If-
to
if
stop
why am I
screaming and
so
figure
why
out
am I
how
Go
we
ahead,
got
Chill.
here?
Go
so
ahead,
why am I
Chill. Go ahead,
voting?
Chill.
Why am I voting for Jokic? Because Jokic doesn't have the second best distributor on his team. Jokic doesn't have the second best scorer in the league on his team. What are you talking about?
I agree. So
Okay,
with all
but-
that, so that's the whole point. If you ain't got all this stuff on your team, but yeah, you're doing all this thing, you're the best scorer, best rebounder, best passer, all this other stuff. Why don't you just vote for him?
you're
You
just-
voted for SGA.
if
You got the
Jokic
best
won
defense.
7 games, he might have voted.
This is why Chill says you suck, and this is why the chat's calling you
No.
Slurper.
No, I don't.
Wait,
Guess
wait,
what,
wait.
Ron? They call and then Ron. You know what they call you? You know what they call you?
This is not
It
relative
doesn't
to
matter
this.
what they
This
call
is
him.
not rel-
Can we figure out how the hell we got
Sucks,
here?
man, because
We
this is
got
not
here.
relative. Because
We
Joker-
got here because of Ken Griffey.
What they call
Okay,
you where
hang
you
on.
from,
No.
nigga.
That was
Let's
a good
just-
discussion.
no,
MLB
no,
discussion was a
hang
good
on.
discussion.
We got
This
here
is not
because
the
of Ken
same
Griffey.
thing.
And no,
It's not
it's not.
close to the same
No,
thing.
chill, relax. I got you. I got you. Because this whole thing started because two people were being very nasty and very disingenuous, in my opinion. Okay, and that's
I
and that's
agree.
Mars'
Now I'm
wiper.
now
No,
I agree.
No,
I agree.
because-
Look at him in the
because-
corner.
because-
Look at him.
because see, I got you got
Look at the
two
camera
ears,
and
you got
smile,
you
both
got
of
one
y'all.
mouth. Okay,
Buckshot.
this started because a voter who decided that Ken Griffey Jr., who was by most people's estimation that you're miles better than the competition, did not deserve to be the first ever unanimous MVP. Is that correct? A yes or no
facts.
would
These
suffice.
Unanimous Hall of
These
Famer.
is facts.
However, somehow this got equated to Chill not wanting to give Steph unanimous MVP. Chill, may I ask you one question?
No, he asked for a system. No. He asked for if there can be if there are standards.
Yes, I
you put in
understand. I
place.
was here.
And
I
I
remember.
gave the
So,
MLB
the-
example because they do have a standard
Okay,
in
perfect.
which they vote by.
I caught on to that. That's awesome. So the
you
point
didn't
here
phrase
is
that correctly then.
cool.
Carry on.
So Chill. To my understanding, your criteria for a unanimous MVP should be a player who is clearly leaps and bounds better than the second best player. Is that correct?
It should be.
Okay, perfect. And you believe that LeBron and Shaq were way better than the second
I
best
think
player.
Shaq was better than everybody else in the league.
I agree with you.
2000. I don't think he was.
So
I don't
what's
think he was
interesting
close.
here is because Steph became the first unanimous MVP, your real issue here was that he wasn't as much better as than Kawhi Leonard
In
as Shaq was.
2016.
And I agree with you. And I think everybody up here would agree with that. And that
No.
has nothing to do with Chill not
No.
wanting Steph to be a unanimous MVP, one. And
Because
by
he's
the
not
way,
the
number
first
two,
unanimous
that has
league MVP.
nothing to
That's
do with
not what I
Chill being
mean.
a points per game
I was
merchant. This is
wrong about
totally
that.
bullshit.
I thought that's I already
No.
said that.
Like,
No.
listening to these people lie for 10
You
minutes
were-
is weird.
Yeah, but once again, it wasn't. Once again, me and I said that to Chill. I thought
No.
that was the reason why he was voting
not
for
why.
Kawhi.
And he even
Because your
apologized for it.
psychoanalysis
Because
is
yeah,
wrong.
I even said my bad. So where have you been? So once again, I said I thought that was the reason because in my mind, when you say guys like Shaq and LeBron should have been it, and then you say you think it should have been Kawhi, and you gave the reason. Oh yeah, Kawhi. In my mind, I was like, there's no actual way you actually think Kawhi should have been the MVP. So the reasoning is because you don't think Steph should have been the first. Turns out, Chill actually thinks Kawhi should have been the MVP, which in my opinion is an even worse opinion than just saying Steph shouldn't have been the first unanimous one. So I thought in my mind, I was actually giving Chill more benefit of the doubt of saying, oh yeah, Steph shouldn't have been the first unanimous one.
To double
This
down
is
and
why
only
Kawhi
to
should
be
have got a
wrong
vote.
again is
Uh,
crazy, Mars, because you're wrong again. The unanimous point of unanimous MVP is not
Yeah, that's
that
incorrect.
100
That's the
people
incorrect point. That's the
randomly
incorrect point.
decided
That's
that this
an
player was the
incorrect
MVP.
point. That's an incorrect point. Let me lay it out. If Usain Bolt runs a race and he's racing against Johan Blake, and he runs the race in 9.74, and Johan Blake runs the race in 9.76. Just because the race is close, it doesn't mean Usain Bolt didn't win on every single camera that exists.
That's
Steph Curry
not
could
the
be
same
better than
thing.
Kawhi Leonard by
That's
half
not
a
the same
centimeter.
thing. Then
If
every
everyone can
MVP
see
should be
he's better by
unanimous.
half
Hold on,
a
Pen. Hold on,
centimeter,
Pen.
then
Hold
he's
on,
the
Pen.
unanimous
Hold on,
winner.
Pen.
Yeah,
Hold
even
on.
That's
Chill
common
got to
sense.
tell
Now,
people
with
that.
the-
You
now,
don't need to be better by this much to win
That's
unanimously.
a and
You need to be
that's
better
a
in the eyes of everyone.
then that's a
That's
fact,
what it
Mars. That's a fact, Mars. But I think that with using
The
that
gap
same
is
logic,
irrelevant.
with
Yes, you do.
and wait a minute,
No, it
by
doesn't. That's
but
wrong.
here's the
You're
here's the
incorrect.
difference. Here's the difference, though, Mars. By using that same logic, your man Blake, which country did he run for?
Jamaica.
He ran for Jamaica, which means that he was on Usain Bolt's team and he came in
On the
second.
relay.
Who
And he
ran
cost
behind him?
And he
No,
cost him a
no,
championship because he cheated, mind you.
With the world record relay.
The point-
Yeah,
the-
in the relay,
He
there-
did.
And-
Ron, he got
I'm just talking about the
in the
100.
hun- in the 100
We're just talking about the 100. We're just talking about the 100.
meters,
He
they're not-
did.
the 100 meters, they're not.
Damn it. You don't think I know?
No, they're
I
not.
don't remember
They're
this.
competing
He did.
against each other.
They are competing against each other, but Jamaica has two guys. Jamaica has two guys running. Jamaica has two guys running. Jamaica has two guys running in the 100. Two of these guys
In the relay,
Like,
yeah.
But
Okay.
once
No, in the
again,
100 finals, he's saying.
Jamaica has
Yeah,
Jamaica.
but they're
has-
not on
They
the
had
same
three.
team.
They had
even
three.
if
but they're not on the same team, that's type of power as well.
if
Okay, carry on,
Blake,
carry on.
if so Jamaica has two guys. Nobody else has that. I don't think America
Three.
has
They
that. I
had
don't think,
three. They had three.
No, America had Tyson Gay and Justin Gatlin, so that's not true.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
They did
they
have
had
Justin
three,
Gatlin. That's
Chill.
the
They had
guy.
three.
I remember Tyson Gatlin.
And they
I
had
forgot-
what's that
I
light skinned dude's name? I can't remember.
I
his
forgot
name,
about
but
Justin
they
Gatlin.
had him as
What
well.
I'm
Canadian dude.
saying is Blake. If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken,
yeah,
Moss.
here
What I'm not mistaken, Moss. Blake came in second. Is that correct?
Yes.
In the 100. Who came
On
in third?
steroids.
Tyson Gay, I
Hey,
think.
Tyson
Tyson
Gay,
Gay came
he
in-
ran the
Tyson Gay-
fastest. Well, Tyson Gay, remember Tyson Gay in 08, I believe it was, ran the second fastest time ever.
Right.
And then
But he's
Bolt.
still. And think about
And
that
Bolt.
for a second.
Bolt
And
ran the
he's-
9.58.
That's not the point that I'm making. The point.
Carry
that I'm
on,
making,
carry on, carry on.
The
carry
point
on.
that I'm making, Mars, is Usain Bolt was one, Blake was two, and to your point, Tyson Gay ran the fastest he ever ran.
Ever.
He still couldn't outrun the second dude who was Jamaican. So if we don't have him, right? If we don't have him, Usain Bolt. If we don't have him, Usain Bolt is probably still running a 9.5. Right? He probably Usain Bolt is probably still running a 9.5. But the fact that Blake is there, the fact that Blake is there, I don't know if Tyson Gay runs that fast because he's trying to catch Blake. He's not catching the other guy.
He was better than Blake. Blake, no, I want to be. I know. I just want to clean the timeline. No, chill. I want to clean the timeline.
Blake coming second.
No, I know, but I want to clean the time.
He wasn't better than him.
No, Tyson Gay.
Blake
Time
was-
out. Just
Can we tie
to
back to the
give
point?
you context, chill.
Running
Tyson
into
Gay,
headwind, Moss.
Tyson
Yeah,
Gay
we don't
was
say
better
Johan
than
Blake.
Johan Blake. What
The
happened
point that I'm
was Tyson then ran the second fastest time ever, crossed the 9.7, and then he got second. Johan Blake then went to the juice, and then jumped Tyson Gay. That's what happened. He was always better than him. He just then juiced and then won second in the 100, and then they won the 4x1 in a record time. And then come to find out years later, Johan Blake was juicing. So now the man that has 12 gold medals or 9 gold medals or whatever else it is, now he has 8 because he got caught juicing. That's what
What
happened.
does this have
You
to
have
do
no-
with
okay,
the subjective opinion of MVP? This is
No,
an
because he
objective
bring- no,
opinion
he-
of a race.
Because he's talking about Tyson Gay and Jake.
Joe-
Go ahead, Mark.
Talking about the gap between players.
Johan Blake got caught in 09, and his peak was in 2012.
I hope
and
there's
he hasn't
someone
been
with
caught
some
for
brain
anything
cells
after that.
listening to this
So once again,
conversation.
respect Johan Blake. In his prime career, he didn't get caught for anything after 09. He didn't. That's just
Now
reality.
we're talking about doping.
His 200-meter record of 19.26 was running into a headwind.
Yeah, for
running
sure, for sure.
into a headwind.
200. Yeah.
Like there is, in my opinion,
Yeah.
if he has favorable wins, he beats Usain Bolt's record. But that's neither here nor there. So respect Johan Blake. Second of all, the point pen was if everyone there's 101 voters, right? I think 131 voters in 2016. 131 voters. If everyone can see that Steph is better than Kawhi, regardless if the gap is this or like this, everyone is going to come to the same conclusion. Everyone is going to say Steph over Kawhi. Look, if the gap could be this, if that's the gap, but everyone agrees that Steph is still the top one, they don't need to be a big gap for it to be unanimous. That's
Okay.
the point. The point of equating that to a race is if Usain Bolt's time is faster, it doesn't matter how close the time is. Usain Bolt's time is faster. It's the
Okay.
same premise.
But
Everyone can
but
agree on
it's
something. It
not
doesn't need
the
to be a
same
gargantuan
premise.
gap. It is
And
the same premise.
if you
The exact same
listen to somebody else, you might understand that. This is like a
Sure,
vote.
Go ahead.
No, this is like
Mars, come on. I see, Mars. I see.
No. Objectively speaking,
I see.
100-meter, 400-meter dash. There's always a winner and a loser. It'll be a photo finish, but there will always be this player, this runner.
That's why I said
one by. Okay,
0.02
I
gap that you
understand.
concede,
Okay,
not for a finish
but
by
that's not the point that we're doing here, because we're talking about this like an election. So, like for instance, if there was, I don't know, 2 candidates for Democrats and Republicans, and one won in the largest margin of victory ever, then there would be a reason for that, right? Because the vast majority of people agreed with that. The point here is MVP is always going to be subjective. It's going to be based on how much do you value efficiency, how much do you value team success, how much do you value past, because then we'll always talk about like that thing where you get the credit the year after you did it. So it's just the second year you're dominant. How big was your market? How much are you getting pushed by your market? I don't know. San Antonio versus Golden State, which is the bigger market? All of this, aesthetic, your contribution to the game, how much you were on national television, how much people actually watched you, all of these things are completely subjective. What Chill, I think, was saying, I don't need to speak for Chill, but I'm actually speaking for myself as well, is the gap between Steph and Kawhi is not the biggest gap that we've ever seen between the first and second runner-up. And so it stands to reason that if someone was going to win a unanimous MVP, it should be the player who was leaps and bounds ahead of their competition, which is probably closer to Shaq or Michael at some previous point, or LeBron. Because LeBron has been better than the second best player.
No, that's not what that means.
But that's
you're saying
because by your logic,
that's literally what my
by your logic,
that's what I wanted to ask you,
every year
Mars.
should feature a unanimous MVP.
No, that
also
doesn't mean
not
that.
what that means. But
No,
also,
that's
I think
not
should've
what
been
that means.
unanimous.
But I wanted
think
to ask
1
you,
in
Mars.
13 should have been unanimous. I think there should have been unanimous MVPs before.
Do you think that the gap?
But having the biggest gap doesn't mean that you should be. That doesn't mean that a bigger gap means that you should be unanimous in place of someone else. Especially like.
But he's not saying that he won't. He's upset. I don't think. Chill. I don't think you're saying you're upset that Steph is unanimous MVP. I think what you're saying
Not saying
is
that at all.
Perfect.
You're saying
and that's
Kawhi
the
should have
point.
been the MVP.
So this has nothing
That's
to do with the Barry Bonds thing. I think what he's saying is there were players who probably had a wider gap over their competition for MVP than Steph did, and I agree with that. And I hope all of us agree with that.
He's saying Kawhi was his MVP. I heard him. I know what he said. He said
So Kawhi was your MVP.
So Penn, is your logic
not the better player, because I think Steph was better. But with what Leonard did that season, I think Leonard deserved definitely to be.
He would. So let me get this straight: 132 votes. You have the 133rd vote. You're voting for.
I would have voted for Leonard.
Perfect. You know what? 134 votes. I would have too. There you go.
Congratulations.
So the point is,
I mean,
apparently, the point is that
I don't care what you are. The point is,
okay.
Chill thinks Kawhi Leonard should have been the MVP in 2016. That's the point.
Cool. And
That's
the
what we've been discussing.
person who didn't vote for Ken Griffey didn't not think that Ken Griffey shouldn't have been MVP that year. He just didn't want him to be, and that's different.
Yeah, and that's why I already said, and I said my bad to Chill, and then we changed, and then we turned the conversation into Kawhi should have been MVP over Steph, because I never understood Chill as saying that was his belief. I always understood it as Steph shouldn't have been unanimous, therefore I'm voting for Kawhi.
So I'm glad we got clarification.
We clarified that shit 15 minutes because I already Chill. Did I not say my
Penn,
bad?
by that logic, do you think that Wemby was deserving Defensive Player of the Year unanimous?
Whose audio is bugging?
Ron. It was Ron's.
Nice. Carry on, Damien.
Penn, by that logic, do you think that Wemby was a deserving winner of the Defensive Player of the Year this year, being unanimous?
He was that much better than Scotty Barnes?
Was Scotty Barnes top 3? No, he wasn't.
No.
No, but I'm asking Penn.
Obviously, very, very biased. I would have voted for Scotty, but that's largely because he played more games, more minutes, had a worse defensive supporting cast, and still did a lot with that. But that being said, I don't have a very easy argument against Wemby, so I'm really not that mad that he won Defensive Player of the Year unanimously. I can't take you seriously if you're going to tell me, oh, this is why Victor Wembanyama shouldn't win Defensive Player of the Year, even if on my own biased, subjective, watch Scotty every single night, I understand why someone might have voted for Scotty. I at least think Scotty should have been first team all defense. I think it's kind of crazy. But yes, Wemby was way better than him.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Chill is letting one of you have it in the chat, and you probably deserve it. Swiper is being a jackass.
Apologizing.
Mars is pissed off. Penn is turned up. Damian is as cool as the other side of the pillow, as you know, normal per usual. And I am so excited that tomorrow we got the Chat Awards, baby. I hope you guys are ready. We are less than 24 hours away. It is going to be a movie. Get your popcorn, get your candy, kick your feet up, and be ready for probably the most entertaining show of the year. It is going to be epic. We have a ton of awards. We have the nominees, and we just need to announce who the winner is. If you voted, I appreciate you for tapping in and engaging with us. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy, yo.
You know how many people voted?
Yes.
What's the number?
I'm not gonna disclose that. You don't need to know that.
More than how many Steph got for his MVP.
So was it more than 100 voters of the
more.
157,000 plus people that subscribe to the channel?
No.
We got 158,000 votes.
So wait, you're telling me that 157,999 basically 1,900 of y'all didn't vote.
Well, Swiper, if all of them would have voted, you wouldn't have got.
I don't need to win it. I already
You-
won.
you would have got the
integrity of
MVP.
the voting process, or what's
Well, I'm saying like, yeah, like, you know, we're getting a small section of voters that are determining who's going to be the president of the
Swiper,
PC next year.
if that would have happened, you wouldn't have got.
I'm good.
It's no
I'm
way you
good.
would be taking home best take of the year. That's what I'm
cool, that's
saying.
cool.
If that would have
Shouts,
happened,
shouts,
it's no way.
Shouts. All right. Shouts.
You know, Swiper's down with stealing the vote. You know,
Mhm.
mail-in ballots and shit like that.
Ox, you mailed in your vote before.
That's
You
so
live in
much
California.
embarrassing. Go to the polls.
All right, well,
We got
y'all,
that
we got a
vote.
lot of super chats, and we've talked about a lot in this hour and a half. So let's go ahead and see what the people got to say based on the conversations we've been having. The first super chat I got is $19.99. It is from King Drew 222. King Drew said, "Hall of Fame is odd. Bruce Bowen, 3-time champ, 8-time all defense, but no Hall. There needs to be an NBA Hall of Fame with minimum set at 5 All-Stars /NBA/defensive teams. Championships and awards could make up the difference. Example, Tayshaun Prince, 4-time all-defense plus a championship equals considered."
What are you? Again, what are you famous for? That's what the Hall of Fame is. What are you famous for? Are you famous as a bucket getter? Are you famous as a defensive player? Are you famous for being a rebounder? Are you famous for winning? What are you famous for?
Chill.
Why are you in the Hall of Fame?
Chill. I kind of actually, just to let the cat out the bag, like I do believe this is an interesting topic, just talking about Hall of Fame resumes and certain people who do deserve to be in, or certain people who could potentially be left out of the Hall of Fame, and even talking about current players and where they and if they could potentially get into the Hall of Fame. But this episode is a prequel to what we are going to do next month. We are going to create our Players' Choice Hall of Fame. We've talked about this throughout the season. Morris has outlined guys that he would let in and guys that he would let out. He is not lenient at all in terms of the players he'll let in. Chill, on the other hand, he may be a little more lenient. Ox, he may fall somewhere in between. The beautiful part about it is we have a whole panel that can vote people in. So what we are going to do is get together. We're going to figure out some type of system, some type of voting, or how we're going to let players in. But we are going to create our own Players' Choice NBA Hall of Fame. Well, you guys think we should do
just
college
NBA.
and stuff? What do you guys think?
No, I
Ox
think
trying to
it's-
get Al Horford in there, so you better include everything.
Well, no.
should be
because
NBA Hall of Fame.
You don't got my vote.
I think there needs to be an NBA Hall of Fame.
NBA
The
Hall
fact
of
that
Fame.
it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, I think Al Horford should be in it. But I think there should be an NBA Hall of Fame.
All right, we're going to do our NBA Hall of Fame.
Pro basketball. So like your international stuff counts, like the Olympics and whatnot, but college basketball doesn't.
I even think the overseas. I
Yeah, but
don't even like the
respectfully,
overseas
no
stuff.
EuroLeague players are gonna make respectfully because
How many 5-time All-Stars are not in
But
the Hall
like-
of Fame?
like Carmelo Anthony's Olympic stuff shouldn't count. Like he's probably gonna
Well,
make it.
I do agree. Olympics should count.
You already made
That's
it.
what I'm saying. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
but,
like,
but then everybody that got an Olympic gold, like for instance, like Jason Tatum, like we're gonna put that in there when he played 5
I mean,
minutes.
it's part of his resume, but
Yeah, he ain't do shit.
Well, he was there in
but
2021 though.
yeah, but it's the same way
Okay,
NBA
so that
championships
was
are part of NBA championships are part of everyone's resume. But we're not going to be here talking about. Well, some people, most of us aren't going to be here like, hey, Mitch Richmond's 0-2 championship. Like most of us aren't going to be doing that.
He
but
was
he
a great
has.
locker room guy.
So well, cool. Shout out to him. But like, even if it's on his resume, we're not really adding that to his Hall of Fame resume. Same way with like Jason Tatum's Olympic gold. We don't. But I mean, in 21, he has a legitimate Olympic gold. So
Absolutely.
Ron, we're gonna need some criteria, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Ron,
And we
Ron, are you
my
making the criteria?
criteria is my
no,
criteria.
we're gonna make the criteria. I'm like, I
You
can't
not
do
gonna
that.
like my votes. Yeah,
I
you not
can't do
gonna like
that,
my
but
votes.
some of y'all are gonna like it. Some of y'all are gonna love it. Some of y'all are gonna hate it. I would rather us come up with a bottom line of, you know, and ultimately it's really just gonna be voting. It's really gonna like it's gonna be
How
up
many
to
people
what
are in the
what
Hall of Fame though? Like how many players are in for players? Like do you
Damn, I just had it.
It's 180. I think it's 187 or 191 NBA players are in the Hall of Fame, something like that.
I think we should
I
start
believe
around by put
It's
by-
Something like that, Mars. I know it's less than 200. It's anywhere between like
I
185
believe.
and
I'm not about to
195.
count. So yeah.
Something like
yeah,
that.
we're gonna start by going with who's in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
and
taking
then we're
them
gonna
out.
vote on putting them in. So we're gonna start with that 191 or 100 and whatever it is, and then we're gonna vote through that first.
Okay.
This
Then-
is gonna take a whole week. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's cool. It's the off season. What
time.
y'all got something better
I
to
was
do?
just I was just letting you know.
Chat, y'all got somewhere to be?
We could talk about Asia.
Still on your mama couch. I thought so. All right, well, the next super chat that I got is from, speaking of mama's couch, the Jonathan Frazier. Shout out my man Jonathan Frazier and the couch that he's sitting on right now. He said, instead of talking about scrubs in the Hall of Fame, can we talk about how Alicia Gray walked in and walked down Dallas, had Enrique screaming like, ha, lunch money got stolen.
Like hella
Also,
funny,
shout out to Chuck Cooper. F you, Mars.
Yeah, he was doing my man Chuck dirty. That's called.
Man, all right. Now everyone all of a sudden Chuck Cooper fans. I mean, sure, shout out, man.
I'm about to get the Chuck Cooper jersey. I gotta find one.
You don't even know what jersey number he wore.
I don't even know what team he played for, but I'm gonna figure it out.
he played for the Celtics. He played for the Celtics.
Shout out
Oh,
Chuck.
I can rock a Celtics. I can do that.
Celtics Cooper jersey. Come on.
But yeah, shout out Alicia Gray. All I know is, you know, the best guard in the NBA didn't look like the best player on her team, or the second, or the third, or the fourth last night.
Because I know you. I know.
Oh,
you
I mean,
feel this way
so because
or
people were
look at
hooping,
ball
so
like
now all
that.
of a sudden.
All right. Yes, people were hooping. She just wasn't. But
Yeah, but-
it's
but
cool.
Ron,
It's
but
it's just a
Ron,
game. It's just a game, Ox. You don't got to get all,
No, it's,
you know,
it's not about. It's not
up in
about that.
arms.
I'm not up in arms. What I'm saying is, bro, I know for a fact that you don't even really look at ball like that. So,
Like what?
I hate when y'all do this. Like
What?
this one game thing. Like
She got cooked last
look
night.
who's
She didn't
balling.
perform.
Are they really the best player? Like, bro. It's
Oh, this is a
basketball.
persona from Ron just for the camera.
Like somebody gonna snatch your chain.
No,
like,
no. Here's
in the when you especially in the W.
Hey, that chain fake.
This is the best. This
What I'm
is the
saying.
best basketball. This is the best basketball league in the world. The most competitive basketball league in the world. You're going to get your chain snatched.
Yeah,
Like
she
you
got
can
that
be a
fake
chain
snatch.
snatcher, you're gonna get your chain snatched. Like we're not gonna do this every time somebody gets cooked. Like, oh, are they really the best player, best guard? Come on.
I'm just saying, y'all did a lot of riding
This is
yesterday
a black
for Paige.
Air Force league.
Y'all
bro. Like,
was riding yesterday for Paige.
You're gonna
Paige
get
is having
game.
an elite season.
In the same day.
I seen your tweet, but I couldn't reply to it because I wasn't going to
Oh,
reply on
yeah.
my burner. Yeah, why is Olivia getting cut now?
Well, it's just because I gotta think about it. I gotta think about just really that
Yeah, I'm
impact.
banding my man. So.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta think about the impact, and I'm thinking I'm really feeling like Caitlin's burner, that big ass gun she got. I think it impacts. It's like the Steph Curry versus Kyrie argument, and I know that's not one for one. Like that's not an exact thing, but it's kind of like that. Like
Kinda.
I could see a lot of people where they could get with Kyrie, but it's like when you got a gun like that. It's just it doesn't.
I've always thought Caitlyn was more Trae Young than Steph.
What if your gun
And
only hits like 1 out of
And
4?
Trae Young's a really good player, so that's not shade.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think her biggest weapon is her range or her three ball. I've always thought it was the passing and like the tight windows, the finding her teammates around the rim, and that's like Trae Young's biggest superpower as well.
Right.
But they both can
pick.
shoot it from Yucatan or whatever. So, but I'd never thought that was. I've never really viewed that as the foundation of their games, personally. So I would compare it more to a Trae.
Shooting in the Yucatan, right? You done shot some clubs up in the Yucatan, huh?
I think I have a formula for.
I got more clubs to shoot up in the league than.
I think I have a formula for Hall of Fame.
Oh, Penn, please.
I think
If
you
it's
might like
anything
it.
close to what you came with earlier,
No.
Pin. We gonna backtrack and get into that. Well, we got time to get into your formula and all of that. We're gonna do our own.
You are
our whole-
talking about Hall of Fame, aren't you? You're talking
Not
about
right
we're
now.
about
Not
to
right
to make a Hall of Fame.
Well,
Yeah, but we're not doing it right
We're
now.
past that.
We're gonna do that sometime. It's gonna be a whole. We're gonna make a whole episode or 2 or 3 or a week of it,
Okay.
and we'll get the players in who need to get in.
just be dope.
But all right, Tupac Westside sent through $10 and said, "Morning, fellas. I think T-Mac, Vince Carter, and Dominique Wilkins probably have the weakest but deserved Hall of Fame resumes. Also, heard Luka's holding a training camp in Slovenia for the team. Dub leadership.
I don't think people know that Reggie Miller's resume is 5 All-Stars and 3-time All-NBA. I genuinely don't think people know that.
No, people don't
He
know
was
that.
dope though. He was just so good.
Vince Carter was.
I
pretty dope,
agree,
too.
but people don't know that Reggie Miller, accomplishment-wise, is lackluster to say the least, and he has no rings as well. So obviously you can't even
Playing
get that shot.
elite league.
Like T-Mac is a 7-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA.
Then he led the league in scoring, right?
Twice.
I think.
Yeah, come
So
on.
it's not even resume-wise. Like once again, you look at their basketball reference pages. It's not even.
What does
it's
that
like-
mean? Like the weakest resume, but deserve. Like what does that mean? Like when it's
Saying
like
they should be in the Hall of Fame, but their resume
is weak. Like think about you and I had this conversation, Miles, like maybe a week ago. If DeMar DeRozan plays 2 more years and averages 15 a game, he is a top 10 scorer all time in NBA history. I know that sounds nuts.
That's amazing.
That's nuts. But that means that if I decided to quit at that mark, it's only 9 guys in NBA history who scored more points than me. That's not, if you put that on your resume, like if you put all the things on your resume, he made the All-Pro team twice, right? He made the All-Pro team twice. I think he made the All-Star
scorer
team.
holds weight. Yeah,
I think it was
he-
6 All-Stars.
Something
Six
like
All-Stars,
that.
3
Something like that,
All-NBA.
Damien.
So more than Reggie Miller.
So Damien, if you're looking at my resume, so
Point
I
guard,
worked
21
I
DeRozan.
worked at this place, I worked at this place, I worked at this place. I graduated from Harvard. That kind of like negates all that other shit. I went to Harvard.
If you're top 10, man.
still gotta-
If you're top 10 in
and-
scoring, if you're
top
top 10 in
10
scoring, and
all-time
everyone
scoring
values
does
putting the
hold
ball in the
a lot of weight.
basket,
Like
It holds a lot of
Swiper.
weight, yeah.
It's only 9 guys in NBA history who did that.
No, that's
More
crazy.
than me.
But DeMar
That's it.
DeRozan is a
I
good
went to Yale.
basketball player.
That's what I
Harvard's
did.
a little
DeRozan is
overrated
a
at this point,
bucket.
but yeah.
Oh, he is a definite bucket getter, which goes to the point. Yo, it's only 9 dudes in the history of the game who score more points than me. That's it.
Reggie Miller retired #1 all-time in threes. Obviously,
What
it
am I
wasn't as
famous
big
for,
of a-
Mars? What am I famous
Yeah,
for?
but it wasn't as big of a deal when he did it, because obviously the 3 hadn't taken over the world yet. But he was #1 all time, and it's crazy because now he's 7th. It's
Which
like,
goes to my
the
point,
league-
Ron,
the league is
because I know
changing.
how much Ox loves Al Horford. Was he better than Marcus Johnson?
It's random. Oh,
Because Marcus Johnson is a 5-time All-Star. He ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Al Horford shouldn't be.
Al Horford
Marcus
should be
Johnson
what?
was good, man. Oh,
This
okay.
look, this the thing. This the thing though, y'all.
Was he better than Maurice Lucas?
Hell no.
Maurice Lucas was dope, but
Because Maurice Lucas ain't in the Hall of Fame neither. He a 5-time All-Star.
see, this is what I was saying earlier, Chill. This is what I was saying earlier. We got to stop doing this because this is how come the Hall of Fame has been watered down so much. Because we grab a guy and we're like, well, he's better than him or he's not better than him, so we got to put him in. You know what I mean? If we just go off of being dope to a certain extent and winning to a certain extent, I think it makes it a little easier. Like
I think
look,
Al
look,
Horford is better than Maurice Lucas.
look. I like Maurice Lucas. I have nothing bad to say about Maurice Lucas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to ML20 club team. I got some ballers over there. But I mean, I think Al Horford has a hell of a Hall of Fame case, regardless of who didn't and did make the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? I know Ron wanted us to come up here and get nasty and hate on all-time greats. I don't want to do that, okay? I think
It wasn't a hating episode at all.
I think Al Horford
It absolutely was, but it's cool. Shout out to Chuck Cooper.
We could talk about the best of the best, but we can't talk about the worst of the best.
No, we can talk about the worst of the best, but talking about them as the worst of the best is disrespectful.
And since when do you raggedy niggas all of a sudden got a conscience on hating on somebody? We bring up Michael Jordan, y'all. Hey, a couple of y'all love to hate. We bring up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. A couple of y'all be licking y'all lips, ready to hate. We bring up Nikola Jokic. A couple of y'all be ready to hate.
Real talk is not here.
Nikola Jokic.
You just went 3 for 3 on Real Talk.
Well, yeah, but
That shit is not.
y'all, hey, everybody up here got somebody that they love to hate, including Damian.
I'll stand on that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does Damian hate on?
You said
False.
Cooper Flag might be better. Than
You
Scottie
gotta
Barnes.
read
hate
between
on
the
Scottie
lines
Barnes.
on Damian. You gotta read between the lines.
False.
Yep. You gotta
see,
talk to
like
him personally.
the backhanded compliments he gives players. That's his way of hating. Like if he's
False.
giving backhanded compliments, that's Damian hating. But he
The
got
truth will set
plausible
you free,
deniability. I see what's going on. I figured out Damian's game, man. I figured
Plausible
it out.
deniability.
It's cool.
That's
It's cool.
interesting.
It's cool.
All right, y'all. Cracking Tales sent through $19.99 and said, shout out the real MVP, Big Ox, but chill when Jaylen Brown wins another Eastern and Finals MVP with the 76ers. Will you start putting respect on his name, or how will he rank? Let's chat.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
chat.
How we gonna be
you know-
talking about JB? Yeah, let's talk about.
I
it.
think-
Well,
I think
I'm glad you brought that up, Mars. How are we going to be talking about Jason Tatum if he did the same thing?
He didn't.
Nah,
He
don't
didn't-
move
he
the
didn't do the same
goalpost.
thing.
He
Don't move
He
the
He
didn't.
doesn't have any
goalpost.
Finals MVP.
He doesn't have any, not one.
None.
When
Zero.
Jaylen Brown
And then,
wins
matter of
his
fact,
second
got sat down
Eastern Conference
in the
MVP
Olympics too.
and second Finals MVP and second championship, putting him in a rare group of people with multiple Finals MVP.
Very rare.
Joining what? Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird,
Mhm.
Kareem.
Mhm.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It might not be, but we could just end it right there.
Kevin Durant too.
Bill
Kevin
Russell.
Kevin
He
Durant.
said
Kevin
KD.
He said KD.
You said
Yeah, I
Kawhi,
said
right?
KD, I said
He said
Durant.
Kawhi.
yeah. So making him the 11th player ever to win multiple Finals MVPs.
Mhm.
How are we gonna be talking about Jaylen Brown? Talking to him.
better than his counterparts in this era. Because if I'm going to be consistent with my logic and say the reason why SGA is ahead of Joker, because I think the winning separates them, I got to do the same thing with Jaylen Brown.
Take a deep breath.
Absolutely.
They both
So
won
it's-
Finals
so-
Both won the
MVP.
same amount.
Yeah, but Jaylen Brown gonna have 2 times as many Finals MVPs.
Was Jaylen Brown better?
Yeah,
than
but
SGA?
spoiler alert, that's not going to happen because Paul George is going to win Finals MVP when the Celtics win the championship. Don't you realize? Don't you know that? Okay.
Oh,
That would be hilarious.
It's gonna be some
Hey,
crazy
I'm
conversations.
fine.
If Jaylen
I'm
Brown
gonna be
wins
honest,
another Finals
If
MVP. I'll
Jaylen
tell you that.
Tatum uses
Spoiler
Finals
alert.
MVP to 49-year-old Paul George,
Three
Don't let
times in the
Jaylen Brown
finals,
get another
you've been
Finals
mid
MVP.
in 3 of those.
He's
times
asking the
you've
question.
been
He's asking the question: is he best? Is he better than SGA? Well, is he in the same class with SGA right now?
there. 2 Finals MVPs.
Okay, so
He's
once again,
not in the same
so
class.
once again, with 2 Finals MVPs, with 2 Finals MVPs, is he better than SGA? I mean, because you win a Finals MVP, that does not
did you
put you
hear the
ahead of-
names I said?
I'm sorry.
Did you hear the names who have 2
I
Finals
did.
MVPs?
I did hear
Do you
the
need
names
me
that
to
you
repeat
said.
them?
No, I did. I don't need you
All
to repeat
11
them,
of them?
but what I'm not
11?
going to do.
11.
Steph Curry
He'll
doesn't
be
even have
11.
2 Finals MVPs.
So
we talking about Steph ain't got that shit like
Jokic,
He gets another
Giannis.
one. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
So
Yeah,
are we?
yeah,
So are we?
fair.
Based, so are we? This let's chat because my man brought the
2
super
better
chat
than 1
up.
too.
So because this dude he paid his money to bring in the super chat because this is what the super chat is about. So sure,
He said a little bit more than that in that super chat too.
Okay, so
Only we had a formula.
So he's talking. So he's talking to me specifically. He's talking to me specifically. So let me put my boxing gloves on. You want to fight, mother? You know what? Let's fight. So
let's do it.
No. Of all the people up here, all the people, he calling me out. So that's a fight.
You the Jaylen Brown hater. That's
I
No
hate
need to
Jaylen
get
Brown.
physical. Chill.
Way bigger hater right here.
He's not the only one.
So once
There's
again,
about 4 Jaylen
Brown
Browns up
Yeah,
here.
he's definitely not the only one.
So,
I never-
what-
yeah, go ahead,
I am
go
not a Jaylen Brown hater. What are we doing? I hate Jay. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? And Ron, you know what I'm going to do in the 26-27 season? I'm turning over elite. You want to see
Thank
hate?
God, stop hating.
No.
Oh, so
No.
you're just gonna keep doing what you're already doing?
No.
Doubling down. Oh my
You
God.
think that I hate these dudes? I'm gonna show you motherfuckers hate. You think that I hate
So
Jaylen
chill.
Brown? I'm gonna show you motherfuckers.
No, you know what this is? You know what this is?
I'm gonna show
Still
you.
got a hate list.
Wait, swipe it.
I promise you. You think that I hate these dudes?
Ron.
You think that I really hate these dudes?
Chat.
Which
I'm gonna
I
tell
don't.
you what. I'm gonna tell you what Chill is doing right now.
Okay.
And I've
I'ma
done this
show y'all
before.
motherfuckers
I've
hate.
done this before. Back when I was
Okay.
a young,
You've been warned.
despicable
Okay.
fella.
No,
I was
I'm
a
not
young,
gonna-
despicable
Chill's getting
dude.
despicable?
I was no.
And
Yes,
younger
because when I was in my early 20s and I wasn't such a good guy, before I was a family man, when my girl used to just keep accusing me of cheating, I'd cheat and they'd be like, "You made me do it."
No way you're looking at her like, yeah,
that's what
you meant
Chill
to
is.
do.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
Chill is
cool.
doing right
Okay,
now.
that's not.
That's
first
what
of
Chill
all-
is doing right now.
First of all, that's not what Chill is doing.
I'm a cheater. I've been in the streets. Okay, I got something for your ass. Yeah, Chill. That's what you're doing.
You see Becky from down the street. She's gonna be at the house.
Now you
pushing
been
you to
running
the
around the
edge,
whole
man.
apartment complex.
Because here's why.
cheeks.
Here's
is
why.
sick.
Because this is where we are. We up here every day, and you dudes are saying that you dudes are saying something that I'm not. So if you think that I'm that,
Gaslighter.
okay. So if you guys think that I'm that, I'm gonna be that shit. Then you think
Do
that
you,
I'm.
you
think that
genuinely think the
you-
only
Chill,
way you
this
hate
is-
is
Don't let
that?
the-
You
don't let
think,
the
you
chat
think
get-
that I
don't let
hate
the chat
Jaylen
get
Brown?
you, Chill.
I'm gonna
Don't
show
let
you
the
how
chat
much I
get
hate
you.
Jaylen Brown. You think that I hate these guys? You
Chill,
think
you're
I hate
better
Steph?
than this, Chill.
You think that I hate Steph
Let the chat
Curry?
get to
I'm gonna
you,
show
Chill.
you how much I hate Steph Curry.
Oh,
You think
Chill,
that
you
I
are
hate
way
these
better
dudes?
than this.
I'm gonna show y'all dudes how much I hate these dudes. Really, I'm not gonna have anything. And I don't mean when I say anything, I don't have anything to say good about none of these dudes. Bring Jaylen Brown. I promise you, Ron, in the 25, 26, 27 season, this is what we're doing. You think that I'm this? I promise you, I am going to be that. Think I'm a
this is
hater?
sick.
I will be a hater. I promise you that.
Sick.
All right,
You're
Chill.
better
You
than
think I
You're
hate
better
Curry?
than this.
I'm gonna show you how much I hate Curry.
No, he's
Even though I
not
don't.
better than this,
But
Alex.
this is what I'm
Chill,
doing.
tell him,
This is what I'm
This
doing.
is exactly
Curry
who he is and what he wants to do.
Steph Curry in his prime without Clay and Dre missing the playoff, Chill. What other top 10 player all time is doing that in the middle of their prime, Chill?
None.
Talk about
None.
it. Talk
Zero.
about it.
None.
Nobody else in the middle of their prime missing
Absolutely
the playoff.
none.
And he's stunk.
Zero.
And he's stunk versus Memphis in the
Shout out to
play-in.
Kareem, man.
Talk
Shout out
about
to
Chill.
Zero.
Hey,
man.
Chill.
None.
Wow, swipe up.
None. Once
Listen,
again,
Ron,
in the
Chill,
26,
Chill. Hit him with the
27
scuba.
season,
Hit him with the scuba,
Ox,
Chill.
This is your fault. You started
This is my fault.
This is your
Oh my
fault.
God.
You were the one who started this. Y'all think that I'm a Jaylen Brown hater? Y'all think that even though I big that dude up, I talk about how much better his ball handling is got, how much he's dumbed down.
When do you big him up?
Exactly. Exactly.
When you
'Cause
give Jungle
you don't
Zula
ever
credit
hear
for
me
what he's
saying.
doing this
You
season?
don't ever hear me
Mars,
saying
I'ma do this
anything
when you
good
say his
about
left hand's
him.
improved.
Just like the chat says that all I do is respond to trolls. You don't ever hear me saying anything good about him because all you hear is me saying bad shit about him. So I promise you this, Ox.
Chill.
You won't hear me
Why
saying
not- why
another
not do
good
the
thing
opposite?
about him. Let the hate start.
No, Pen, don't save
Let
him. You
him
don't want to
start.
be
See,
saved.
Ron,
Stop trying to
you
save
started
people.
this, Ron.
No,
you
I said, why
you
not do
brought
the
this
opposite?
negativity
No, he doesn't
to
want
the
to be
show,
saved.
Ron.
Let him be
You
a
let the
hater.
devil in
Yo,
with this
be
negativity.
hating. Ox, you have players that you hate on. I have players that I hate on.
Yep.
Yo.
Ken, for sure, Jaylen Brown actually is one of the players he hates
They told
on.
me I was a
as
Cade
well-
hater.
You
I
as
told
well,
you he might
Swiper.
win MVP.
You are a Cade
Everybody up
hater.
here has
Yeah,
players
that
they
is true.
hate
You are a
it.
Cade
There's
hater.
nothing wrong with that.
Damien has
What's
people-
wrong with a little
because
hating?
look, when I
Damien
tried
just
to
has people
show
he
Luka-
really loves that he doesn't go in on. I think that's
I tried
where
to
it
show
goes.
Luka some love. I tried to show Luka love all season, and y'all wouldn't accept it.
And I did the same thing with Jaylen Brown.
No, we did.
No,
accept
you
it.
did not.
We just knew it was a
right?
front
Exactly,
from you.
because all you heard me talking about was him just being bad. That's all you heard. So
You
again,
tried to give
Jaylen
Joe
Brown,
Mazzulla all the
Jaylen Brown,
credit
if you
for what
listen
he
to
was
this right now,
doing.
I hate the way you wear your jersey. I hate them bullshit ass shoes you wear. I hate the fact that you played in Boston for all of them years. I hate the fact that your left hand is so whack. I hate
like
the fact that you play
better
next
than
to
Jason
Jason Tatum. I hate the fact that everything about your game is basic.
I hate that you wear a paprika in your hair.
I hate the fact that you wear number 7, which is Tiny Archibald's number. I hate the fact that you played in Boston for all of them years and you showed up the way you showed up, and you should have been better than what you was. Ox, I promise you. You want the hate to start? You got it, brother. You got it.
Chill.
You got it.
Your hairline is real. His is fake. Talk about that, Chill. Bring it up.
Got it, brother.
Bring it up.
Got it.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Wait.
Tiny Archibald wore number 7. The fact that he wears number 7, I hate you for that.
I want to be clear about the fact that I love. I hate. I don't want you to keep hating on Jaylen Brown. I want you to come over to the dark side. You know, get away from that light side. Come to the dark side. We love Jaylen Brown over here. Love Jaylen Brown. Love Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Don't
As
hate
a
on
brown
me
skin
no more.
brother, I hate the fact that you dark skinned. I hate the fact that you darker than me and that you wear a beard. I hate that shit. I hate it. I hate the shoes that you wear. You don't even wear the right socks. I hate that about you. Hate it.
Wait a minute.
That's that brother's brand. That's a black-owned business.
But no troll aside. Chill.
Don't say you hate that brand.
Chill. Take off the gimmick right now, because I know you're in your feelings. I'm being for real. You also
Say that I hate this dude.
I know.
All I was doing up here this whole season was talking about him being in the top 5 in MVP votes.
You do have an animus for Kawhi Leonard.
This dude in the league MVP votes, you should have
You
Jaylen
do
Brown,
have an
and you should
animus
be
for
talking
Kawhi
about it.
Leonard,
But
Chill.
I hate this dude. So you know what? Let's take it there.
He wanted to vote MVP.
Chill. You do have an animus for Kawhi. It has happened. Me and Ox have talked about this multiple times. Now Ox is on the other side. He's too far. But you do have a little bit of an animus for
I
Kawhi
ain't far enough.
because of the injuries and all that kind of stuff. So like you
only balanced
you
person up
got
there.
some players that are in that spectrum for sure. Absolutely, it's okay. Everybody got players they don't like though.
Penn and I have already had this
I don't think he
conversation about how I
hates
feel about
anybody. I think he
Kawhi
just loves LeBron.
Penn,
bro.
here come Penn, defend, chill. Let him speak for
Captain
himself.
Saber chill. Relax.
Damn, all the
You don't
time,
have to
all
say- he
episode.
doesn't have to- so
Just
once again,
let it
I do-
go.
He don't want to be saved.
Yeah,
do
Chill
not-
don't want to be
I-
saved. Here
He
come
don't want to
Penn.
be saved.
Hey, Penn flying in. Captain Sabo.
If I really wanted
Don't
to
say
save a hoe,
that.
I'd
You want to kill a hoe?
You don't want to be saved.
If I was
just let Euro, just Euro,
if
just
I was
Euro.
really Captain Save a Hoe, I would have
You
saved
would
your
save
dumb
me.
ass.
Just
like,
Euro
"Oh,
again. Penn doing this. Penn flying in doing this.
All right,
Every time Chill needs.
fellas.
Wait, hold on,
listen.
Ron, because look, I just that super chat, I didn't see who said it, but if you did vote for me, brother, I appreciate that. I'm not an accolade merchant like Swiper, you know, I don't need it, but I do appreciate the love. You know, during the regular season of the NBA, I was getting a lot of love for that MVP spot, and then things went downhill fast, and then the whole Wemby thing happened. You know what I'm saying? And then Swiper and Real Talk came up here trying.
You a
to
playoff
discourage-
dropper? Is that what you saying?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I mean, you know, it was. I think the deck started to get stacked against me. You know what I'm saying? But I'll bounce back,
It was
y'all.
a
Appreciate
conspiracy.
it.
It's all good, De'Aaron. You'll get him next year.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
Swiper and Real Talk really went on a smear campaign talking about, you know, it's crazy shit. You
For
know
who?
what I'm saying?
Who? Ox? Who?
Don't worry about it, Swiper.
Well, I don't remember a smear campaign for who.
Keep going, Ryan.
Fellas, we gotta
Be a
move
man
on.
to speak for yourself? All right.
Speaking of the chat awards, Damian, I know you're on your way out, but I just want to say good luck in Rookie of the Year conversations for tomorrow. I sincerely believe
Hey,
that
there's
one
45
person up
minutes
here
left in the
should win
show.
it, and I sincerely believe that another person up here shouldn't
about
win
to
it.
rotate.
But
Because I'm not a
we'll
rookie.
see. We'll
Damien,
see,
you got to
man.
leave already?
I stand with you. I voted, just so you know, and I don't mind disclosing my
It's like
votes.
3
I
a.m.
voted, Damien, I voted for you. I voted for you.
I voted
Rookie
for
of the
you
Year.
too.
Yes, I did.
Hey, appreciate you.
I 100% voted.
Hey, Damien, there's nowhere good to go
the
at 3
trophy might
a.m.
take a while to get down here.
Yes, sir. I voted for you.
I
All
feel
right,
like there
Dave.
should be a rule against people who are on the ballot being able to vote. But no.
I didn't vote.
I
I didn't vote on it.
also want to say I did not.
Yeah,
vote.
I also got
used-
integrity.
I used my right. I exercised my right to withhold. my
Wait,
vote.
Penn, did you vote Chill for MVP?
Of course you did.
No, I voted myself for MVP.
That's why we shouldn't. all have it.
Yeah.
That's why we shouldn't be able to vote.
Delsky,
I only
Delsky,
voted
did you
for
vote?
Damien. That was
You
it.
got
I
a
didn't
new
vote for nothing
camera?
else. I didn't vote for anything.
Yo, what's up?
Delsky, you got a new camera?
Delsky, did you hit the ballots? Did you vote?
Delsky's
I didn't vote.
on the
I
ballot.
didn't have a ballot.
Delsky is
Delsky,
on
let me
the
ask you.
ballot.
How many-
Exactly.
you know why?
Delsky is honorable. He's not gonna vote for a
Yeah.
bad boy.
Himself, right.
You know what's
Delsky,
funny?
how many of them get ups you got? Could you wear that every episode
Why
to
we
come
have
on
to
here? How
vote
many
for
of those you
two?
got?
I
on the
work
ballot?
to the gym every day. I got like 30 of them.
Where you buy yours at? Because I want to buy more like that.
Timo.
Team.
Not Timo.
Nigga, you don't got 30 of them.
I do. I could go show you.
Go show me.
I wear it every video.
All of them the same color. So you
All
just
of black.
James
Look,
Bonded it at the gym.
I go to the
Hey,
I go to the gym. I go to the
Delsky
gym
and I
every
do
morning.
this shit.
I go
Wait,
to
wait,
the gym
wait, go
every
ahead.
morning.
Yeah.
I go to the gym every morning. I got black shorts, one of these, like the black compression tank and black compression shorts that I wear. I have like
Hey, send
10
me the link.
sets
Send me
of
the
it.
link.
Hang on,
Send me
I
the
have
link.
like 10 sets of
Delsky, is
it. I wear
it
every
because you
single day.
understand? Is it
I
because you
literally just
understand
came
decision
from
Get
fatigue?
your own style,
Is it because
bro.
you
I'm
understand
trying to
No,
decision
but hold on,
fatigue? Is
hold
this
on,
why?
hold on. How about Delsky? Where did you get them from, though?
He
I
just
want to
like
know that.
black.
I just told you.
And
Like,
so
You said Timu,
yeah.
bro. Let me
He
send me the
gets
link.
them from where you get your he gets them from where you get your takes from.
I just want to say,
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
I don't like making
I get my
decisions when I go to the
takes-
gym. I just like to put the shit on and go. I don't like making decisions.
All right,
red,
hold on, let me
black,
see
green.
there you
Timu.
go. Decision fatigue. That's that.
Yeah,
Delsky
I
on
just
that
wanna
Steve
get in
Jobs
and
shit,
go.
and y'all trying to hate.
I
That's
save
why.
time.
That's
that
why
way.
In and Out clears.
Sleeveless hoodies. Just sleeveless hoodies on Timu. Oh, I see them.
Timu sucks.
I have
I just wanna
Timu
say that.
takes. Big Timu takes.
Yeah, I get the black shorts.
I
Everything.
love crack.
Get up.
My
and
name
go.
is Ron. Crack. I love crack. How about that? Since you're doing jokes, Ron. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna buy some of those. I really like
nothing
those.
to joke about.
I know. You need to stop doing it. I'm saying that.
we
Look,
had a
Delsky,
crack
I really like those.
epidemic in America.
Yeah,
so
And
why would
Robin
you
was a
joke
part of
about
it. I
this?
agree with you. Delsky, I'm gonna buy
Whoa.
me some of those because I love those. And I don't have enough of them. I got a gray one.
Get
I
your
got a gray
own
one that I used to
style,
use.
bruh.
But no, I like they're good. They're good to work out in.
They are.
So wait, am
Ron, when I
understand-
see you, I'm gonna choke the life.
am
out
I
of you.
understanding, Swiper, that you believe that the crack epidemic
Word is bond.
impacted thousands?
When
of
I
That's
see
why I
families?
did. That's why I did
Moratorium.
vote for you for panel MVP.
Yep.
You think
Yep.
it's something to joke
100%.
about? Is that
It did. It impacted Ron. He's no longer on it. Thank you. Shout out to you, Ron.
Chill. The
No,
only
but
thing I
Delsky,
voted
do
for you
like those a
for
lot.
was worst take of the
Damn.
year.
When I see you, Ron, I'm gonna choke the life out of you.
Chill. Chill.
Word is
You
bond.
do
I
know
am
that
gonna-
there's a good chance you go back to back with worst take of the year.
I am gonna put you in the sleeper hole. And
He's
basically
already the
choke
front
you
runner for next year.
until your lights go out. I'm putting you in the sleeper hole.
You about to put my lights
I'm
out?
gonna put your lights out, Ron. I swear, man. And that's before I choke slam you. That's before I do that. Yes. Wait till I see Ron. Oh my God. Wait till I see this dude. It's so on.
Chill. What did I do today? I didn't even do anything.
I swear it's so on when I see this dude.
All
Ox,
right.
do you understand the term on site? Like ain't no words. Like soon as you see somebody, like it's nothing to talk about. Soon as you see them, let's get to it.
Chill.
That's
There's
what
only,
it is when I see Ron.
There's only
Soon as I
one
see
thing
Ron,
up here.
It is
There-
on site.
There's only
Is it-
one thing up here that's on site, and
Soon
that's
as I see
Delsky
him.
and Ox when they see
Yep.
each other.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nigga.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a bad day that day for you, Ox.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what they all say, man.
Yeah, but Ox is good, bro. He just got to stretch a little bit, but he can lock in, bro.
I don't need you to
little
vouch
bit.
for me, Baldo.
That's crazy.
I've been
He's
doing-
on
I've
your
been doing
side.
this-
He's on your side. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been
crazy.
doing this all my life. I'm certified.
That might we can end the show right there, Ron. We don't gotta do nothing else. Like read the super chats and let's end the show. We done.
I'm
We don't need to do nothing.
certified.
Oh,
in this
man.
shit. I
I've
don't
never
need
seen
you to
somebody
vouch
diss
for me.
their hype man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was trying to help my dog.
One man on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need none of that.
I'm straight for the rest of the day,
Oh,
Ron. After that, I'm
Man.
I'm straight for the rest.
All right, y'all. Well, speaking of the chat awards and all these categories, there is one. Well, there's two chat awards
It's crazy.
that one person in the chat is going to be nominated for, and that's my man Cheese, and it's because he does things like this. Cheese gifted 20 Players Choice memberships. Now I know what you're doing, Cheese. I know exactly what you're doing, and you're not slick. You are trying to tamper with the system to get some last minute votes, even though voting is closed. You want me to go back there and rig it. And you know what, Cheese?
It's working.
Yeah, it's working. I'm gonna rig it and mute myself in the process.
Absolutely, Ron. Do that shit.
Facts, no facts, man.
So yeah, Cheese, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're that much closer to either Iron Man Chat Award or Chat MVP. Keep doing your thing. And also, Cheese, you got to pull up sometime. Like whether it's a members only stream, whether it's a Hall of Fame Friday, like you can't just be who you are and we don't know who you are.
Wow.
Like you're
Why-
because
yeah,
he's not
why not?
Arch. Because he's not Arch. Respect, Cheese. Yeah. Respect fully. You're not Arch. Like you We gotta meet you.
Everybody ain't comfortable on camera.
Yeah.
He can come on camera and say hi.
Cheese he's a Nuggets fan. I think. Yeah, so no, shout out to you.
Never
Cheese.
mind, Chiefs. Stay where you at.
To figure all that.
But salute to you. All right, Biggs8679 said the criteria should be: can we tell the story of basketball without mentioning you? There should be no tag along Hall of Famers. Pin, you stole your take from Biggs?
No, I didn't see this before I said it.
Pin, are you colonizing super chats?
No. In fact, because you read super chats so late, we actually have no way to verify whether this was sent before I said what I said or if he just bit my
This was sent at 8:52.
I'm not on Pacific time. What does that mean?
So
11:52. When did I say
That was
what I
definitely before. That was
Yeah, it was before you said that actually. So it makes
Okay.
sense.
Damn, Pin.
I mean,
Well, I did not see it.
You plagiarizing?
No, it's part of my formula.
Hey, you remember that time when Ticket said I was plagiarizing because I wrote down my stuff? I'm like, bro, do you not know what plagiarism is? Like, that's not plagiarism.
Spectre's use of big words. They don't need to be used accurately. It was a big word.
That was hilarious, though, man. Shout out to the.
Hey, Delsky, before we get into any other super chats, do you have anything you would like to talk about? Any smoke, any topics, anything you would like to reference, regardless of whether it's from the past, regardless of whether it's from left field, or it could be something that was said in this episode?
How about a different question? Would you like to make this toxic situation that's already pretty toxic any more
Just say
toxic?
that. Right.
There
Just
we
say
go.
that. Yeah. How about that? Just say that.
Because we here for the toxicity. We're like we for it.
Yeah.
Delsky, it doesn't have to
like
be.
Chernobyl in this motherfucker.
It doesn't have to be toxic. Is there something you want? You might want to talk about the NBA draft. You might want to talk about the summer league.
No, we good.
No, I'm good on that. But
Yeah,
I was pretty much I was enjoying the show before I came up. I really do think with the Hall of Fame though, it's not really because it's basketball and not NBA. It kind of water it down a little bit for me, and I do agree that that is more of a narrative based thing with the Hall of Fame. Like, what was your contributions in your era? Can you tell the story? That type of thing with the Hall of Fame. Other than that, I mean, I was wanting to get into the topics you sent me, but
Oh, what did he send you?
Yeah, what did I send you?
I don't know.
No, what's
let me see. Oh, let me. Oh, the Kawhi versus KD.
Oh yeah, I thought that's what we was talking about today.
Yeah.
Then I went on YouTube. I seen weakest NBA Hall of Fame. I was like, when the fuck did this happen? So
It's Kinder
'cause I don't-
Surprise.
Yeah, backup box.
Yeah,
Every
I'm like,
episode is
oh,
Kinder
damn, I was
Surprise.
actually like, yeah, let's talk about Kawhi and KD today. That should be good convo. And he's like, nah, let's slander these Hall of Famers. Like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it was a crazy switch up.
All right. Does somebody want to share that? Because I can't share it right now. It would take me too long. I would have to. Can somebody share it so we can?
I'm getting up. Hold on.
So Player's Choice made a post on X, and it was very simple. They had a guy by the name of
It's ready.
All right. By the name of Kevin Durant and another guy by the name of Kawhi Leonard. It's ready.
Who he played for?
There you go.
Nobody knows.
The Los Angeles Clippers. And this is how the post went, and this is what the post is. Simply, which career would you rather have? Now, we got Kevin Durant, 16-time All-Star, 12 All-NBA. How many seasons does he play, Mars?
He's going to
20.
see 20.
20.
20th season coming up. He has an MVP, 4-time scoring champ, Rookie of the Year, 2-time Finals MVP, and a 2-time champ. Oh, and then a 2-time Finals MVP with an asterisk next to it, and a 2-time champ, which
Oh, that's actually an asterisk.
It should have an asterisk next to it, by the way. So
That's actually
Two-time NBA champ
I
light.
never noticed that shit. You actually put the asterisk on.
Thank you to the Player's Choice account and whoever's running the account, whoever made this tweet for doing that, because it is necessary. And then you have Kawhi Leonard, who has 7 All-Stars, 7-time All-NBA, 2-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, no asterisks, 2-time DPOI, 7-time All-Defense, and a steals champ.
Year
Once
16?
again, Which career would y'all rather have?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, pretty easily.
Oh, that's good. Next
I don't want to live with degenerative knees. I'm gonna be honest. That just doesn't seem like something I want.
That's my issue right there. I don't want. I don't.
Like, I get KD has had.
I don't want to
injuries before
manage
as a kid,
14
but
burner
nah.
accounts.
I'm already managing like 6, so I mean I'm halfway there. So I mean I'm cool. That doesn't really change my everyday life. Yeah, the degenerative knees don't help.
Kawhi got
and
a
also
family.
I'm like
Kawhi got
fairly
a
sure
family.
KD's made more.
Kawhi got a family.
Yeah, that's
He's a
another thing
family
that
man.
also I'm not seeking that out either.
There
So
you go.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Perpetually single, managing 14 burner accounts, and
I mean,
being scrutinized as a ring chaser. I don't
you ain't
know.
getting no play. So I mean,
Who do you? They're both very respected by their peers. Obviously, very respected. But give me the fear. I'd rather be feared by my peers.
Kevin Durant.
Who's fearing Kawhi?
Everybody.
You mean year three averaging 31
You're
points
afraid of
a game?
Kawhi. That's what you get. That's why you get all your hoodies off of Temu. That's why you're.
KD's made
afraid
half
of
a
Kawhi.
billion in his NBA career. Kawhi's made 378. So I'm making 120 million more. I
No
don't have
one
to deal
fears
with
Kawhi, by the
degenerative
way.
knees.
No one.
No one.
No
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's
Where's Kawhi? When's the last time Kawhi earned that feared badge?
Exactly. I saw a young
Last
Luka.
year.
You know I love Kawhi.
I saw a
Last
young
year,
Luka do
when-
whatever he wants to that.
Yeah, Luka different. Luka different.
Luka's different.
He
I saw
inspires
Jeremy
a lot of
Grant do
fear.
what I
too.
want with him. What are we talking
Yeah.
about? They were doing that. So did Aaron Gordon. That 2
I
point,
saw
he had 2
Den- I
points
saw
in the
Denny
last
frying
4
him.
quarters in his
Yeah,
peak,
that's what-
at his
Denny
prime, the year
frying
he won a championship. And then he didn't show up in the fourth quarter 2 years
I
ago.
saw Joel Embiid crying his tears in 2019. Seen many grown men.
Also.
I saw LeBron James in 2014 look behind him.
I wasn't
see
doing
Kawhi
that.
Leonard checking into the
Yes,
game.
he did.
Lamar, you can literally go to my
That was the
Facebook,
last time.
Instagram.
No
For
one-
sure had the queen crying.
I put the biggest asterisk of all time next to that Toronto championship. I was
gonna say,
pissed.
why is not asterisk on that?
Pissed that Kevin Durant never hurt. Because Toronto never would have sniffed that championship, and we wouldn't have to hear that nonsense if Kevin Durant still would have had an Achilles or a calf going into that
It
series.
should be
Would have been
asterisk on
over.
that.
It is kind of funny that like KD's rings have an asterisk, and we don't need to discuss whether or not they deserve it. We've had the KD who went to the Warriors stuff a million times, but one of Kawhi's rings is due to, in large part, the fact that Kevin Durant was hurt.
Significant injuries.
And then the other one is he was like the 4th best player on his team.
That's not true.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Iguodala win.
And then they're on the way to win Game 6, Mars. And what happens? Klay Thompson goes down with an ACL.
Yeah,
injury.
Klay Thompson. Yeah, the Warriors were up, what, 3 when Klay.
Have we ever had that in the history of the league? Like, if we had 2 of your 3 best players, I didn't roll an ankle, I didn't break a thumb.
Out.
I had a guy tear his Achilles, and then I had another dude blow up his knee.
And then mind you, Boogie Cousins was coming off of a hamstring injury that he could barely walk on in that series, and he was garbage
I'm trying to
as
remember
well.
if that's
All of them,
ever happened.
they were all hurt.
Kyrie and Love.
The Warriors
Kyrie
were
yeah.
they were decimated by injuries. It's 5 straight finals runs for
Yeah.
guys like Klay, Steph. Boogie was coming back off a torn Achilles, then got hurt again, then tried to come back again.
Yep.
Iguodala was breaking down at that point. Like that's why once again it's commendable that like LeBron was able to go to 8 straight and stay as healthy as he did.
Yep.
5 straight finals, and you're playing 100 games a year. Like that's a very tough like task on your body, and obviously they ended up breaking down. And the Raptors took advantage, and they went through a gauntlet of an Eastern Conference, beating the Sixers, beating the Bucks,
Yep.
and ultimately beating the Warriors. But it is funny that like the way in which his rings came. It's
Yeah,
funny.
everyone knows. Everyone knows that if the Warriors were healthy that year, which is relative, right? Because remember when they signed Boogie Cousins for $5 million.
See, I'm not saving you right now.
We all, including me, was like, what the? Why? Why would Boogie go there for $5 million? And Mars, I remember the game he came back. You know why? Because I remember they played Denver. And you want to talk about Jokic looking like a sieve. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. I was happier when Mason Plumlee and them were in the game to what they were doing in Denver. That was the best team I've ever seen in my life. That was the best team I've ever seen in my life. And then Boogie was dunked on somebody. I can't remember who it was, Mars. That first game that he came back, they were elite the whole season.
Was it Kyle Kuzma he bodied?
Might have been Kyle. I can't remember. It was insane. It's the best team I've ever seen in my life.
I guess
Yeah,
we just have to pretend like
Boogie
Kawhi
was
wasn't
good.
frying the Warriors before Zaza.
Hey,
In
he put
2017,
47.
no, we don't have to act like anything. We saw that game one. He was going crazy, but
He
like
was.
it's crazy because Boogie was looking good for the Warriors, and
He
then he got
was.
hurt in like the second game of the playoffs.
He was.
And then he
Right.
had to like
That
try and
is
make it
true.
back for the finals because
Yep.
KD was at, and it's like it's just, yeah, they
That is true.
fell apart. It really is. They just fell apart.
We got
but
to
the
act
Raptors were the
we
team
got
that
to
took
act like in
advantage.
23 Kawhi wasn't frying KD too. I mean, I know.
Well, he was. No, for sure.
I should just like I can't add any value.
Yeah,
to
stay
this
out of it
conversation.
because we're
I
gonna
can't
act
add
like
any value to
no,
this.
we're
through
gonna
a
act
game,
like
through a game and a half, he was the best player in the series.
You're right.
No
I
question.
just-
Well,
I'll
do you
just be
think
quiet
Kawhi is a better
because-
player than Kevin Durant? I'm just
he does.
There's been points where I do, yeah. I think there's been points
Overall, like, someone tells you.
overall, I think it's
Over the last 12 years,
fair to go with Kevin Durant.
2014 to
Um,
2026, who's the better player?
KD.
I think there's been points where Kawhi's been better than KD, but I
Who was
think there's
better at
been more
basketball?
points.
Player for player, who was better at basketball?
Kawhi, bro. The Kawhi stuff, man.
No,
Better
Kawhi was
handle?
cold. I don't want to diminish.
Better
Kawhi.
handle. Better
Oh.
handle. Okay. Yeah, clearly.
Debatable.
Kate, it's not debatable
bro.
at all.
Debatable. bro.
That's fine. Better
What?
handle, that's fine.
I think they're both good enough ball
Way
handlers
better
where it doesn't-
defender?
That doesn't really make a difference.
He is a better defender, yeah.
Yep.
Better
So
defender. yeah.
better handle, better defender. I
Not
would
better
argue comparable as scorers, especially lately.
No, it was
Okay,
not.
But
KD's
not-
a better
not
when they were
scorer.
peak
healthy. When they were
KD's
healthy,
a
I can
better
do with it.
scorer.
Efficiency is very close. And give me and in terms of like the overall presence when it matters, they both show up very big, right? But I didn't have to rig a championship to win a championship.
Yeah, you
You won as a
Yes, you
fourth
did.
option, and you won
You just
because KD
needed the
was
guy
hurt.
who rigged the championship to die.
Like, what are
and
you
then
talking
win
about,
one. I
bro?
mean, I guess.
Being a fourth,
I saw Kawhi
being
up
a
2-0.
third, being the third scoring option doesn't mean that he wasn't adding supreme value to that basketball team. Like y'all, you said it.
Iguodala
you-
added supreme value too,
Right,
but
but
we're
you-
comparing them to
you-
Kevin Durant.
Who was
Right,
better,
I understand,
Kawhi Leonard or
but
Andre
this is the
Iguodala?
thing. You're
Kawhi.
saying like what
Kawhi.
Delsky's trying to do is trying to undermine what Kawhi Leonard was doing
I
for
love
that
Kawhi.
team because he was the third scoring option. I just think that's wrong because we all know there's much more to basketball than putting it in the hole. And you know what I'm saying? So Kawhi Leonard absolutely added tons of value to that team. That would have been nowhere near as good.
Which one of them
without
has
him.
more
I mean,
disappointing
he-
playoff stinkers, Mars and Jill and Drewski?
I don't know if we talk
Delsky,
about if we
sorry.
talk about that 22
Leonard.
22 series.
The
against
2020
Celtics, I mean,
Clippers is probably the 2016 OKC and the 2020 Clippers are like both of them.
what about the 2020 Celtics?
Okay.
What about that
22
22
22
Celtics?
yeah.
22
I think
Celtics.
Kawhi
That was
is-
bad. That was
I think
bad.
Kawhi
That
is an
was bad.
easier player to build around. Personally, I think he's an easier player to build around. I understand that the height
Is that assuming health?
yeah, that's
Why is
assuming-
easier to build around?
Yeah,
That's what you
because
said?
I'm.
That's what
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah, because-
and that's assuming how.
I mean,
he's healthy.
yeah,
crazy.
assuming health is the big caveat.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I
you
think
have to
he's-
build around the fact that he's.
I
probably not
gen-
gonna be
I-
available.
I genuinely
I think
these
Kevin
these
Durant's the
players
better
are a
player
lot-
overall, yo. I don't think it's really. I don't think we.
Glad
I
to
mean,
hear
we
you say
can
that.
nitpick and try to add edge for Kawhi. I think there has been times in certain seasons where Kawhi has outperformed Kevin Durant. But if we're going from beginning to end of career, I think it's quite obviously Kevin Durant. And I don't think there's anything
I agree
wrong
with
with that.
I think
I
the,
actually agree with
the
like, every
average
part that's
the
saying.
average game they've
Alright,
played in their
that's
careers,
fine.
I would argue yes, Kevin Durant is better on his average night. But the very best that I've ever seen from Kawhi is a notch above.
What's Kawhi's peak? You talking about
Did you
16,
see?
17?
Did you see
21?
KD against
One that's bad is Shaq.
Milwaukee?
Yes.
Kawhi has never had performances like KD against Milwaukee. Never in the playoffs. When?
And winning?
When?
Well, he lost those games.
I'm just
so,
saying
Kawhi's best bet would be what against
20.
Philly in 19
or the
21
Mavericks
against
technically,
the Mavs, 21 against the Mavs. Yeah,
but the Mavericks.
21 against the Mavs was insane.
Kawhi Leonard has a
KD
64%.
averaged 30 at 22 years old against the Heatles.
Delsky, I don't think we got to do
He
this,
did.
bro. Like,
Kawhi
I don't
Leonard
I don't think we got to
has
make
a
it seem like Kawhi
64%.
just
What are
ain't
you
never
talking
I think
about,
it's
bro?
a 63 or 64% true shooting in the
come
playoffs.
on.
He
LeBron
what?
James is 58. I just want to let you know that
We're not
Kawhi
talking
is
about- we're not talking about
4% true
LeBron James.
shooting, more efficient in the playoffs than LeBron James. And
But we're
LeBron
not
James is
talking
hella
about
Like
efficient.
120 less games, 150.
Exactly, bro.
But we're not
What is-
talking
what
about.
is
Yeah, but,
relevant
but
right
the
now.
way you're saying
KD in that
you guys
series-
are disgusted
in that
with
series
Kawhi
or that
Leonard,
game
like,
you
he
talking
has a
Kawhi's an
eye
elite
for it.
playoff
Milwaukee.
player, though. Like I don't think anybody's disagreeing with
The
that.
series-
He's one of the few NBA players who actually rises up in the playoffs significantly.
What's the last
He
time
is-
he
Leonard
did
in
that?
that
What's
series
the last
in
time he did
21
that?
is comparable
I'm
to
asking
KD
this question. When is the last time he did that?
Sorry, what did you say, Joe?
What's the,
Yeah.
I think that because what KD did against Milwaukee, I think what Leonard did in 21 is comparable to that.
Milwaukee versus
before he got
Mavericks.
hurt against Utah.
Before he got hurt against Utah, yes, that was comparable to that.
But
Del, what are you looking at when you look at? Wait, stop. Hold on, Mars, because I think that this is nothing but aesthetics. That's all this is.
It's not.
Because I watched Leonard put 45. I watched Leonard put 45 on Dallas in the game to go ahead in the series. I saw that.
And I watched
that
KD.
shit was clean. And when I tell you that shit was clean, that shit was cleaner than the kitchen sink.
You talking about Dallas?
Clean.
I mean, yeah, you did that shit
clean.
on like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and
shit
I watched
was clean as hell.
I watched KD with Jeff
against
Green.
Kawhi
With Jeff Green.
and
I
rattle
saw
off 4
KD with
straight.
Jeff Green for 47.
I watched KD go down 0-2 to Kawhi Leonard and rattle out 4 straight against him.
Okay, that's not what we're talking about here.
But you talking about against Dallas. I'm telling you what he did.
You said a
against Kawhi
series.
Leonard.
That's what you're talking about.
But you just said something about Dallas.
Yeah,
you talking about a series. You said Milwaukee. You said Milwaukee. What did Kawhi? You said Kawhi has nothing comparable to what KD did against Milwaukee.
That was Tony Parker weak ass.
That's what you said.
You talking about
No, they weren't
2012?
down 0-2. They was 1-1.
12?
They
You
was
talking
Went
about
down
12?
2-1.
It was down.
What year are
0-2.
you talking about? But what year are you talking about?
Y'all had to be 16, right?
16, they were down 2-1.
What year?
16,
What
it was
what
2-1.
we talking about? We talking about Kevin Durant going up against Kawhi Leonard?
2016. Like I'm telling you,
Hold
I
on,
know
let me
for a
do
fact
this.
they were down 2. It was 1-1, and then San Antonio won game 3, and then OKC won 3 shit. That's what I'm saying. I know it
He's
won
talking about
0-2.
16. He's talking about 16 when Tony Parker sold. That's what he's talking about.
Okay, well it wasn't 0-2 then. So if that's the year he's talking about, he wasn't down 0-2. That's what I'm saying.
But he was still down to his point. Sure.
Yeah, it was down 2-1, but I was just saying
Yeah,
that's why I was
yeah,
I was trying to remember the series. I was like, I don't remember that.
Well, I thought
series.
you were talking about 12. Yeah, I didn't know what year.
Yeah,
There was
Russell,
he's
and
doing
Russell
rookie
Westbrook.
Kawhi, that's
Russell Westbrook
disgusting.
had nothing to do with that.
In 14,
Bro,
KD was up 0-2, and they proceeded to fire to them dudes' ass. 4 straight. Get your asses out of here.
In what?
In
In what year?
14.
In 2014, KD goes up 2-0 against San Antonio, and San Antonio proceeds
That's
to
not
fire
true.
to them ass.
I know
I gotta
that's
look
not
at it
true either.
because I don't.
In
I'm-
2014, in the Western
In
Conference
2014,
Championship,
they were down 0-2.
I'm sorry, they were down 0-2.
Yeah, I
They were
remember
down
these
0-2.
series.
But then
They were
what
down
happened?
0-2, then
They were
OKC
down
tied it up
0-2.
2-2, and then the Spurs won the last 2. It was
Yes. They
0-2, 2-2.
They were
4-2.
down
That's
0-2.
14 season.
Yes.
They lost.
Yeah, like
I read
Come on,
that
man,
wrong.
I remember these things. And also,
KD
Kawhi wasn't great in that series. Once again,
No, he
let's
wasn't.
just
No,
acknowledge it.
in the Western Conference
That
Championship.
was
If you think
another
about
one of those Manu
playoffs,
series.
and we
I
talking
know I
about
was
we talking
watching.
about a bucket getter. We talking about a
Yeah, year 4,
straight bucket
Kawhi,
getter.
3.
KD
Yeah,
is
that's
the
your 3 point.
purest of scorers when you comparing these two dudes. And I think that's the thing. Del, am I out of line if I think that's what you think when it comes to Kawhi Leonard? Like that's the thing that pushes it over the top. Like we talking about the purest of pure bucket getters. Like it's not even comparable between him and Kawhi Leonard.
1 second.
I can make
I'm
the
looking at
argument.
it right now.
Yeah.
OKC was down 2-0.
Yes.
In what year? In what year?
What year is this? This is 2014.
Yeah, they was down 2-0.
They was down 2-0 and they won what? Oh,
They lost that.
They
series.
lost the
that
series.
series.
In 14.
series
Yeah.
because
In 14.
because the Spurs won the championship.
Okay, that's why I was
They
trying to
lost.
remember what series.
Yeah,
was.
in
They've
14,
been down 0-2
yeah.
to the Spurs, but they didn't win that series.
they
in
lost.
14, and then
They
they
lost the series.
Chill, I couldn't make an argument that
But
the last,
KD
some-
was better
some-
than Kawhi in that series for as well. Like, he
the
wasn't-
last 2.5 seasons, Kawhi's been better than Kevin Durant. I can make an argument for that.
Oh well, yeah.
Because
clearly,
Kawhi
but
missed
that's-
obviously a lot of the big chunk of 2024, 25, but he was better than KD down the last 36 games that year. I
been more
think you can make an
disciplined.
argument 24, 25, Kawhi was better. I think this year Kawhi was better.
No argument.
This year he was better. Yeah, this year he was better. for sure.
But my thing is, I think some of the closer times between them was probably like 18 to 21, where like Kawhi was kind of getting on KD's level, and he just kept getting hurt.
They were very close in 2016.
Yeah. I mean,
No, they were not.
sure,
Yes,
But-
they were.
but
No,
but
they
I,
were.
thi- I think
You're talking
I think
about the
around- I
second
think
and third
around
best
seven-
player in the league, or
I
the
think
first
around
or third best player in
17
the league,
is
depending on how
where
you
it
spin
really
it.
Where's
kind
LeBron?
of where Kawhi finally
LeBron died.
So James, Curry, KD,
I think Penn State.
Kawhi, Harden,
was
No,
James
behind.
Harden.
the top
KD,
3 in
Kawhi.
2016,
James, Curry,
and like
KD.
I don't know where we've got.
Okay.
For 95%
Two of the top 4
the
players
top 3
in
in
the league.
2016 was Bron, Steph, and KD.
That
Those
was
were the
it.
top 3 players. There was no
was it.
conversation about that. That was the 3. Everyone knew that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shout out to
but
Kawhi.
that's
He was with the rest of those people.
And
They
I'm
were the
also
top
not going to
three.
let people just act like James Harden
Okay,
wasn't in
so-
the
Yeah,
conversation.
I would put James Harden over
very,
Kawhi.
It was
very-
Russ, James Harden, Kawhi, Anthony
CP3
Davis.
was
They
still
were in
going
the
crazy
next
at that
group.
point.
Chris, they were in the next group. The top three was
Chris
Ron,
Paul,
Steph, and KD, and then Russ, Harden, Kawhi, Anthony Davis.
Mhm.
You bring them up in the next group, and Kawhi might be the top of that group. He might be the fourth best player in the league. But there was a hierarchy, and the
absolutely.
top three was them three, and Kawhi was not with those.
I would.
I don't think that that's up for
I would
debate.
think that that's
I
fair.
think
I don't think
that's
Yeah,
that
that's
needs
what
to
it
be-
was.
But by,
What it
but by
was.
That's
that
not up
next
for debate.
season, that's when Kawhi.
2017 is when
2016,
Kawhi.
yeah, 17, yeah.
He starts
yeah.
competing into that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think up
And to
until
your point-
22, that's when he just kept getting hurt. But after those couple years, like you said, Swiper, I think he's been better than KD. But I do think that there was a significant gap early on in their career to where if we go,
But
based
actually,
on
to
their whole
your
career,
point though,
KD, yeah.
at before the Kawhi 9-game season when he got hurt, to Pinn's point,
Mm-hmm.
2016-17, Kawhi shot 600 mid-range shots that year and made like 46% of them, if I remember the exact number. It was
He had a
he was
money
insane.
mid-range game.
He was insane.
Money.
He was also DPOI.
Kawhi's a great
Like he
basketball
was,
player.
he went from but Kawhi went from defense player to like good offensive player, elite defender, and then he took that one leap where he went from mid to great, seemingly like
and that was in
overnight.
17.
Yeah, that was the 16.
2017, yeah, 2017 is when Kawhi like
Yeah.
elevated to like,
Yeah.
this is like an all-time type of player.
Mhm. And I was
Everything
shocked. I didn't
before
see it
that,
coming.
everything, but he was still really good. Like he came in the league, he was still a productive player because like
Right.
the defense and stuff. 2013, he becomes like a viable player on both
Yep.
sides of the ball. 2014, like the offense is coming along, but he's still more of
Yep.
like a play finisher type,
Yep.
whatever the case may be. And 15 and 16, he elevates more to where he's a
Mhm.
more reliable scorer, but you can't like
But
give
it
him
was
like
that next year.
the entire burden of offensive usage. And then 2017, it's
Yeah,
like,
it
oh
was
shit, this
crazy.
is like a
Yeah,
top
it was
5 scorer on
nuts.
the planet
Right.
type scorer.
Right.
Like it's
My-
ridiculous.
My
And then
only
he
issue-
developed even more
while being the best
offensively as years
perimeter
went on.
defender in the NBA, so that would definitely
My-
put you
my-
in top
my
2 or
only
3
issue with
players in the
y'all-
league.
My only issue with y'all
Yeah, it
is
depends
that,
how high you
is that
still are
y'all
in
want to
2017
y'all want to
Kawhi's
knock
defense, but
Kawhi
yeah.
for 19, but then just kind of like brush past the fact that he was putting it on them dudes in 17.
For
Like,
one
yeah, I
game,
understand it
dog.
happened early, and I understand y'all gonna say, oh well, that would have been one game and they would have come back and won anyway. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing. I'm not talking about what could have happened. I'm talking about what I'm seeing. Kawhi was untouchable. He was absolutely obliterating them dudes, and then what happened. So I can't
agree.
say who was gonna win that series, but I can say that.
Dale, why is your face like that, Dale? He was lighting fire to them dudes'
But
ass.
what-
Because
but
that's
what-
going
but what-
on.
It was
That's
one
like
game
What are
in
you
the third
doing?
quarter.
No.
What's
That's
going on?
It was
Dale,
the third
that's
quarter,
what-
game
that's-
one.
that's
That's
like-
exactly what was going
Okay,
on.
but that's
because
my
that's
point,
like
though,
if
Swiper. But
you're
Yeah, I know,
quick,
I know. You're right.
Real,
Yeah.
real quick, Delsky, because the only point I'm making, I'm not saying that they would have won that series.
Sure.
I'm just saying
They wouldn't have got
seeing what I'm
swept.
seeing. But then y'all go on to say what happened in 19. And I mean, I think it's more likely that the Warriors win in 19 if they're healthy than it is that the Spurs win
They
in
smoked
17 if
Toronto.
Kawhi is healthy, right? I think we can all agree on that. I'm not going to try to fight that. But we do have to admit what we were watching, and there's no indication and no reason that he wouldn't have kept up that production. He was at that level of basketball player at that time. He was that good, and he was untouchable. There was nothing they could do.
But
with Kawhi
I do think Kawhi, KD gets it. That 22 series was terrible because Bruce Brown was arguably like showing up more than him and Kyrie was in that series. But I'm saying
In
that like
22. Okay.
that KD gets the rep for the playoff drops. 23-2 was also terrible. Like, you were at home and you're down 30 at halftime. Like that stuff happens. But I will say
No, it
Kawhi
doesn't,
does
actually.
get like a lot of bail for
He
some
gets
stuff.
too much grace.
Like a lot. And I'm
So
saying
does KD.
KD does sometimes too.
No, KD don't get
But
no
Ka-
grace.
No,
I mean,
it's
it
Eddie
dep-
Grace.
it
Who
dep- it
gives Eddie
depends who-
Grace?
it depends who you're talking
sure.
to. But on average,
Kawhi gets more bail.
KD
Way
gets
more
held to
grace.
a very different standard than Kawhi,
Right.
in my opinion.
Why does KD need grace?
That's what I'm saying.
No,
That's
no,
how you
because
know
Kawhi-
the
no,
I'm
no,
not
for
saying-
what,
I'm
though?
not saying-
I'm not saying
That's how
that
you
I'm
know
not
the
saying
levels of the
anyone
player.
needs grace.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying
anybody
when it
needs
comes
grace.
when it comes to how it's
Kawhi doesn't
Follow
get talked about for his
when it
playoff
comes to
failures
how
in the
people
same way, though.
discuss them.
Yeah.
KD gets held to a certain standard of
Yes.
like he's not as good as XYZ player because of XYZ. Kawhi Leonard gets
Yep.
compared to Kevin Durant,
Right.
Exactly.
whereas Kevin Durant doesn't. Kevin Durant gets compared to players who he's gonna lose the argument because
Right.
of all
And
of these
again,
things.
to Marshall's
But
point,
Kawhi doesn't get put in those conversations.
when
So he doesn't get the
Kawhi
same
was
level
the
of
best player on his team in the bubble by a lot, was the expected to be best player in the world. They were the favorites to win the title. Kawhi sucked 5, 6, and 7, but all you heard about is Paul George and playoff P and way off P and all that other stuff.
So
And I'm saying that like
wait, swipe it. Why is Kawhi just clearly the best player when all that shit you was talking about with Paul George the season before, all of what he just fell off a cliff? He was you said he was the top 3 player in the league.
Well, Kawhi was better than Paul George in 2019 though.
Yeah, like Kawhi's still better player.
Well, I know that, Mars. I know that.
Then he's damn sure not better than Kevin Durant.
No, but Kawhi's still a better. I just think he had a better season.
And I know Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the team. What I'm saying is, let's not make it seem like Paul George was chopped liver.
No, he wasn't,
because the season before that, Swiper got Paul George being a top 3 player in the league.
Kawhi didn't have that same season in the regular season. He played 60 games that year. That was a mid-level.
What's that have to do with what you just said about Paul George?
Because Paul George is very clearly not better than Kawhi when they were playing in the 1920 season. Kawhi Leonard was in the MVP conversation. Kawhi Leonard was up for first team All NBA. Kawhi Leonard was the one that was leading the franchise.
So Paul George just fell off a cliff. Why?
No, he didn't. But I think what you're missing is that's like me saying Anthony Davis and LeBron. I'm saying if they lost in the bubble to Denver or whatever, then it's like, oh, Anthony Davis was doing da-da-da. Well, no, LeBron was also not playing well down the stretch. It's just Anthony Davis getting most of the public blame. I'm saying Kawhi Leonard was also bad. And also
why is Paul George
not showing up.
Grace?
No, but what are we doing? Now, why are you doing that?
Kawhi Leonard did not suck in games 5, 6, and 7. That's not true.
I'm not letting that.
What do you mean? What are we doing? I'm saying, why is Paul George getting this?
Why do I got to talk about Paul George? But this is also the
because he was on the basketball team.
No, that's the Margins point. Why do I got to talk about Paul George? I'm talking about Kawhi.
Exactly.
Because he was on the fucking team. What are you talking about?
When KD loses, it's about KD.
Yeah, when people talk about 2016, they do bring up Russ.
When KD loses, they talk about Westbrook. Okay.
No,
they do.
They don't.
They talk about Harden. They talk about
Westbrook.
They talk
for everything.
But we're talking together amongst ourselves. KD was the reason they lost.
Blamed for everything.
Okay, but what's that got?
Turnovers and ill-advised shots.
They were both bad. They were both bad down the stretch. Like they were both bad, and I think in this instance, Kawhi was also very bad and didn't really get talked about like that at all.
No, he was. Kawhi.
I mean, Kawhi was good in game. What was it? He was bad in game 7. He was good.
He was good in game 5 and 6.
One of them.
And in the fourth quarter, he was nowhere to be seen. That was the whole point. Kawhi the closer. Kawhi the closer. Kawhi the finisher. And he wasn't finishing nothing. He was getting outplayed. Simple. He was getting worked. And then in game 7, he was 1 of 9. He was 1 of 9 or whatever in the second half. No points and turning the ball over. And then it was like, damn, way off P. I was like, what? How does that work? But then I'm saying in 2025, James Harden would get most of the blame.
James Harden gets the blame.
Kawhi was also second.
Kawhi Leonard gets blamed too for that. They both get blamed equally, and I think they both stunk it up equally.
In game 6,
they
19 points in the fourth quarter. He had 9 of them. That's almost half of the points.
Win? What game?
In game 6.
Game 6
against Denver.
Cool, great.
You said he sucked in game 5, 6, and 7 in the fourth.
Yeah, I'm saying in the totality, he didn't do the job. He didn't close the door. He had 3 chances to close the door. 3 of them with the better team, with the team to win the title. Yeah, wow. And didn't close the door.
Fellas, I gotta close the door in this discussion because we gotta get to these super chats.
Because we can't.
I remember somebody else had 15 points in the game 7 in the fourth quarter, and I heard what y'all were saying.
We can't.
This could have been the title topic. I would have preferred this.
We can't talk. We can't talk about 16 and 22 KD.
Oh no, we for sure can. Well, we can't now because one made us move on, but we for sure can.
Shout to. Yeah.
Like the video, become a member, and enjoy this next super chat from Big Zod OOJJK, the GOAT Anime. Said Page equals SGA. Big ISO efficient guard with a crazy layup package. Paige said she modeled her game after SGA. Caitlin Clark equals Luka. Playmaker, pick and roll merchant, takes a lot of crazy threes, highest ceiling ever with a very low floor.
I still think she's Trae.
Yeah, she is Trae Young.
Swiper, what's up?
I'm sorry, offside. Chris Brazil just tore his ACL in camp.
You ain't see that? Yeah, you ain't see
I knew he hurt his LCL, but like it's a wide receiver that they just drafted out of Tennessee to Carolina. Tore it. It's day 2 of the camp. Mars tore his ACL.
Damn.
Out for the season.
Hope for a speedy recovery.
That's crazy, dog.
Mm-hmm. All right, the next super chat I got is from Respect Steph. Respect Steph sent through $9.99 and said, Never mind. Once more into the phrase said, was Tatum's PR fried before or after the Olympics? By the way, thank you, panel, for giving me PR is fried. I use it all the time with my friends.
It wasn't good before the Olympics. The Olympics just rubbed salt in the wounds.
It just made it worse.
Steve Kerr's an asshole. For that.
Yeah, Steve. That's Steve Kerr fault.
They won the gold. What difference does it make?
I
They
think
would have won the gold if he let
Exactly,
Jason Tatum
bro.
play a little more.
No, they
Exactly.
wouldn't have.
So who cares? Okay,
No,
they
they
win
wouldn't have.
regardless. What difference does it make?
Swipe it. Wait. Before you say that, I'm not necessarily saying again in that certain game against
Serbia and
or
France and
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
there was
Before
other
then,
games
yeah,
where Jason Tatum could
He
have played
played
heavy
against
minutes.
Sudan. He played
And they
against
still-
Sudan.
Yeah,
and
if
they
Bam
still
was
would've
playing,
won.
Tatum should have
5
been.
minutes.
Look, and you know what?
Damn.
Even in those other games, how am I gonna assume that he couldn't have did what the other players was doing in the games they won to? Jason Tatum is an amazing basketball player, bro. He could have played. He
couldn't hit the side of a boat.
Only
He never
only
needed to
Team
be.
USA
USA
being
can
an
win the
asshole.
Olympic gold and complain about the way in which it happens, man.
Facts.
You guys are so entitled.
Facts.
You guys won the Olympic gold, but hey,
Matter of fact,
should've played this guy
hey
more
Ron,
when he
I
was
remember
bad.
you were a part of
Yeah.
it. I remember last
you guys
summer
won,
when
man.
I argued
That's what
that
I
Team
mean.
USA they didn't have Steph Curry, LeBron, and Durant, that they would have lost that Olympic run. And I remember you and Real Talk and others like they still would have won. They would just put somebody else in their spot. I still
they
can't
would've.
believe y'all are so low on those three over the course of that run. Like they were amazing.
We're not low on them. We're just high
No,
on
it's just
American
that
basketball
Team
players.
USA
We
is
got
just
we got
so
other
good
niggas that
that
could go in
they're
there.
not
and shoot
though.
Yeah, I go into like every Olympic. Like you guys are gonna win. Like
Yeah. Watch
So
what we
it-
do in 28,
yeah.
Swiper.
The gap.
No, but that's
Swiper,
a new
Swiper,
team.
Swiper,
That's a
Swiper,
new
28's
team, though.
finna be
But
cold.
Swiper,
That's a new
Swiper,
team.
we
Still
gonna
go into every
kick
Olympic
y'all
thinking
ass in
USA is gonna
28
win.
too, Swiper.
Who is y'all? What you mean
Y'all.
y'all? First off, that's going to be a different team by then.
Y'all,
That's gonna be a
whoever
different
y'all
team
is,
by then.
You're not because you're not.
I'm
proud to
not
be
letting. No.
American.
That's
You're
going to
not
be a
proud
different
to be
team.
an
That team's
American.
going to be better.
We gonna kick
We're
some
gonna-
ass.
young guns are gonna be better.
We'll talk about the 28 Olympics
We
in
gonna talk about that
27.
shit right now. Swiper, your ass.
Thank you.
Your ass is finna get kicked right now. And your ass is finna get kicked when you see Delsky. Roy Mustang sent through a members
Whatever.
chat.
I've been
Roy
trying to
must-
get this with Delsky for
Drop
10
him. Drop
months
him.
now.
Drop him.
That's cap.
Go ahead, drop me. I got shit to do today.
Roy Mustang became a YouTube
Fire your
member.
ass.
Shout out to Roy Mustang. Also, Shadsky on every platform. Gifted a
Shout
Player's
out to
Choice
you.
membership. Shout out to Shadsky. Shout out to Drewski. And shout out to Delsky, too. All right. Roy Mustang then sent through a super chat, $9.99, and said, Chill is changing his opinion because he said he would vote for Kawhi, so Steph couldn't be unanimous last time, months ago. And Mars called him a hater, so now he's switching it up.
That's not what I said. So you're wrong.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna choose
Roy
to
Mustang
believe
Chill.
Chill.
Put out the receipts.
combo. I think you did say that, Chill. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna choose to believe Chill,
Yeah,
but
I think you did say that. I
that's
remember
what
that.
I. That's what I thought it was. but
I'm not voting for
otherwise
him because
I'm
I
gonna
don't
believe
think
Chill.
he should be the unanimous league MVP. Yep. All right. Y'all got it. I said that. You got it. Bet. Not
No, I
because
don't
I
believe
think
you
that,
think Kawhi
even though,
should have
even
been
though I've been
MVP.
saying
That's
why I thought Leonard should have gotten the MVP vote, and Mars actually pressed me months ago, more times than not, saying Chill is crazy for saying that Kawhi Leonard should have got an MVP vote, and pressing me, asking me why I thought he should have gotten a vote. Plenty of times he asked me that, and I
I do remember
explained
doing
why
that
I
as well.
thought that.
Yeah, I do remember doing
Hire
that.
that intern.
Pressing me to say that. But again, you do.
I mean,
want- you-
Drago hates Chill enough. He probably gonna find it. And
Yeah, dig that up, Drago. It's too late for the
Drago doesn't hate Chill. He just like they just have different.
I
he
hate
doesn't
him.
hate Chill the
Well, I
same
hate him.
way
How about
that
that?
Chill doesn't
I hate
hate
him.
Steph
How about
Curry.
No,
that?
you don't. Chill. You
I
don't
can't
have
stand
time.
him.
He's
How
like
about that?
24. You don't have
I don't
time to hate on
so?
him.
I can't
You don't
stand
have time to hate on him. You don't have time to hate him. You got stuff to do.
All right, the next super chat is from One on TJ, $9.99. TJ said, I'm not even a Paul George fan, but the disrespect to his career is nasty. It's not who's the better player. It's your resume to make the Hall of Fame. Without bias, PG has that.
I mean, PG's just better than James Worthy, and individually accomplished is also more individually accomplished. Shout out to the Finals MVP, though. But
Yeah,
James Worthy has a better resume, though.
he does.
If we're
I mean,
including all of that.
three rings. Yeah.
And
That's
shout out
good.
to
James
Paul
Worthy- James
George,
Worthy
man.
was dope, bro. James Worthy was.
Hey, Ox, that's somebody out of your state in Fresno. I did not know who he was, but that rookie year, I was like, maybe he was
Paul
their
George?
stopper. Remember, he was their stopper early on. PG was, And then all of a sudden, very similar to what he's talking about with Kawhi, he just kind of came out of nowhere where he went from 7 points a game Mars his rookie year to like 17?
Paul George and Kawhi have crazy offensive development arcs.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's
Jimmy Butler too.
Jimmy Butler, yeah.
But that's just how you stay ready. I mean, somebody go down, it's next man up. When Danny went down, like Paul George had to step up, and he did that. With that being said, though, with that being said,
time till Saul Thompson do the same shit.
Shit, I do, but no. But this is the only thing. If you look at Kawhi at San Diego State and Paul George at Fresno State, I think Paul George was a more developed scorer than Kawhi was when they were younger. Yep. Like if you watch him play like when they were younger, Paul George was more of a guy that you expect him to go be a bucket. Like not to say that Kawhi couldn't score, because Kawhi could always score. It just didn't, wasn't. Like
it maybe does it sound crazy if I say I think Kawhi Leonard's a more abnormal development story than Jokic is to me. Because Jokic had always had
Jokic got to do with this, man.
I know, but like I'm saying, Jokic is considered like.
Are you an abnormal development story?
No, you said
we
I am
talking about. Somehow it would go back
in some ways.
From my knowledge, Kawhi's development is some of the most insane I've seen. From my knowledge,
I wasn't ready for it,
and it's not done yet.
Joel is crazy too.
Joel
is
crazy.
From high school to
he just
Joel might be my answer. Yeah, Joel might. I think I might have said
crazy. Even at Kansas, I wasn't sold on Joel. Like
Joel wasn't an offensive guy at Kansas. He was a defensive guy.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Yeah, I mean.
He was out there rebounding. He blocked shots. And then
Joel might be the craziest.
All right, Julian Cozy. Julian Cozy became a YouTube member. Shout out to Julian Cozy. Once more into the fray. Sent through $10 and said, "Pin turning into Stephen A. Smith. You were wrong, and here's why. Best pod in the world."
Yep.
Shout out Stephen A.
Shout out the best pod in the world.
Stephen A. on the episode, man. Because we need to get Stephen A. on the episode.
Stephen A. come up here and get tuned up.
You know who I would love to see on a panel episode? Ryan Clark. That would be awesome.
Shout out Ryan Clark. Ryan and Steven, I know you guys are watching right now.
If this was James, it wouldn't be a question, Chill. I don't even know what that means, but I don't even know
LeBron?
Basketball.
If this was James, it wouldn't be a question, Chill. Like, what were we talking about?
Ryan Clark.
I don't know, but
James, unanimous. If James had the season Steph Curry had had.
Shout out to James.
Press box. Ain't no reason for him to be over here.
That's just not true. That's not true. Like, I would love to get him up here. Like, Shay, whatever his name is, because he always got some shit to say about me.
Shatsky on every platform.
Always got some shit to say about me.
Members only stream tonight.
Got some slick shit to say
you gonna be there tonight? Members only stream.
Yes, I'm pulling up.
Shatsky.
Oh shit!
You have the opportunity.
Hey Frank, you pull up too. Could you still on?
Actually, tonight I don't know if we can. I'll get back to you guys. I'll let you know. Cowboy Bob Solo said, "Is Brunson a Hall of Famer?" I asked winning high school, college, and NBA. Magic is the only one in the Hall of Fame with that. Kareem didn't do that. I asked for future reference as a career. We need a common ground to grade game and domination. Go New York, go.
Just so we
Bill Russell win a championship in high school.
Yes, he did.
It's almost like he's asking for a formula.
Antoine Walker did too.
Antoine Walker did? That's dope.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, shout out Twan, man.
He won with the Heat. That's right, too. He won with the Heat. Yep.
Yes, he did.
My man Twan.
But don't bring up Twan on this.
Brunson's gonna make the Hall of
time
Fame.
for the Twan.
Brunson's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
He will.
My dog Twan.
If he retired tomorrow, would he have it?
Yeah, he still would, man.
The way
the
way Hall of Fame, they gonna put a lot of weight on like the leading a team to a title.
And being in New York, all these writers and all these.
Has anyone who's quote unquote led a team to a title not made the Hall of Fame?
Probably not.
Chauncey made one.
Is Andre Iguodala gonna make it?
He didn't lead them to a title. That's different.
Like I would argue like.
You mean Finals MVP?
Dennis Johnson made the Hall of Fame, but I don't know if he made the Hall of Fame because of what he did in Seattle. Like, if it was just what he did in Seattle by itself, would he have made it? I don't know. But he still made it.
Sheet's still not in the Hall of Fame. Is Chauncey in there yet?
Yes, Chauncey and Ben are in there, but Rip and Tayshaun and Sheed aren't.
You guys are aware that Jalen Brunson been in the league for 8 years. Like, he ain't just show up like
2018.
He's been in the league for almost a decade.
Same year as Luka and Shea, yeah.
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr., Jaren Jackson Jr., Mikal Bridges.
It took him a couple more seasons to get going.
I mean, yeah, he ain't really come around until like 21, 22.
22. Yeah.
And
When
then he went
carried
to New
Luka.
York and he's been like an all NBA caliber guy. So it's about 4 years of like all NBA caliber player or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
All right, I got $200 from With My Crew. With My Crew said 20 years of Sam Presti versus 20 years of having Steph and Shea plus Nico Harrison. Assuming none of them are allowed to leave or be traded, Steph and Jokic are still late bloomers and have the same career path they've had.
What?
So then what's the point of having Nico Harrison if none of them are allowed to be traded? What's the risk?
None. There's none.
Well, there is a risk.
So I just get
He
Steph
could
and
he,
Jokic.
he could flop on 20 straight draft picks. Now, I would have to look at Nico Harrison's entire executive record and see if he made any other disastrous moves, which he absolutely
Nico
did.
Harrison built a really good team around
He
Luka.
did,
Just so
bro.
happened he didn't. He just so happened he
gets a
didn't
bad
want
rap.
Luka on the
Yeah.
team he built for Luka anymore. But
If he
I
didn't
think he
like
could build a really good
Luka,
team around Steph and Jokic.
yeah, but this is a guy who believes in defense,
He
Yeah,
would
but once
never-
again, it says they're not allowed to leave or be traded, so I don't have to worry about that. Which
and
is
he,
why
and
that
he
part-
also he doesn't like his players drinking beer.
yeah, Jokic might be a little bit fried, but I mean, he's not allowed to trade Jokic, so he's gonna have to figure it out.
He's gonna waive him. He can't trade him. He's gonna waive him. He's gonna be like, we can't win a
He
championship with
basically
this
did.
dude.
He waived
He don't
Luka
block
for
shots.
Anthony
He
Davis.
drinking beer. He with the horses. We waving him.
The worst
Can't
trade I've
trade
still
him
ever
my
seen.
ass.
I can't believe that happened. With that February 25 when that happened, can't believe it happened.
I still, bro, I swear I thought Sean got hacked. I did not believe that.
Nah, Shay, I hate you, actually. Like, this is 2026, 27. I'm on my hate train.
Gotta
Right?
stop
I
giving
hate
this guy
you.
I mean,
Chill,
you
this-
might
this-
hate
this
him,
is-
but you.
I hate
you
everything
also hate
about
him.
Chill. This is
you.
gonna last for 3 weeks.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's not gonna
Chill's
be all
too much
season.
of a positive guy,
He
man. He doesn't
is.
commit to the hate gimmick, man.
Chill's a
Chill-
very
Chill's too
nice
happy go
person.
So
lucky.
you
Yeah.
need to dip into your Kawhi Leonard bag. Just be like, shit, Shadsky, whatever the hell your name is. I don't even know where you're sitting at. Ha ha, and just laugh it off because you don't know who this guy is.
Chill's got too much of a kind heart, man. He knows.
He
You
does.
know
Nah,
that.
chill. Fry these bums. Let
Great
them
guy
have
to
it.
break
I-
bread with.
I ain't
Let
getting,
him have
I
it,
ain't
chill.
getting myself off pivot because of an NPC. Okay,
If you're chill or if you're you.
if I'm me, if I'm him, if I'm anybody.
People in the
That's
chat.
just
I
you
don't. I don't.
you don't
I
got that
don't
hat
think
on
you're
right now,
an
Pin. You put
NPC,
that hat
bro.
on, it'd go crazy.
I don't
Give him
think you guys are
his money
NPCs.
worth, chill. Just
That-
$2
that is
ain't
true.
worth.
Matter of fact,
ain't worth the crash out, though.
Pin, mail chill your hat, and then I think you can pull it off.
Okay.
All right, I got $9.99 from Respect Steph. Chill, this ain't over. Respect Steph said Chill just admitted Steph was a better player and had the better season, but he would vote for Kawhi. If that's not hate, I don't know what is.
Chill. I just want to defend you real quick because you said the same thing 2 years ago when you thought Joker was better than Shea, but Shea won more games. No, I'm using Chill's logic because Chill actually said this. So Chill does not hate people when he does this, but he's always been consistent. If you have wins and impact, he believes that your scoring led to more wins than somebody else's scoring and all that. That's just the way Chill has been. This is not a new thing. So he did not hate Kawhi or Steph. This is just an opinion.
But I thought Chill
That he's
was a
maintained.
points per game merchant. Why is he voting for the guy with the less points to win MVP?
Because he hates Steph.
I'm so
That's why, because he hates
confused.
Steph.
Well, no, Chill is a
Yeah.
points per game person still, but it's just you can just listen to him in context of what he actually says.
Dale, I promise you, brother. The
It's
black
gonna get
hat
ugly,
is,
chill.
the black
Please
hat
don't do
is
it.
on.
Please don't do it, chill.
Didn't
Hey,
Jill,
but
didn't
look,
Jill,
look,
didn't
'cause
Jill
I-
and Brown lead the Celtics in scoring last year?
Hey,
Why did you
chill.
hate on him? I just don't understand
Yes,
this.
sir. The black hat is on.
Because he hates Jaylen Brown because of Jason Tatum. He hates Steph, I'm assuming, because of LeBron, but I don't know the actual reason.
But no, he hates Jalen Brown because of shadism apparently. Okay, like so.
Hey, chill.
we go-
Yeah, that he rock. Nope, I don't like the fact that he wear number 7.
Go ahead and put this joint on, Chill.
And Kenny Anderson.
Throw
wore
on
number
that black
7. I
hat,
don't like
brother.
I don't like the fact that. So you got it, Ron.
Hey,
Absolutely.
you know
That's what you
how
wanted.
How you
You
just
get
call
it.
them NPCs though, Pin? I did see something online. Now, I'm not sure how true it is, but it did say that 51% of everything going on online is bots now.
bots?
So for the,
Yep.
so for the first time, bots are actually outnumbering humans.
Well, that's. I mean, that does not surprise
I mean,
me
they
at all.
technically are NPC. When you
Well, here's the
Put it
thing.
that way.
Someone said, "So you think we NPCs?"
That wasn't
No
bad,
disrespect
that
to
wasn't bad.
Yo, no disrespect to you if you think I'm calling you out, but let me ask you one very critical question. Are you on the stage? Are you playing? No, you're not. So you're an NPC. You just a background character. What the fuck? Like what are we doing here?
You know those characters that you go up to in the store, in the RPG or whatever game you're playing, and they say like, "Yo, pay for this, whatever." You know,
Pin.
In the
Those guys keep those games going. Those guys are absolutely necessary
Oh
for the
my
game to go
goodness! Are we about to get into the?
No, well, chat clears. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Are
I
you
got
trying
big
to?
love for
Are
the
you
chat.
trying to make America great again?
Yeah, I like
on
the
the
chat. I like
thing?
That's
No,
because you
wait,
want
wait,
it. That's why you
wait.
like
See,
the
I
chat.
see what you tried to.
I
see what
mean,
you tried to do
sure,
there?
yeah. I
See
mean,
what you
Penn
tried to do
technically
there, Pin?
saying I was an NPC.
Oh, I
at the
thought-
beginning.
Now, Pin. I've never voted for that guy or anything like that.
No. I thought you were rooting for Middle America.
Hold on, Pin. Despite of the bullshit that Swiper and Real Talk might try to push on this platform, I've never in my life voted for that guy. But I would
Stop bringing my name up. How about
I
that?
absolutely want America to be the best place it could possibly be. I do want America to be.
I
great,
thought you were
100%.
supporting. I thought you were supporting the guy at the cashier because you were trying to support, like, you know, the little guy.
Well,
or
like small
something.
business.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to
I do
support
a lot.
businesses.
I do a lot for the community. A shit ton.
There
For
you
the
go.
community.
Same. Yeah, same.
No, like really though. Like
What's that supposed to mean?
no, like seriously. Like,
Yeah, so does
It
Ron.
means actually, Mars. Like that's what it means.
Yeah, he
It means
does.
like
Yeah, but he said that
actually.
like
Like you don't do anything for the community. You already told us numerous times you don't leave the house. So you
Yeah,
don't do
hey,
shit.
Del- hey,
The only
Del-
community you
you
do anything.
don't need to
Ron.
leave the house to have an impact on the
The only
community.
thing you do for the
Who you?
community and the economy is you've made it clear that what is that thing called when they bring stuff to your house? They bring food to your house. What is it called?
Exactly. I'm
DoorDash?
employing the
DoorDash?
delivery driver.
Yeah, DoorDash. That's you.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so-
part of it. You don't need to
Do
leave
you
the house
tip
to have
well?
an impact.
Hey, you
Ron
guys-
put it through,
hey, I
Ron
know
put
you're-
it through grad
you're-
school,
you're-
baby.
Europeans can be a little bit finicky with the tipping. You tip well?
I don't tip at all.
There you go. You're not doing jack shit for anybody. There you go.
Anime cool. You don't allow me to do shit. Let's be clear about that right now. Be clear about that right now.
I
You the
don't- I
same
don't
one.
order- I don't
You are the
order from
same
big
one.
chain
You
restaurants,
mother. You know
man.
what? You the
Support
same
local
one that
business.
came on the. You the same one that came on the. What's that thing that we do at night, Ron? The members chat. You know what, Chill? I really dig you, yo. Sometimes I don't like this, but I really dig you. But now you getting on here and Chill. You know what? I be in the chat. I be trolling sometimes, Chill. But now you get on here and now you trying to big time me talking about I need to respect you. Fuck you and your $2 chat. How about that?
Anime,
Fuck
I
you and your
usually
$2
rock
chat.
with you, Anime, but I'm with
Hey,
Chill
by the
on
way,
this one.
EJ,
That,
there
that
is
cheap ass
nothing-
$2.
There
F you and that cheap ass $2.
Door dashing as a man. They make good money. Y'all, that's a myth. They make good money door dashing, dog. Good money door dashing.
I've seen people.
Oh,
quit
What's
their
your
jobs
definition
because
of
of
good
that.
money,
It's
Swiper?
shameful on me
Well, no,
ordering off DoorDash.
No,
instead of
he's
doing
saying
actual
People
DoorDash.
earn
he's saying
good
it's
money
shameful
during
for
door
an
dashing.
able-bodied
Again,
grown
define
man
good
to
money.
not-
What's your
Wait,
definition of good
Pin,
money?
Because the thing about it is, he's saying it's ridiculous for an able-bodied
grown
man to
man,
be
yeah,
DoorDash.
yeah.
I think it's
Fellas.
ridiculous for an able-bodied man to be worried about how another able-bodied man
Facts.
is making money, as long as they're not out here hurting
I
anybody.
can't get with that.
You know what I'm
Fellas,
saying? Get up
we
off
can
your
talk
ass
about
and get
this
it
on the
done.
members only stream tonight, whether
You better get up, get
DoorDashing
out and get some.
whether DoorDashing is a respectable profession or not. But as of right
Yes.
now, G-Rail
As long
sent
as
through
you're feeding your
$9.99 and said, y'all do be biased to the older era sometimes. James Worthy and Paul George are on par. At least there's no clear gap between the two players.
Yes,
I
there
have
is,
a
on
hard
offense and
time.
defense.
Yeah, I have a hard, like if someone's better on defense and offense, I fail to see how the one who's worse on defense and offense is the better player,
I mean, some
just
of us don't
doesn't-
think he was worse on offense.
and that's fine. And then we can have that discussion.
Right.
But if we're all in agreement, and I think 5 of us up here are in agreement, the 2 people on the outside are leaning James Worthy offensively at least. Like
Delsky don't agree with
better on
that.
both sides. Better on both sides of the ball. You a bad player.
Is Paul
All
George?
right,
Is
all
Paul
right,
George
all right. My
better
bad,
than-
my bad.
Wait. Is Paul George better than Jimmy Butler on offense and defense?
I don't think he's. Ooh. At the same time, no.
Shit, nigga, Jimmy's better than Paul George.
So what I mean
No,
by
who's
that is,
better,
I think Paul George's defensive peak is better than Jimmy Butler's,
I can get with that.
but I don't think his offensive and defensive peak overlaps. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So like when
I'm
Paul
just
George was
saying,
at his
like,
best offensively,
Paul
I
George
think
might
Jimmy
be
Butler
better
was a better
than-
defender. He like if you combine them, if you got like 2013 defense, 2019 offense, that player is better than Jimmy Butler. But the actual Paul George that we got, I'm not as high on 2019 Paul George's defense. Somehow he finished top 3 in DPOY. Golf clap. I don't know how he managed to do that, but shout out to him. But that Jimmy Butler is probably a better defender in my opinion. But offensively, 2019 Paul George, I probably think is better. But once you get to like 2023, I don't know. I like Jimmy Butler's offense, so I'm higher on Jimmy Butler's offense than most people. I do think that's a good question, though. I think Jimmy Butler and Paul George are
comparable.
because you could argue that he's better on both sides.
You definitely
It's-
could. I think they're
there's
both better
some-
than James Worthy for Westworld.
Jimmy
There are
Butler
some
for
people
sure
that
better
think-
than
there's some
James
And I would
Worthy.
Worthy.
still, and I would
Paul
still take Jimmy.
Playoff Jimmy way better than James Worthy. Let's get to that.
Wait,
Talk about that.
Wait, Swipe, because there are some
Playoff
people
Jimmy
that think
better than
Paul
both of
George
them.
is Better
I'm
than
not
Paul
gonna lie.
Pierce.
I think I might think Jimmy Butler's better on offense. To be honest,
Jimmy had higher scoring peaks than any of them. Say that much.
In
like,
Swipe,
I think Paul George is
you
more.
don't
I think
even
Paul
agree
George
with
is
that.
more well-rounded offensively.
Playoff Jimmy is better offensively.
The only difference between playoff Jimmy and regular season Jimmy is he's more aggressive. He's still the same offensive player. Like his
Aggression
skill
is
set,
a
I
huge
still
part
think.
of
I'm not saying,
aggression
but
and
the
volume
skill-
is.
But
don't
the
think-
point, my point is his impacts offensively isn't like, oh my god, he's still he impacts offense because of all the things he does beyond points per game. So the points per game going up doesn't like, oh, this is why he's better than Paul George. It's like-
I think his motor is much better in the playoffs. Personally,
I think his motor is probably better defensively than offensively in the playoffs.
All right, Batman FYB sent through $4.99 and said, "Chill having a different opinion on a player equals him hating on said player."
Facts.
No, that's not what that equals. But when you have the negative opinion on a player 9 times out of 10,
9 times is
prob-
crazy.
yeah, you probably don't like that player very much.
All right. LFC 226 said, "Chill. I know you think Bron's the GOAT, but do you also think he peaked the highest?"
No, I don't.
Spoiler alert, man. We're gonna find out who Chill thinks peaked the highest in about 7 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
I still need your point guard list, Chill. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm on it. I'm on
And Ron as well. I need your list as well.
I
it.
got
I'm
you.
on it.
Mars, I was up doing
And
that
Swiper,
shit
I
like
would need
2
your
in the
point guard
morning.
list as well. I couldn't message
When?
you on Twitter as
That
soon
should
as
be
possible.
done
I
by
couldn't message you
tomorrow.
on Twitter because I'm banned, but I should have reached out to you on Telegram.
I'm on it, Mars.
So I
I'm
apologize.
on it.
But yeah, thank you. I'm
All
pen as
right.
well. I don't think you still
Cultured
voted.
Bandit said,
Thank you.
4 things are guaranteed in life: death, taxes, me cheating, and Ron being an L host, the panel, but chat clears.
Me cheating is crazy.
Well, he's been gaslighted into cheating because his girl keeps accusing him of it. So
You was
yeah.
actually doing that? That's a true story.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But that was when I was a younger,
like last year.
different person.
Got you.
No, fuck, what? Fuck.
Yesterday.
You try to get you tied up. It's crazy.
No. Absolutely not. I'm a family man, 100%.
All right. Shout out to
Ross
Teddy
drives
Hart.
a minivan. Literally, he drives a minivan.
Literally, I have a Chrysler Pacifica.
Yeah, he drives a minivan. So yes, he's a family man. But I'm sorry.
He
Ron, go
also,
ahead.
he also
I
has a
apologize.
sidecar.
Ron, stay
too.
focused, Ron. Ron, stay focused. As you were saying, Ron. Keep going, Ron.
Teddy Hart became a YouTube member. Shout out to Teddy Hart. If I'm not mistaken, Teddy Hart is a Hall of Famer. So shout out to Teddy Hart and all the other Hall of Famers. You guys are the GOATs. Will you key and in co? Will you key and in co said, have any of you guys ever seen AFL other than Damien? And if so, what do you think?
I don't
That's
know the
a-
rules,
that's
but
Australian
I've seen like videos of it. It looks interesting. I don't know what the rules are like at all.
Yeah.
And that
It's-
the pitch they play on is like round.
It's like it looks like rugby almost.
the ball is
not like
rugby,
rugby. Yeah.
but yeah, it
It's
looks
not like
interesting. It's always funny seeing like different sports and like the popular sports in countries like Ireland, for example, has like Gaelic football. Very, very different sport to like.
I actually went to it when I played in Ireland. I
Yeah.
went to a Gaelic football game. Like we talking like 60,000 people, Ron. Them
Yeah,
dudes
like that
had-
shit is
and
crazy.
but them dudes had day jobs.
Yeah, so it's like
For
it's
real.
mad popular,
Yeah.
but it's like it's
So
funny seeing
in-
like the different sports somewhat.
In Australia, I went to a bunch of those games, and like just like you said, so the stadiums are packed. It's like
Nuts.
NFL in there, like it's crazy. And
That's
like,
fire.
them dudes are superstars down there though.
Yes.
They're really getting after it, and they got crazy fans like soccer in Europe. Or football in Europe. I'm sorry, it's nuts over there, and they be picking them up on their shoulders, and like the game, like it's weird. I have no idea how the rules work, but it's dope though.
It does look interesting. It's definitely something I'll never play, but it looks interesting.
All right, Yellow Boy 215 Swipers Burner said, "Ron, you still mad about yesterday? You being super nasty today, L host."
I would also like
Yesterday.
I would like to note this.
Yeah, what happened
that
yesterday? Why am I being nasty today?
I don't know why you're being nasty today, but you are, and it was
Chill and Mars were the only were the only people that were like staying out of it. Ox too. Pin wasn't here. Ron did a whole segment of talking about me being bald. Okay, number one.
That was real talk.
That was
Ron,
Drench.
that was
100%.
That was
you
Drench
started it,
and
Ron. You got the fucking camera going on.
You were putting the
What's that
camera
about,
up.
Ron?
By the way, I just want y'all to know this goofy buck tooth man got videos of me on his phone. I want to also explain this to you, Ox. When he came to Atlanta, I made sure his meals were paid for. I made sure he had a setup. You didn't have to pay for your food, brother. You went upstairs to one of the most famous places in Atlanta, where they film TV shows. We had a nice dinner. Okay,
Shout out
and this
to
man was
McDonald's.
taking. I'm talking to him, and this man was taking video of my head with company, mind you. I just want y'all to know that's the kind of sleaze bag that Ron is.
Swiper, you gotta know your personnel. You can't take this dude nowhere. You don't know that.
Let's just call it. Swiper, you suck, but Ron, you suck too. You suck.
Facts.
Ron. Absolutely. You
Facts.
actually suck.
I made sure Ron was well taken care of. Look at this dude. Yeah,
Look,
look good. Look good. Yeah, look at the muscle.
Ron, you suck.
Yeah, look at the muscle. Pop it.
Ron.
That's bad. Hey, that's bad form, Swiper.
Hey, yo, you ain't got no form because you ain't in the gym at all.
That's bad
Delsky,
form.
don't start with Delsky.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
you ain't got no
Delsky,
form.
Delsky, I'm not gonna lie, Delsky. You might feel like you can talk to Ox.
Nigga, I am in the gym. Hey, the gym is in me.
Nothing to me. You better not say nothing to me. This is dangerous waters for you over
I'm just
here.
letting you know.
Stay with Ox.
I have experience. I'm just telling you that.
No, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Squatting,
You stay over there.
Squatting. You should be hinging on
Stay
that.
over there. Stay over there. Stay over there.
My bad. You got it, big dog.
Basically, Delsky saying he got something for everybody up here.
Matter of fact, Delsky, when we go to Diamond Gym, you can take your yapping, sleeveless, hoodie self and come up with us. That's what you can do.
I'm not telling you something that I'm guessing on. I'm telling you what I know, bro.
I'm telling you, I know we going to Diamond Gym and you better be there.
Shit, I ain't gonna be there. Going up there.
They don't let you drink water there. Why would I go there?
All I'm gonna say is like those videos with the AI gen technology we got right now, you better be careful, bro. But some of the stuff you post.
Why would I be concerned about people being weird about good? That's what I'm saying. Y'all been warped. Y'all
I'm
have
not
been
warped. I'm just telling you, it's not that difficult to prompt a baby Nikola Jokic in place of that kettlebell.
About that. Why would someone do that? The fact that people even think about that is weird. Why would you do that?
Damn.
I don't know why.
So not only have we all been psyoped, but we've been warped too.
I got a meeting in 13 minutes. Can we get through this, please?
All right, Keontae J12 became a YouTube member. Shout out to Keontae. Thank you for tuning in. The next super chat is from a goat by the name of Drink More Water. Drink More Water said Calvin Murphy got one of the worst Hall of Fame resumes that's in. Career average 18-2-4, one All-Star, no All-NBAs, one deep playoff run. I don't know why he's in. I agree. Anybody? Somebody?
I ain't vote for
I don't know. But Al Servi is in the Hall of Fame. And he ain't do shit. And he white, so you can't even try to get that shit off on me. And he out there averaging 7 points a game making the Hall of Fame. So,
shout out to him. Yeah. All right, Cold J9234 became a YouTube member. Shout out to Cold J. Brian Cook sent through $5 and said SGA peaked higher than Penny Hardaway to me, Ox. But I'm with the agendas. Penny was gonna be the GOAT.
Oh, you said Penny peaked higher than Shaq?
I could. You know what? I could have. Probably just.
I mean, you just sent me the list yesterday. Let me just.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
probably
reveal anything.
Wait a second. Whoa. SGA is the point guard?
Yes.
Yeah, SGA is a point guard.
You always do this.
I said I needed years from you anyway, so you can amend your list. So
okay, yeah. Hold on. Yeah,
so SGA is a point guard. I probably should tell. Also, Jason Tatum is a small forward before anyone puts him on the power forward list.
Well, he is a power forward now.
Hell yeah, I got
that's why I feel like I have to tell people Jason Tatum is going to be counted as a small forward.
Kevin Durant's been a power forward for like 4 years.
Kevin Durant is a small forward. LeBron James
Luka's
is a small
point guard too.
Luka is a point guard, yeah.
Yeah, all right, but yeah,
Steph
he
Curry
makes
is
that
also a
shit.
point guard, Fanny. I'm gonna have to make sure I tell Chill Steph Curry is a point guard. So
That doesn't matter for
avoid.
Chill. He's not gonna put.
Nah, he put him on the point guard list last year. He cooperated with me. So just need that to happen again.
He don't got Steph though. That's what I'm saying. He knows he's a point.
I
guard.
mean, I'm gonna just let him know Steph's a point guard. If she still don't have Steph on it, then
That's
is what it
crazy.
is,
He
bro.
don't
What's
put stuff on there.
What's his list for?
I'm doing a series on my channel for the top 10 peaks at every position, and then the top 10 peaks of all time. You could be a part of it if you want.
Yeah, I seen you. I seen you a list. You doing every position, right?
Yeah, I need the point guard list.
And his peak, how many years?
Mars is
That's
so-
up for you to decide. You could do 1
so
year,
young.
you could do 2 years, 3 years, however long you determine the peaks are. They don't even need to be the same length for every player. It's just how long you think their peak was and how good it was. So it's entirely up to you. The only rule is that it has to be their position. Like James Harden is a shooting guard, Steph Curry is a point guard, Kevin Durant's a small forward.
And Magic
To
Johnson
avoid
has
people
a
put-
4-year peak.
To avoid putting people like, I don't want some people to have Tim Duncan on the power forward list, some people to have him on the center list, and then he ends up being 9 on both because he didn't get enough points because he was only getting half votes on each position. So I'm trying to
So
avoid
am I
that,
allowed
like-
to put an asterisk next to 2020 LeBron if I want to put him like in between someone on the peak list for point guards?
I'm just gonna ask for another name.
I think you're trying to
Because LeBron is a
avoid.
small forward.
I think you're trying to avoid Scotty Barnes being an honorable mention at all 5 positions.
All right, I gotta go with.
I mean,
that's
you're gonna
good.
do what you do regardless. I mean, so
I am.
I
am.
But yeah,
Isaac-
Wait, but
point guard is
Mars,
fine.
I have a quick question though. A quick question. So what about a guy like Jerry West, who's like
Point
in his
guards.
peak?
Yeah,
Like
he's
a
a
point.
point.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but he's in his peak as a point guard. But then if you look, he's like goes to shooting guard in the middle of that. Do I have to like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're just gonna. There's some players who are very weird. Like, if you
Tim
were
Duncan.
to use, for example, 2017 James Harden, 2017 to 2020 James Harden, he was a point guard listed in 2017. But it's like, so like, I'm gonna have to make some executive decisions. I think it's gonna be overall like most people are gonna be fine with it. Jerry West is gonna count as a point guard, for example. He's the point guard.
So
Tim
so I
Duncan's
can
a power
I can
forward.
use that
Yeah.
peak when he's playing. Like he has a 3-year peak where it's point guard, shooting guard, point guard. Can you? Do
Yeah,
that
you
peak?
can
I can
use
do that.
use those 3 years if you want. He's all just gonna be on the point guard list. You could use those 3 years. It's fine. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Big Tank Jones. Big Tank became a YouTube member, and Isaac Adeyemi sent through $9.99 and said, if James Worthy was as good as Paul George or better, Magic was on a super team. I don't care. Y'all can't tell me Magic hasn't played with the most talent ever in his career.
Magic was on
He
a
was
super
on-
team regardless of
Yeah,
it.
where have you been at?
Nobody's
That's-
arguing that.
Magic
Who
was
doesn't
for
know
sure
that
on
was
a
a super team?
But,
That was a
but
super
with that being said, though, Paul George is not the bar for super team or not.
I agree with that as well.
Like what?
Oh, man.
But Magic was for sure on super teams. But everyone, I
Absolutely.
think, up here at least acknowledges that. That's just the reality of the situation.
If it was just Magic, Kareem, and then us 5, that's a super team. Like, and as long as Delsky got my water and my towels ready when I come off that floor.
Oh damn, you Jason Tatum in the Olympics?
You sound crazy. You sound crazy.
Hey, Delsky.
You know in practice we
I'll
used to
actually
call,
take some Gatorade. I mean, the water shit cool, but I'll take some red Gatorade if we have some.
What you say?
you know
Delsky?
back in college in practice we used to call certain guys days off. Like if somebody's guarding you on that day in practice, that's what you remind me of.
Oh yeah, right.
Damn, you remind him
you
of
got a day
Dio?
off today. Yeah, you got a day off
Damn,
today.
Dio. Yeah, that's what we gonna start calling Ox, Dio. All right,
crazy.
shout out my man Dio. All right, Shasky on every
I didn't
platform.
know I was PTO, man. I'm PTO.
Shasky on every platform said, name an MVP that lost a playoff series against the team without their best player. Joker.
He lost the playoff series against the team without their best player. And they were the MVP that year.
MVP at all.
I think he just said name an MVP.
At any point.
Well,
I'm gonna have to think. You can read new super chats. I'm gonna see if there is one.
is that Kevin Durant? Because he was a
Think he's
MVP
saying-
at some point, but then they lost without Luka. Well, KD didn't really play either, though.
KD
that
played a
much, so-
game, yeah.
Yeah, so never mind. That doesn't count at all. I don't know. So I'm sure it's out there a bunch of times.
All right, once more into the fray sent through $10 and said, I'm hating with Unc all 26 and 27. The Hate Well tour.
Hey, what's I can't believe y'all started this. And then she'll try to blame me. Oh, God.
All right, once more into the fray sent through another $10 or $5 and said, we need Penn on the show. Without him, we don't get elite/locked in Mars.
I've been locked in ever since Buddy was in the comments saying I need to lose my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got bills I need to pay. I ain't trying to lose my job. You don't know. There's been a stark change from when he was in the comments saying I need to lose my job. The engagement has increased.
Hey, y'all know how to get Mars locked in from here on out.
You know
Remind Mars that
we'll
the
see
bills
how
might not get
long
paid.
that lasts. You know, August about to hit. Yeah, we might not last until August.
Nah, he was
but
on
yeah,
your
he
ass,
said I need to
he
lose
was
my
on your
job.
ass in them comments.
And then he was like, "No, I ain't think you need to lose your job." As his comment says, Mars needs to be fired. I guess.
Oh, man.
Did you actually? Never mind. You didn't think you were
Yes.
going to get fired, right?
Ooh,
Just
there's been
some
times.
random
I've
person.
Do you think you gonna get fired? You worried about
Me?
Mars? You on the hot seat too?
I'm on the hot seat.
On a hot seat on thin ice.
My job was on thin ice. Yeah,
I am not on the hot seat.
Hey, Penn, if you want to get out that hot seat,
Put the hat back on.
No, I'm good.
Why
No,
don't you wear the hat
I-
anymore?
I enjoy the peace over here. It's good.
He's a new person, man. He's a new person.
hey,
Hey,
Penn,
man,
we
I'm not
don't
getting
enjoy
together.
the peace.
You don't enjoy the peace?
We
Penn, you know, it be some
Are
suckers
you-
moving around that be trying to make
All of
laws
us.
to get people removed. You know how that go, Penn, man. Come on, you know,
Nah, we're good.
and be crying. Oh
I
my
got
God,
tenure.
Can't believe Ox did it. Yeah, all right, you little bitch ass niggas. Man.
Yellow Boy said Mars was right. This is a real nasty show. A lot of unnecessary hate on players is crazy. Ron with an H. RHAWN caused this crash out.
The H stands for hater. That's why it stands for hater.
Yo, wow.
RHAWN. That's fine.
Yeah, but I knew this was like, man, I like James Worthy as well, and I
Hey, Alex, grab the next super
myself
chat.
talking about he winning championships by
All right,
proximity.
but I really got to go in
And
3
that-
minutes. I got a meeting.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
You're going to do 30.
it.
Wow.
I believe in you. Let's go. One word answers.
Shit. Wait. He didn't. I don't even know where he's at because this one.
Anime is cool. 97. You suck. I don't come down to McDonald's and shit talk
We
you,
did-
bro.
we
Shut
We
up.
read that one.
We
We
did
read
that
that one.
one.
We read that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We read that one. We read that
Did
one.
that one.
Oh
Where
man.
the fuck are you at, Ron? Okay, I'm just gonna go down here. Let's read this one.
There we go.
Once more into the fray says, Swiper, I be interacting on your solo channel. I know I be hating on here, but fuck with me over there. I be trying to support the panel on and off.
Me too. I be trying to support my panelists too. I don't get no love. It's cool though.
Big Za, Swiper not here. Sorry. Swiper, how many movies in the past 10 years you got over Odyssey? Have any of y'all seen Odyssey yet? No
I
spoiler.
actually haven't seen it,
Oh,
but I
well,
would
we all
assume
know how the
Swiper's
movie
going to
goes.
say 5. That's my guess.
Excuse me. Adam West, the